new roster changes, but ever since that happened, of course, they've been absolutely booming. We've been seeing, I think, the biggest turnaround. By the way, we are going into the knife round, so I believe we should be able to jump into the game now to check that one out, but we'll continue talking regardless. I think the biggest change, of course, regardless of Hiko always performing as well as we expect him to, has been Adren. He's had an absolutely miraculous turnaround. He definitely was struggling a little bit on the previous iteration of this roster, but ever since bringing Hiko on, and ever since the strats have sort of changed up there a little bit, he's been doing phenomenally with his opping job, specifically on the CT side, and has been so far kind of one of the star players for this team.
Yeah, and this is actually very curious to see what Cloud9 takes here. It wouldn't surprise me to see them stay on the T side, because their CT side, like I said, has struggled a little bit recently. So, you know, you always want to start on that side, or you see pro teams pretty frequently start on the side. That's going to give them the biggest advantage going forward. So, yeah, and it does look like Cloud9's going to stay on this terror side. So, I mean, this is the one that's been good for them. This is where they've been able to rack up rounds, and they have to have a pretty solid half here if they want to go into the second half onto the weaker defensive side that they have on Dust 2 with confidence.
All right, guys, well, we're going into it here. The first round getting started right now here between Team Liquid and Cloud9. Best of one over here on Dust 2 with Cloud9 starting off on the T side and Liquid on the CT side. And we've got, interestingly, a dually buyout from Nitro, so we'll take a look at that later. But there's going to be, at the beginning here, a fast movement over towards middle from Elige. Doesn't look like he's going to catch anything as Cloud9 are doing a reverse movement over here. They work their way very quickly over here out and along to try to make a push towards that. And to be honest, there isn't a whole lot of defense. It's all falling into the hands of Adren, and so many nades coming up on that site. There's nothing he can do to stop it. He plays it safe that we hides for the time being and is going to use that to keep himself in there for the time. But he pops out, and Sean Garris immediately catches him, so he's going to fall. Elige did manage to sneak through with one kill before falling, but beyond that, Cloud9 have good control, and now they're clearing it out with 2 more kills coming up for them here. We can see that we've also had Adren finally falling out there along with Elige, and now Hiko, he's getting a couple hits here, and again, from Liquid here, just not a lot of access to the site being given. Nitro and Hiko, though, they pick up 2 shots, and they're going to even out the equation, and there's Hiko finding another one. He's going to take down Sean Garris. They move it, but he falls to nothing, and now it's nothing in the clutch. He picks up the headshot on Nitro, and Cloud9 are going to take the pistol round.
Yeah, Hiko almost pulls that one out for him. Nitro actually fumbles with the smoke. He's standing in the fire inside the bomb site trying to smoke off the bomb for a defuse, and he accidentally doesn't throw it. So nothing, he's pretty much fully exposed, and nothing just takes the headshot from him. But very aggressive. All 5 members going towards long A for Cloud9, and well, the damage is dealt. They get into that bomb site basically for free. Adren tries to make that clever play, but he can't get anything done in there. So nice pistol round from Cloud9, but it's going to be a second round bye. Alicia and Nitro both picking up the scout. No damage dealt quite yet outside of those 2 scouts. It's all 5-7s. Shroud gets that first kill. Once again, aggressively out towards long. Adren playing behind the smoke. He can't find anything either. Freak takes him out. And there goes Elige as well. So this buy is crumbling for Team Liquid.
Fugly's going to be able to pick up one over here by the tunnels, but overall, as you said, not a whole lot left for them to gain. Nitro looking to maybe find a pop shot or two. There's that little bit of a hole through the smoke back over there by the cross coming out from CT spawn, but beyond that, unless he gets lucky here, and it gets smoked off anyway, so Nitro not going to be able to find anything. That plant comes off, and this 2-on-4, obviously, with the bot-up guns, not really going to be too big of a point in them pushing us. Fugly's going to find some combat here in a second as he pushes forward. We almost are going to see Nitro going down, but thankfully, Fugly gets the flanked angle and is able to take down Sean Garris, so they'll lose 1. But beyond this, Liquid, of course, won't really be attempting to do too much else, and we'll probably see Cloud9 take the second round without too much trouble.
Yeah, Shroud's going to take a little bit of a battle here, though, and he gets dropped. Fugly with a nice headshot, so they do come out of this still with 2 weapons. Nitro, no armor, but Fugly picks up a glow. He's got 3 kills, so they've done some really, really good economic damage in this round, which is going to be solid going forward. But either way, this is going to be Cloud9 taking a 2-0 lead. And Liquid, Nitro's got a chance with this scout to do some damage in the future.
Indeed, and we'll see how that evolves going into some of these next rounds, and again, from Liquid here, of course, not really going to be able to buy up too much else. Thankfully, they do save these 2 guns, so they're still going to have a little bit of firepower here, but for buy-ups, it's just going to be maybe a couple upgraded pistols here or there. We can see that on Elige as he goes for the 5.7, but really not a whole much else, and Cloud9 realized this, so they do bring 1 AK into play over here onto Freakazoid, as he is still able to go for that pretty confidently, but for the rest of the team, they're just going to sit back. 2 MAC-10s in play from Shroud and Sean Garris, and this one's probably going to be a very, very quick play onto that B site. Overall, the positions here from Liquid, not too good, but Fugly is going to be able to grab one despite him being flashed. Elige finds a second one after Fugly takes him down pretty low, and now nothing along with himself. They're picking up, I believe, 3 kills elsewhere on the map to take out Hiko, Elige, and Adren before finally falling to Nitro. And of course, Skadoodle with a nice shot finishes things off there to give Cloud9 the 3rd point.
Yeah, the trades initially go in the favor of Liquid, and they stall that rush out for just a couple seconds. That allows time for some rotations to come in, and from there, Cloud9 just overwhelms them into the bomb site. But either way, both of those rounds, both of these Eco rounds, they've gotten significant damage dealt. 3 members lost in the first one, and 4 in the second one. So this is really, really good economically. You can see Cloud9, this buy is maybe their last one if they can't win this round. They have 3 members down at $0 or $50, so that's a very scary situation to be in.
And they're going to wait back here again. You can see that position from Nitro. Just trying to watch out for mid and also being careful in case there's a quick play to try to make their way into that B site. Won't be happening, though, as now that Cloud9 know the guns are in play. They go back to that very, very default area here of checking through middle. This could lead its way into a cat take here if they don't find too much else arching out from this angle. But they move in. They catch it pretty clear. Freakazoid might end up meeting a Dread in a second, but that could get a bit hairy, of course. Thankfully, he's not armed up with his op just as of yet, so he's not going to be able to find anything. Connects a little bit of damage over there into nothing, but beyond that, nothing else being gained. However, Freakazoid's going to fall first on the way in, but now nothing. And Sean Garris, they'll trade a couple kills, comboing their way in through both main as well as the window there, and they're going to get easy site control here. Liquid smoked up, not even being able to approach the site here because of the smoke in CT at this point, and I don't even believe they're going to make an attempt for it. They're just going to sit back, and that's going to hand over the gun round here as well to Cloud9.
Yeah, only one flashbang, no kits, so yeah, all they can really do is save, and that's just kind of Cloud9, very aggressive mid-B split. It's almost like they decided to do what's worked against them for so long, because there was no mid-presence from Liquid whatsoever. They didn't have an op-out, they didn't have a lot of utility to use on those mid-double doors, and Nitro just spent that entire round completely blind inside the B-bomb site, so Cloud9 storms in. Couple kills for free, and they only lose one this time, so that's great, because they stabilized the economy off the back of this win. And moving forward, they're already up 4-0. Team Liquid, they do have 3 M4s to work with, but behind that, they're going to have to drop 2 Famuses over to Fugly and Nitro for the next round.
Going into that Cloud9, excuse me, with a pretty hefty lead at this point here. Liquid, though, still managing to keep those 3 rifles into play, and as you said, we'll see a couple probably dropped over, or we'll just see Fugly maybe work with the Deagle at this point if he can get that armor for himself, but there will be a rifle going over to his way, and as you had mentioned before, this should still keep pretty much everybody in play at this point in time, and that will indeed be the case. Utility, actually pretty good as we take a look at that one, and then for Cloud9, of course, still doing very well, but they're going to split themselves up. Shroud goes for a quick peek over here to the long doors, but there's no aggression from Team Liquid on that, so we won't see a response. The main bulk of the players are lined up just outside of the tunnel entry onto the B site here, and Fugly's going to take a very close tight angle here to try to catch some of these players. That smoke comes in, but they go out for it anyway. Fugly finds one, but immediately 2 more kills traded out from Cloud9 as Freakazoid and Skadoodle pick up to that rotation, coming over much more forcefully this time here from Team Liquid, but still not going to be quick enough as now you've got Shroud on the flanking angle, but at the same time, he only ends up trading out 1. Nonetheless, however, this leaves it into a 2-on-3, but I think they might decide to go for it. Elige here, still not a whole lot of utility. They're trying to find these shots. That flash comes out, but I believe it connects back over there onto Freakazoid as well, so he can't very well confidently push through that. And again, the odds are for Liquid here just not looking so good, so they're going to pull back and try to save those rifles once more, and that's a good decision too. As you look at the health pools, wasn't really favoring them with 28 and 18 HP left on Elige and Hiko respectively.
Yeah, that's a really nice call from Cloud9 because they know going back towards the B bomb site, you know, those are the only 2 players who died in the previous round for Liquid, so they know that they're going to be the ones to drop the weapons. They're the one who have the lighter arsenal in terms of firepower, so they bring these AKs right back up against the Famuses that they've been dropped, and they just overwhelm them completely. So Cloud9, an easy take onto that B bomb site. Once again, Liquid not even able to contest for the retake whatsoever, so Cloud9 putting together a pretty strong match early on so far, up 5-0.
And we see here, too, that Liquid trying to use so much, and again, they had slightly limited utility that time, but for the most part, they had the good buys, but a lot of it going out so early. I mean, we even seeing here, too, that there was one time where they actually used a frag grenade over there through middle just to get that little bit of a smoke plume up into the air, even using that sort of utility just to try and get themselves out, but unfortunately, the money's going to get very, very limited on 3 of these players now with them unfortunately losing these 2 rounds in a row. The saves are going to help, of course, with keeping a little bit still in play, but this even worsens it this time, so I don't imagine them going so well if Cloud9 keep up these slightly delayed, but still very, very quick takes onto the sites.
Yeah, Elige completely blinded. He sprays the first one down, but Freakazoid responds, and there's no defense in this A bomb site. The other M4 is Hiko over towards B, and they're taking over these upper B tunnels. So Cloud9, they switch things up completely. They go towards the A site. This time, Team Liquid tries to stop them from putting any presence over at B, but it doesn't even matter. Adren with just the pistol is so low down in the CT spawn, and there's really not much Liquid can do here, so they're just going to go for some exit frags. But either way, Cloud9 completely has them on the ropes at the moment.
And this position from Skadoodle is so in their face at this point, too. Just sits back. Good trigger hold, but unfortunately a little bit early there. And he's going to catch some shots to the face that comes out there from Fugly. Nitro also managed to sneak through with a kill, and that's going to even trade it out for a 2-on-2. But now Liquid has to make that decision. Will they continue to go for this push, or did they sit back? And again, the economical choice is being made here. So now they're going to give us 6 points so far, uncontested by Team Liquid at this point, with Cloud9 leading in a very, very big way. And unfortunately, Liquid just not wanting to take the risk on that retake. Very, very smart decision when you look at the positions from Cloud9, but still, you're definitely not going to help out in the round score as we head deeper and deeper into the half.
No, and this is actually a good test for Liquid to see exactly where they're at, because they've been playing so well recently. People are ready to already crown them the best team in North America with Cloud9's recent slump in international results. So this is a good barometer of where they're at. And actually, I mean, 6 rounds in, this is really the best buy that Liquid's had. You can see double op setup now comes out. Nitro has one. Adren has one as well. Finally, they have 4 kits to work with. They have some Molotovs as well. So this is the round that Liquid needs to win and get back on track.
And we are going to see now a double op setup being obtained by these guys. But again, it's a quick take. Shroud jumps out, takes some shots, but takes down Fugly anyway over by the car. Moving in, such quick control. It's another time that this will happen. Nitro has that op over by window, but Freakazoid is pushing him, connects the shot. Freakazoid a little too slow on the trigger, and Nitro is going to be able to survive that with just 4 HP, but now he can't stick around. He's going to fall back. He's going to try to support a Legion push through the mid doors, but he gets taken down by Sean Garris. And again now, there's just no attempt at a retake that can be made. They're all stuck over here outside the mid doors. That utility is going away in a very big way. They still got 2 smokes, but now they've been smoked out themselves over here by Cloud9. No site access at all, and Cloud9 just have things locked down over here on the T side.
Yeah, and this is just Cloud9, just no respect. Skadoodling gets one more through the smoke. That's an op. Pico's got to try and pick that one up to maintain that double op setup moving forward, but not even going to worry about it at the moment. Just wants to keep the AK. But Cloud9 is being so aggressive in their strategy. They're getting into this B bomb site so extremely fast that, I mean, there's no chance for a retake because smokes are already down in these choke points, 15, 20 seconds into the round. So Cloud9 just exploiting Team Liquid over at the B bomb site, and this might be a situation where Liquid wants to switch up the defense, start playing a 2-1-2, have 3 members leading over towards that B bomb site. Gives you a little bit more mid presence as well, a little bit more options if you need to rotate. But Cloud9 is just beating them up and down Dust 2 right now, 7-0 already.
And the money has gotten to a point here, at least for Liquid, where they can actually afford to do 2 of these op buy-ups in a row. So we're going to see that coming into play once again here. And I don't believe they were able to save the second one, so at least one of these had to have been rebought. That's going to get put into the hands of both the Dren and Nitro as they try to work for that. And they'll split it up, of course, putting a Dren, I believe, somewhere over here around the A site. Could relocate the mid very quickly as well. And then Nitro, of course, watching out for the tunnel push. But finally, Cloud9 actually going for something a little bit more traditional here now as they work their way up on a cat. Very, very quick take, but again, Liquid sort of expecting something faster to come from a more default angle here. They're going to be sort of out of position for this one. It's going to mainly fall into the hands of a Dren to hold that off. We do see these 3 players from Cloud9 still moving in.
Yeah, and this is the slowest round we've seen out of Cloud9 so far, so double op setup for them as well on the T side. Nothing, interestingly enough, picking up an AWP, but a Dren at the car, at Game Helper, he's going to be the one that's tested. He's on top of the cars, just trying to look over the smoke, but he's going to give it up completely. Come over towards the long to help his teammate. There's 3 players here. Sean gets 1. But he gets traded off immediately by a Dren. He goes along as well. So this is going to be a retake onto that A bomb site. And they can no longer afford to stay out of these bomb sites. They have to attempt these retakes.
Yeah, but unfortunate that Adren gives it away, but makes up for it now with a nice headshot there over on a Freakazoid, but still, you could just see how scared they are of players that could be coming through the long doors there, so they haven't moved in from long to try to go for that retake. Still waiting for some to get in a position here coming out from CT2, so this is going to get a little bit rough, especially with nothing still up there with that up. We'll see Hiko get a kill, but now Skadoodle takes his place, and he's going to get the trade back over onto Hiko, leaves things into a 2-on-2, but again, finally they've got a facility to push back in, but Adren misses the shot, still moving a little bit too quickly, and Skadoodle and Shroud are going to clean things up. Cloud9 still remain unscathed here instead of 8-0 with Liquid yet to find a place on the board.
Yeah, Dren can't do that. With the AWP at Game Helper, you can't leave that A bomb site. When you already have 2 players over at the pit, 2 players playing long, you have to trust them to be able to hold long completely against any hit. Or at least get, 2 to 3 kills if it's going to be a massive execute by the terrorists. But Dren just gives up that A bomb site completely. Cloud9 has all the freedom in the world to get the bomb planted and 20 to 30 seconds to find good positioning afterwards, and it's just too punishing. Now you can see Liquid pushing up towards Catwalk. They're going to give up long completely, and 2 players pushing into the upper B tunnel, so they're going to start to pinch in towards this mid control. Hiko grabs Shroud over at Xbox, and now they fall back off of Catwalk.
And again, they're going to be a little bit cautious because of what happened in that previous round there, where they watched out for Catwalk. They had a little bit of pressure there, but then ended up coming out from long. They'll be right in doing that, but again, so far it's going to be mainly on Hiko here, and thankfully he's got a little bit of a smoke angle to work towards. But also Cloud9, if you're getting themselves into that position, playing it very, very slowly. And also keep in mind Sean Garris, too, at this flanked angle back over here in top middle. Going to try to catch some players that may be rotating, but probably end up being Nitro, but I think they're ready for this one, too, especially as he opens up some shots, and Hiko and Unleashed, they're going to find the first 2. Hiko also moving forward here, too, to try to take a position, and Freakazoids get killed mid-air, so finally, this hold pulls out here now from Liquid, and it looks like they may finally take a round. Skadoodle trying to figure out what he wants to do with this one. He's going to get rid of the op. He knows that his chances are so futile, so he tosses that back into Big Blue, and is basically just going to make a run for it at this point.
Yeah, pretty smart to just throw that op away. So right now, I mean, he's only got a pistol. He's going to go all the way, try and wrap around, maybe try and find and pick up an AK-47 from his teammate. But either way, they've got decent amount of money. Actually, surprisingly, for winning the first 8 rounds of this match, he does find an AK-47, by the way. They're pretty weak on economy. They're going to be able to buy next round, but if Liquid's able to string a couple together with the drops in the next round for Cloud9, they're going to break the economy, and that could be their avenue back into this match. Break the economy, get a couple easy rounds, and see what you can pull off from there, because if Liquid can get 5 or 6 rounds, they're going to give themselves more of a window of opportunity moving forward. That's exactly what they need. And Skadoodle, he's not even going to go for anything. He's just going to save this AK-47. Because he knows, I mean, that's pretty smart, because he knows his team's going to have to drop one.
And this is actually going to be, that last round, too, was a pretty big change-up in the strategy from Liquid, too. And you look at the fact that they've been holding pretty preservatively, mainly because of the fact that Cloud9 was bit so quickly. But now, this time, Team Liquid just kicking into over here. They go right for the push. It ends up working out here for them as they take those very forward positions, and it catches Cloud9 off guard a little bit there. So they're going to be able to pick up some of those early frags, and just no returns come out there from Cloud9 that time. So they get that 4-1 advantage basically right from the start of the round. And that leaves them with very little choice to do at the end of it. So we'll see again here now, Cloud9 going back to the quick play, though, as they make their way here through the mid doors. No coverage on that, so they let them get it for free, but they do have a pinch if they want to try to get aggressive on it. However, haven't been able to catch on to this, and now Skadoodle's going to pick up the opening frag over onto Elise. Fugly still holds strong, and now Nitro comes in for the assist over here by the box. Adren as well, that pinch comes in a big way, and now that's going to close them out back over towards middle. They still have 2 players alive here from Cloud9, but they're very, very separate at this point. It's Skadoodle and nothing already having taken a lot of damage, and now Skadoodle on his attempt to creep into that A site and get himself a flank. He's also going to get shut down there by Adren. So with nothing, having no flashes, nothing really left to work with, he's going to try to push himself in here, almost catching one, but it won't happen. And Liquid will win yet another round very, very cleanly with 4 players still left alive at the end of it.
Yeah, Adren and Nitro had some big rounds. Nitro locking down B to recover. It's actually kind of funny to me watching Cloud9 do these basically mid-rushes into a mid-B split, because these are exactly the kind of things that beat up their defense. What they're exploiting on the Liquid defense right now is the exact same things that Cloud9 is weak at on their defense. So they obviously know how to exploit it. It's just interesting that over the past few months, Cloud9 hasn't been able to adjust to this kind of style of play. Now we're going to see just P250s, a bunch of flashbangs. They're going to rush B, but they're running through the fire, and it's going to be a spray down. Nitro grabs the first 2. One sweet spy, but Fugly grabs him. He gets traded off, but Nitro's still wreaking havoc in the back of the bomb site. He's going to clean things up. All said and done, Nitro's got 4 kills. Fugly has the 5th. And it's going to be 3-8 now. Team Liquid, 3 straight.
And unfortunately, there nothing really working out for Cloud9 that time, as Nitro pretty much just had a DM map there that round for free. They all rolled through, the molly was perfectly placed, nothing really Cloud9 could do with the broken economy that time, so that round was pretty much expected for Liquid to take from the start. Just unfortunate they roll right into the Hornet's Nest as far as their choice of a strat was concerned. But now they've got the guns back in their hands. We do see Sean Garris, of course, having to drop down to a galley, but the rest of the team is pretty much armed with the T, so that's not going to be too much missing. Skadoodle also armed with the Ops. We'll see that being used. He's hiding out just outside, just within side, actually, Suicide Alley at this point, waiting to see if there's going to be a fast kite coming out from Liquid. Elige is in the area, but I don't think he's going to want to push that far out, especially because of the smoke that he just put on the ground, and also nothing back over there in lower tunnels might not be worth it. But you look at Fugly, he's actually thinking about potentially moving in there as well, as they've also taken up that very, very forward position once again. But for the time being, everybody's sitting nice and stable. Same story for Cloud9 here, but they don't want to lose anybody very early on in the round, especially with Freakazoid already having taken a little bit of action back over here through the A-long doors.
Yeah, this looks like it was going to be set up to be a delayed long take. Sean had a smoke lined up for the corner, but they're going to call that one off and let Freakazoid. He's taken double nade damage, down to 26 HP early on. And they're just going to walk out mid. Team Liquid hasn't had presence here this entire time. They haven't really had an AWP to contest it whatsoever, but even so, they're not even rotating a player over towards CT spawn to deal with it. So these 2 B players are going to be left hanging a little bit. Fugly and Nitro, they've got a lot of work to do. This late in the round, they have no smokes for the double doors. Nitro gets half blind, and he's ready for him to come through. He grabs one. Fugly as well. Nitro cannot get the second, but he's gotten Sean so low. 2 HP. Doesn't matter. Skadoodle is going to give Cloud9 the advantage. It's going to be a 2-on-3 retake for Liquid right now.
And Adren looking to hopefully get lucky on Sean there, as he's sitting very, very low, as you already mentioned before. Here, they're going to chill back for now, and Adren just trying to reposition there. Almost is going to catch Skadoodle, but thankfully he gets behind cover before that can happen. And now they're just going to go right for it, and Adren messing up that flash. That's actually going to strip their plan in a big way, because that's the only flash they had left. Adren also gets hit by Skadoodle, so he's going to get dropped down to just 8 HP. And again, this retake has absolutely been murdered, unfortunately, due to Adren missing that flash, but even so, the odds were very low to begin with, so that's not too big of a deal. But now this just puts the odds right back into Cloud9's favor, and they even know they're running away with this. They're trying to chase them out and see if they can drop some guns here too, but they're in stable positions. Adren with just 8 HP actually ends up dropping nothing down there, so they're going to pick up another kill, and that's another gun going onto the ground that won't be picked back up, but for the rest of them, I believe they'll make it through.
That's actually a bigger kill than it might seem. I mean, Cloud9's already got 9-3, so... But either way, nothing. There's not a lot of money. He only had 3,800 going into this round, so he's going to need to drop or be light on utility. And that was a pretty smart round for Cloud9 to slow things down, because when they actually eventually initiated that mid to B split, the defenders in the B bomb site didn't have the utility to slow it down. They didn't have any more smokes or Molotovs for the double doors or for the B tunnels, so Cloud9's able to get into that site with good trades, and then Skadoodle with that op really puts the icing on the cake by getting that pick through the double doors.
And Hiko again getting that smoke out onto there, as we mentioned before here now. They're going to try to stop them from moving in, but Shroud along with Sean Garrison, Skadoodle here, all grouped up in a big four-man. And we can also Freakazoid there, tries to do, or apologies, not Freakazoid, Nothing trying to do a little bit of work, but Nitro with that aggressive push picks up a very nice shot over on the Nothing in order to, now the take is going to start Molly in a great spot. They can't move past that. Hiko just on the other side of Big Blue, so he's got a big kill lined up, finds 2 in a row. Going to be able to take that down and finds the third with the assistance of Elige coming in there. That's going to take down Shroud, and then again, it just all gets shut down so quickly. Skadoodle's going to miss his shot, starts to fall back. He picks up that op as he tries to drop it again. Just wants to get rid of the damn thing. Did he do it, though, is the question. It looks like he was just able to get rid of that before the round ends, so actually not sure. I think Adrem might have picked it up. No, Hiko grabbed it, so they do manage to find his op.
That was the call. That was the play that Cloud9 was going to run the previous round when Sean had that corner smoke lined up, and they run it this time. Last round they must have sensed something or got some kind of intel that scared them away from it. This time, on the other hand, that stack from Team Liquid, Hiko and Elige and Pit and over by the blue box, they just murder everyone. So it's going to be a save for this last saving for the last round is Cloud9. They've got a Deagle, they've got some P250s, only a couple of flashbangs on Freakazoid. So this should be an easy round for Team Liquid to get up towards 5, and they've really, I mean, after a disastrous start, they've kind of stabilized. So if they can get towards 6, that would be a fantastic half, considering at one point they were down 8-0.
And now Cloud9 again line themselves up, move in. Not a whole lot of really anything to work with here as we take a look. Shroud, of course, with the Deagles, so he may be able to get lucky with a couple pop shots, but as they move themselves out here, first shot's going to connect on to Sean Garris, but it won't be enough in order to take him down, but a nade comes in along with Elige's shots. That's going to finish them off. Nothing finds one return kill going over to Elige, but beyond that, it seems it's a cleanup from Liquid as they pick up one more, and now Shroud also taken down there by Adren as he gets a big round. 3 kills for him. The Liquid do pick up a 5th.
Yeah, this double op setup now, and this is the first time that Liquid's actually been able to outgun Cloud9 throughout this entire half. It's just going to be AK-47s on the side of Cloud9. I mean, even Sean is relegated to a Tech 9 just so he can get enough utility. He's got nade, smoke, flash, and Molotov. And Skadoodle, you can see, is forced onto the scout. So this is a solid round for Team Liquid, but once again, it's 3 members over towards A. They have no mid presence. They have no support outside of these 2 players in the B bomb site, and it's Nitro with the AWP. So Cloud9 showed a real, they've wanted to hit this B bomb site throughout this whole half. They've had a lot of success with it. It's finally started to stabilize, and with this utility, I mean, Cloud9 may not have a chance at getting this bomb site.
And we can see here now that both Fugly and Nitro lined up holded here. And Cloud9, even you can see here too, Fugly actually going for the big movement as he starts to push himself in a little bit here. We'll see if he's able to work for anything. Nothing, as we already mentioned before, too, has been injured in a pretty big way, sitting down at just 19 HP. But Nitro pushes through, gets the outshot. Freakazoid moves in, gets the response, almost finds a second. But Fugly's going to survive the encounter. That flash, too, but Fugly picks up the kill. Shroud moves in for the trade, and now Elige picks one up as well. They're back over towards middle. He's going to be able to find Sean Garris, and Skadoodle's just going to go right through the doors. He's going to try to make this push. Doesn't actually catch there as a player over by the door. It's Elige sitting right on the edge of that smoke, but he's patient. Doesn't make any noise just as of yet, and Shroud as well picks up the kill by window. So now with the Dread and Hiko working this 1-on-2, Shroud very, very low at 28 HP as well, but they still have no clue. It's Skadoodle sitting here behind the boxes, but he pops out, can't find Hiko, finds the first kill, and the second over onto Adren. So Cloud9 steal it away and end the half at 10-5 in their favor.
What a big play from Skadoodle to push out through the smoke at those boxes like that, and what really sold it is his teammate just being so aggressive towards window, and Skadoodle, I mean, he didn't even notice Skadoodle there, so once he falls, everyone just assumes that box is clear, but Skadoodle just buys his time and pounces right at the end. So nicely done from him. That's a big half from Cloud9, 10-5, but obviously if it's off the back of those first 8 rounds, Team Liquid did kind of manage to adjust and close the gap just a little bit. They have enough to, give themselves a window of opportunity into this second half. That'll be interesting to see, but I mean, so many saves for Team Liquid. There were rounds in that 8-round losing stretch that they had. They couldn't even go for the retake. They just got completely shut out of those bomb sites. So Cloud9 looked dominant there early on.
Yep, so it's definitely gonna hurt them a lot coming into the second one, and a lot of what we could see coming out in the second half will be dependent upon what we see coming from this pistol round. And for Liquid, of course, actually not a very big investment when you take a look at it here. 3 players buying up armor, and we got 2 players going for nades, so actually take a look, it's pretty typical as far as I'm concerned. But Cloud9 actually, again, going back to pretty much the same thing they did on their T side of pistol, where they just buy up a whole load of utility, and we'll see how that works out for them now too. So far, the rotation, we can see Freakazoid has been fast-catted, he's sitting back over there. Hasn't moved his way out towards middle just as of yet, but nothing also watched the mid door is probably going to act as an early warning, and Freakazoid regardless is going to have to fall back. So it's going to be a default A take, but Freakazoid holds, only gets one, so that'll get traded back out, but that nade's going to bounce in. There's a nice amount of damage to Fugly and Elige, bringing them pretty low, and Skadoodle also picking up 2 kills back over there by Long, completely eliminates that push through, and now Shroud holds it back over here on Cat. He's going to be able to drop Elige, and Sean Garris on the flank should finish it off. If he can pick up that kill, which he is, he's going to take down Fugly, and now Cloud9 will pick up the second pistol here as well, and that's going to be a huge bonus for them now. They're going to have such a big lead, assuming they don't have any problems with these anti-ecos.
Yeah, Skadoodle has a huge round there with the double kill. Playing at that game helper and just pouncing out when it's the right opportunity to do it, and he crushes that attack from Liquid, and that was kind of the difference. Cloud9's strategy was all 5 over towards Long. Liquid, they spread out just a little bit, try to execute an A-split, and they just get picked apart from long range by these USPs and P2000. So, nice pistol round from Cloud9. That's going to be both going in their favor.
A little bit of a nade gets tossed out there too by Freakazoid in an attempt to catch the Team Liquid players. They were almost in there, but they end up falling back out just in the nick of time, so none of them are going to take any heat from this one. And again, this is actually a pretty preservative round coming out from Team Liquid on the second buy too. When you take a look at it, the only big buy that we could really consider would be Fugly going for a Deagle, and there's no armor behind that on really any of these other players, so nothing really too big is going to be invested here in this round, as they might look to maybe score a plant here in round number 2, and that would enable the potential for a third round buy-up, especially if you get a nice amount of damage here on a Cloud9 in the second round to kill like 3 to 4 players. But already, Nitro taking a bit of heat here. He's going to get dropped down, and Sean Garris uses this as an opportunity, almost finishes him off, but now he's going to get the shooting gallery. Him and Freakazoid pick up a collective amount of 3 kills, and nothing coming in for the 4th. Hiko will move in, but nothing finishes them both off there in a line. Sprays him down, and Cloud9 pick up their 12th point.
Yeah, they didn't invest, no investment into armor whatsoever, nades for Team Liquid, so it's no big deal if they only kill one person. Obviously, you want to deal more damage than that, but the fact is that they don't get that plant, so there's not going to be any kind of third round buy, so that's just going to let Cloud9, great opportunity for them to get up to 13 rounds. And Liquid, I mean, this is starting to look like they've got to go on a significant streak here after this round. Once they get AKs in their hands, they've got to win 4 or 5 rounds in a row if they want a shot at making this comeback.
And Shroud, of course, takes up the... Shroud, of course, taking up the close angle here. As Team Liquid trying again to push themselves over here out towards Long. All 5 of them will work towards it, but this flash shouldn't really connect anything over on him, so he holds strong. A little bit overexposed. He's going to find 1, 2, finally gets traded out by Adren, but now they know where that push is coming from. If they wanted to get aggressive to counter, they could, but I actually think Shroud might have undercalled the numbers a little bit there. They're just watching out for a quick rotate, because for now, of course, the rest of Team Liquid haven't really revealed themselves over towards Long, and Freakazoid with long-range touchdown takes down Elige, and just like that, the entire offensive is pretty much gone by the wayside at this point.
Yeah, this attack has been annihilated. So Hiko just trying to take some pop shots with his Tech 9 in the pit. Freakazoid's going to clean him out. Doesn't even matter. Both kills go towards him. They've only lost 2 players in the past 2 rounds on their anti-eco, so very nicely done by Cloud9, not taking too much damage, and they're just going to save these guns into the next round. Why not? They have so many rounds to play with. They're going to play the economy game. They're going to play it long-term. And they have such a massive advantage. It's only Skadoodle upgrading his Scout to an AWP, which is, I mean, just the scariest upgrade you can imagine. And while he's known for playing over towards the A bomb site, he's going to take this AWP over towards B. And this is something we haven't really seen out of Cloud9 on Dust 2 over the past couple months. This is a good switch-up that could catch Team Liquid off guard.
Hiko's going to push forward here again, looking to find his way out over towards Long and catch some of these guys off guard, but that push comes in so quickly there through mid, and however, Sean Garris is going to be able to hold himself. He takes down Elige, he's able to pick up 1 kill there. Nitro and Adren also trying to find a way back in there because they need to re-pick up that bomb, but there's going to be a trade. Hiko, though, finds that headshot over on the Freakazoid through the smoke. He's going to be able to take that down, and now it's a 3-on-3, but still no bomb control for Liquid, and a molly comes in from the CTs. Adren tries to hold his own for some reason. Shroud can't pick up that kill over onto Adren, so he's going to survive that encounter, and our Cloud9, they're going to be a man down here, and this is still going to be a very, very tough situation. Nothing here trying to hold off this angle at this point as Liquid tries to push through to get back bomb control, but they can't, as these players from Cloud9 are just sticking there, and Liquid not being given any room to move back in, and even when they do, Skadoodle's there with the headshot, finishes off 1, and now we're right back into an even 2-on-2.
Yeah, this is very good stuff. They have the bomb down. Skadoodle with this AWP just holding the crack of the double doors. Both Liquid members, they don't have a lot of utility. They're both low, so nothing is going to have an easy spray down if they come out. If you can just find the timing, Skadoodle's blind. He takes a free shot, but nothing's there to just kind of back him up. There's Skadoodle right through the door, shuts down Adren, closes the door, another opportunity in that round. So 14-5 now for Cloud9.
And remember, of course, as we just discussed before, the very minimal investment of Cloud9 coming into that previous round, saving pretty much all the guns that they had still from the anti-eco, so plenty of money left for those that did go down, and even getting a little bit greedy here as we take a look at Sean Garris. He's going to go for the auto buy up here to try to get a little bit of damage done with that. And as for Team Liquid, they're going to have to force this one up, obviously, if they want to try to win the game out here, prevent that 15 point from being scored. Otherwise, they'll have to play for overtime.
Very, very spread out defense. Just kind of a typical default. 2 players in B, and then you can see Shroud over at the A bomb site. Skadoodle's in the A site with that AWP, but it's Freakazoid close up. This is going to have to be a crossfire setup. These pistols are going to come out, but Shroud gets that first kill. They don't even know Freakazoid's here, and finally he pounces, gets the first one, can't get the second, so even trades, but Liquid so heavily damaged, so light on Arsenal. Dren's got the scalp, but he's only got 6 HP. He's got to basically get a headshot, and he does it right on a Skadoodle. That shuts him down. Nothing's going to drop a smoke over towards Long. Try and work with this a little bit. He's going to swing out and look for a fight. Sees the scout. He's just going to fall away. But he gets dropped by Hiko right through the smoke. So Liquid finding some miracle kills. And there's finally Fugly on the flank. Going to clean out Sean to keep them alive just a little bit longer.
And what a miracle round for Liquid to pull off there. The big shots coming out in the scout, and even they're actually going to scavenge through here with this auto as well. So they're going to take it and throw it back at them. Now Fugly will pick that up. Their money's going to be good to go. But as for Cloud9, not going to be looking so confident in their buy-ups here. They actually are going to call the save because they've got a pretty big round equation to work with here. And with that said here, this could be potentially a 7th point being picked up by Liquid. There's that auto as well, doing a little bit of work for Fugly. And that ends up getting tossed back through. But as far as this push is concerned, Shroud actually moves in. He picks up 1 kill over onto a Dren. Nitro looking for the response, but a little bit trouble finding those heads there on the galley. And now they're actually going to be given an avenue to work through here. Skadoodle and Freakazoid, they move in. Skadoodle picks up the shot over onto Nitro. Now they've got access, and they're actually cutting them off, so there's going to be a quick rotate from Liquid. They move the bomb into the tunnels. They're going to try to get that onto the B site, but nothing could potentially cut this off. Thankfully, he's a little bit slow, just playing it safe again, because he doesn't have a whole lot to work with. But the big story, of course, is now these guns have been picked back up here by the Cloud9 members. Freakazoid and Skadoodle, they've got a little bit of rifles to work with here, and this could potentially enable their avenue back over here into the B site. However, Liege is still waiting for some of them. He's going to pick up a response kill over on Skadoodle, and as they move back in, it looks like Liquid is sort of getting back control of this situation.
Yeah, good stuff for Cloud9, but the lack of armor, the lack of utility and nades and weaponry that Cloud9 had is just going to bite him right here at the end. But either way, good eco round. Get those first 2 kills. They gave himself a shot in the round, but eventually Team Liquid able to stabilize still. 14-6, all this economic damage is just going to allow Cloud9 to grind this half out eventually towards this win. Fugly with this auto sniper. He's gonna have to do some work. I mean, that's a powerful gun, and especially at those mid double doors, that's a gun that can give you just a massive advantage. If you get a lucky headshot, it's gonna be game over for one of the Cloud9 members. But Liquid's got a long way to go here into this round. They've got to start building up some banks so they can survive economically with some of these deaths they take.
And Cloud9 sparing no expense now to try and crush them before they can get that close to closing things out. Skadoodle and Sean Garris now going for the double op buy up here, and Shroud as well here, now going to have a Galil to work with for his himself. Freakazoid and nothing, armed with the rifles, of course, and now beyond this, we'll see how exactly Liquid try to play this out. They're going to keep it nice and safe for the time being. Not really going to push the envelope as far as getting onto one of these sites. They're just making map control early on in this round is concerned here. Nothing will smoke off middle there just to keep things a little bit safe. But beyond that, they're just going to take their time, maybe look for a pick or two here early on in case Cloud9 get aggressive. And beyond that, they'll probably decide on the strategy a little bit after that. But right now, sort of favoring either a mid to B split or working their way over on a cat from there. If the lurker, that's going to be Fugly, ends up not really doing so well for himself, but we'll see.
Look at this read from Cloud9. 4 members over towards the A site. This is so much faith in Sean with the AWP inside the B bomb site. You can see Freakazoid playing his favorite spot behind this first box in CT spawn. But it doesn't even matter because the read is perfect. Team Liquid going over towards this A bomb site. There's only going to be 1 lurker in lower B, and here it comes, the execution. They jump down. Skadoodle's got to do good with this op. He gets that first kill. He drops down through the smoke. That's a Liege. Now he turns away from a flashbang, comes back and just watches the corner, gets a second one onto Nitro. He's holding everything off at the moment. Single-handedly, Adren finally chimes in. That forces Skadoodle to back up just a little bit, but Freakazoid allows him to return his attention to this A bomb site, and still, Team Liquid cannot make any progress. They have to have this round. They cannot let Cloud9 get up towards 15 so early on in the second half. And Freakazoid just biding his time until that kill comes in. He peeks. What a hold from Cloud9 on that A bomb site.
Skadoodle, I think, in my opinion, probably one of the biggest players coming out of that run, of course. I mean, he got his car spot that he's so good at holding and that we've seen him hold so many times in the past, and there was just no punishment at all coming out from Liquid to try and get him off of there. So he was freely allowed to take all the shots he wanted to, and beyond that, of course, the rifle hold comes out from Freakazoid and the rest of them too, just to clean things up, and that gives them their 15th point. Liquid, they've got a little bit left to buy out here, but overall not going to be too confident. Kind of okay on the utility aspects, but look at Freakazoid now, just pushes right up, takes 1 shot from the scout, so he's got to be a little bit careful with this, but he's going to go out for blood, and Shroud picks up the first one, finds a second, but Liege, Fugly, and Adren find 3 more response kills to come back out from Liquid now, so they're going to be able to trade those ones out. Freak and Sean are going to be the final 2 left alive here. And again, keep in mind, Freak has been moved forward here. They have a pretty good idea of where he might be camping, but at the same time, that bomb on the ground, so the movement here coming out from Liquid is going to be very, very slow, and Freak could take out a couple more players. Looking for the shot, can't connect it just yet, so they'll pick up that bomb, but at the same time, their movement path is going to be pretty limited, so Sean Garris will actually get a pretty good setup now as the players from Liquid try to push themselves in. We take a look, no flash or anything, but Hiko gets the running headshot anyway, takes down Sean Garris, and now this round will most definitely be going into the hands of Liquid. They've got this one in the bag, and as for Freakazoid, it's going to be all about survival at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's just really nothing they can do, so Liquid is just going to stave off death just one more round. Either way, Freakazoid feeling a little bit lonely. He's got full utility, and any damage they can do, you look at this Liquid economy right now, no one's above $1,000 whatsoever, so any kill that Freakazoid gets here is actually massive. Just so many rounds for Cloud9 to grind it out economically, and I mean, this is a great match that they're putting together right now, just beating up on Liquid, who's kind of this upstart at the moment. So Cloud9 letting them know they're not quite there yet. They got to keep working, and Freak might be able to get one or two more kills. They jump out. He does spray the first one down. He gets the second one as well. That's beautiful stuff. So Liquid now just so detrimental moving forward.
And Liquid, you could see them jumping around there. They're thinking they're safe in that area, but Freak's just waiting right for him. So those are two kills that, to be honest, Liquid sort of handed over on a silver platter there to Freakazoid, as they were not expecting him to be in that area at all. Nonetheless, though, as we take a look from Cloud9, unfortunately, their money not going to be in too good of a position after just picking up one round and immediately trading it back out. So they will have to go for a full save for the most part. Freak still having that rifle, a full utility kit. He's actually going to have a decent amount to work with. But the same story is said for Liquid, of course, considering they're winning the round and they're on T side, so the economy is a lot less punishing, and they can go right back for the most part into their full buyout here as well.
Slowly working their way towards these mid-double doors. Elige is at Xbox, and look at this stack on Catwalk. Skadoodle and Shroud just waiting for any kind of a presence, and the danger is Liquid's so spread out, this stack could actually do some real damage, but Shroud gets eliminated. That nade weakened up Skadoodle, and he gets dropped by Nitro as well. Good double frag for him. And now Liquid can slow everything down, recondense, group up together, and hit a bomb site. But initial two kills are wonderfully done by Liquid.
And a little bit of an upshot there is going to connect onto nothing. I believe it goes through the door, so the damage is going to be lessened in a very, very big way. Apologies. He only gets dropped down to 66 HP, but Sean as well. The floodgates are going to open up back over here on the B site, and that rotation really leaving Freakazoid out of the fight as far as this is concerned. He's trying to open up a pretty mean flank, but as he moves forward here, Adren might just catch him with the op, and especially now with Hiko picking up that kill over on nothing. Does not leave a lot of room left for him to work with here. Just going to smoke that off, and again, makes the choice to save, considering, again, 1-on-5, not really a whole lot he can do to win this one out, but he's still going to keep himself rolling here. Picks up one kill over onto Elige. They now know where he is, so things are going to get a little bit intense. Fugly pushing in from Cat 2 as Hiko pushes in from lower. It's a little bit one-on-one, but Hiko thankfully can hold his own, and he picks on Freakazoid there. He's able to take him down, and obviously Liquid are once again going to win the round.
And this is a round like Cloud9. I mean, they've got decent money. They can have a pretty solid buy into this round, and they are going to purchase up. So everyone gets those M4s. They don't have the money for the AWP, unfortunately. It would have been a naked op on Skadoodle with no armor whatsoever. So he goes for the M4 with armor, and he's the only defuse kit as well, but still a little bit light on utility. Either way, this is going to be a scary round for Liquid. They've got to keep up this winning streak, and there's a lot of faith being put into Sean Garris right now in this B bomb site. He's pretty much been manning this B site down alone with nothing committed towards the mid site. Just not even wary whatsoever that Liquid might just hit this right off the bat at a certain point. So Cloud9 spread out across the map so far, and Liquid, they're not being very aggressive in these early portions of the round. They're content to play behind these smokes and the choke points. They're content to play far back and just go from, 30 seconds into the round.
Cloud9, though, potentially with a mean setup if we see Liquid still try to push to these long doors here. Freakazoid just outside of Big Blue, and Shroud wrapped around the corner as well. They're going to wait, and this could be a very big trap, especially if they don't pre-flash this one. And this could be absolutely insane. Nothing else moving into potentially a position to counter this one out too, but I think his attention is drawn a little bit more towards Cat, and that may be where they try to make the noise first, as they are very, very slowly still moving into that position here. And Cloud9 do have a good setup for this one. Should be able to stop a lot of it so long as they don't meet too much aggression here, but as they work out, that flash does draw the attention, and Freakazoid is completely blinded, so all the pressure goes on to Shroud, but they're very, very slow moving out of those doors. So the flash isn't going to do work, but immediately they find Freakazoid. Now Shroud tries to hold his own, but he gets dropped by Nitro, and now they're going to start to move in here. They know where that bomb is, but as well, Cat has made literally no progress at this point, so nothing can't find the spray for some reason. He's going to get dropped by Adren. Fugly moves back a little bit since they do get partial control, but keep in mind, Skadoodle is still up and well, finding some nice damage over here on a lot of the players from Liquid, almost taking down two of them. He's trying to hold him, they can't take him out. Finally, he runs out of ammo, so Hiko's going to be able to finish it, and Fugly as well. Moving in for Cat, he's going to be able to finish off Sean Garris before he can do the damage to finish off the round.
Yeah, that trade over towards long was the key. That was the same setup that Liquid had in the first half that completely shut down a Cloud9 attack out towards long A, but Liquid neutralizes it with much less losses taken. And while they weren't expecting 4 members to be over towards that A bomb site with 2 in the site, 2 towards long, they still come out on top. So it's going to be another save from Cloud9 now. Liquid making a bit of a bid. They've started both of these halves off very, very slow, losing 4 straight this time, but since then, they really stabilized 15-10 now. Liquid's got to keep this work up, and they hear the nade hit a member over at long. Hiko knows they're pushing. He grabs Freakazoid. That's going to stall things out just a little bit, even though Skadoodle's got a nice position behind this double doors. He gets mollied off and pushed back, so into the mid-round we go with all the aggression neutralized.
And again, this is just Liquid, as you mentioned before in that previous round. They sit back, they play cautiously, even when we look at Cloud9 essentially being on a full eco at this point. Not a whole lot of extra aggression coming out from Liquid as they just take it nice and easy. Cloud9, they've got kind of a setup working out of here of tunnel, so if they do decide to push this, we might see something coming out from this one, but as far as at least the opener is concerned, not expecting too much as you look at this from Cloud9. They don't have any armor, really nothing to work with. Nothing with the Zeus, so he may get lucky there.
This is beautiful stuff. He's gonna Batman right down, but they're so far away, and he just gets his head ripped off, so creative from nothing, working with that Zeus, but he gets dropped.
And that's not going to pick up anything, as that call, I believe the call there in terms of how far they were actually into the tunnel comes out way off. So that's going to be basically nothing, giving his own life away. And for Scott and Shroud, there's nothing else for these two to pick up. So they're just going to sit back, take their time, hope they get lucky with an exit. And that'll be now another point going into the hands of Liquid, as they're going to hold on for some time. They do double team it though and are able to take down a lead, but as Shroud pops up, he meets his fate as Fugly is not only going to take down Shroud, but Skadoodle as well. So there's the cleanup from Liquid there, and again another pretty clean one from them, so their money is also going to get a nice little bonus. And for Cloud9, we'll see, their money's in a pretty good spot, so they shouldn't have any trouble going into the buy. Don't think they can grab an op, unfortunately, and if they do, it's going to be a little bit limited as far as what he can get with it. I think they're trying to make that decision right now, but as far as the buy up here, it looks like he is going to go for it, and no armor, actually chooses the utility over the armor.
Yeah, I would have been surprised to see Skadoodle not pick up that AWP in this round. Such a force with it. Either way, very, very static setup. Default setup that we normally see out of Cloud9. 2 players over towards the B bomb site, 3 towards A. No one really guarding mid until it's Freakazoid. He comes back, and as we love seeing Cloud9 do, they just bring Freakazoid back to just camp the CT spot a little bit. Watch for this kind of mid aggression. This is still more presence in mid than even Liquid put really in the first half. So Liquid is very much grouped up on their terror side in these B halls over towards Xbox. It's just Hiko all the way back in T-spawn, just watching for any pushes. I mean, he's the player. He's got to come in late because he's always the one that Liquid wants alive to win out some of these clutch rounds. But they're going to group up, and it looks like they're just going to try and body slam their way into this B bomb site with all 5 members. No finesse to it. They're just going to try and overrun this defense.
What I find interesting about this, too, is they threw a couple nades over to mid to draw some attention there, so that's going to bring the attention of Freakazoid, but he's learned now that he doesn't think it's there. Nitro just finds one tap headshot, essentially, moving his way in here, but Sean Garris holds, only finds one, though. A great response from Nitro. He's able to take him out, and Skadoodle looking for a couple lucky shots through the doorway, but that's going to get smoked off. They won't be able to find anything, and yeah, they're going to have to go for a save here at this point. Maybe find an exit or two, but Liquid with a perfect execution on the B site, and those smokes towards mid, I thought it was going to work against them, but it actually works great because Freakazoid ends up rotating back over to the A site before the execution even comes off there, so they get a perfect take here. Unfortunately, Cloud9 Shongaris, nothing, they can't do anything to stop it, and with that said, that's going to be another one where Liquid going onto the board.
Yeah, I mean, 2 sick entries from Nitro. That's kind of what we know him for, is being that just stellar entry fragger. And then Freakazoid, he's camping out, trying to get some exit kills, but Elige catches him right behind these double doors with a nice headshot. He falls. And all of a sudden, even with all this bonus money that Cloud9 is getting, I mean, they're not able to win any of these rounds. They're not even really able to do a lot of damage so far. So Skadoodle does get a headshot. That's an op that he has to save. He should even be peeking again, and he's not. So he's going to get away with that AWP moving forward. And, I mean, this is in Skadoodle's hands. If they want, they could actually drop an M4 from Skadoodle over to a teammate, and they're going to buy up behind this. So Skadoodle essentially has the same buy that he had last round, while the rest of his teammates have M4 and armor. So another solid buy out of Cloud9, but Team Liquid slowly closing the gap in this scoreline.
Getting closer and closer indeed to bringing it back. The money situation for them, with the exceptions of Fugly and Nitro, still sits pretty strong as far as their next round potential buy-ups come in here too from Cloud9. If if they're going to be able to maybe sneak through, but of course that doesn't actually matter because Cloud9 pick up this round and well, the game's over. So now we'll see Adren pushing forward here again, going back to middle control, a little bit more forward pressing than in some of these previous rounds, of course, but again, not going to move beyond middle for the time being, just taking up that fairly standard position. Freakazoid's going to be waiting outside in case it does push through that point, but very, very just kind of tucked into this corner in case the flashes come out and it's a quick take, which from Liquid we've been seeing a whole lot of that, so wouldn't be surprising at all for Freakazoid specifically. We did see that happening, but as far as Team Liquid is concerned, again, a little bit different this time around. They move themselves over to Cat. They'll have one player keeping a presence back over here outside of the long doors, but there won't actually be any push. He's just going to move back over towards middle now, regroup with the rest of his teammates, and even Liquid here, still not necessarily committed to moving through here just as yet, so they're going to use this molly to get themselves through the mid doors. Freakazoid and Nothing have a good lineup, but I think we can see his arm right there, and Elijah's going to pick up the opening kill. Now they move in. Freakazoid's also going to fall, so it's another one. They move in through middle. It's clean through there. No trades as of yet. All the defense falls into the hands of Sean Garris, but he gets perfectly flashed out there, I believe, by Elysian. He's also going to be able to pick up the kill, so again, no defense is being had here by Cloud9 at all. They can't maintain themselves in these positions, and Liquid is picking up so many free kills here, so that's another round where Cloud9, they can't do anything in terms of a retick, and now they're going to have to hand over a 13th point to these players from Team Liquid.
Yeah, and this is just the strength of Team Liquid shining right now, is these entry frags. As soon as they get that first one, it just seems to snowball into a take out of the site. Once that first kill comes out for Liquid, it all just collapses behind it. And just, I mean, that front line, Nitro, Fugly, Elige, they just get so aggressive. Just explode once the kills start coming in, and they get to that B bomb site for free. And Cloud9, I mean, they're going to save here. There's no chance for them to buy. They're going to buy up some armor, maybe some upgraded pistols, try and see some damage, but it doesn't matter because Liquid's economy is so huge from winning 6 rounds in a row. So Cloud9's just got to save for the last round, and Liquid has made a miracle comeback. And, you know, we talked about before this even started that Cloud9 CT app was their weaker one, and despite a couple of adjustments we've seen, it's turning out that way still at the same time. Elige with the first 2 kills in this round. Nitro adds one in. Just one more player. Nothing has literally 1 HP, and he's just going to fall eventually. It's a matter of time. And there it is, 15-14 going into the 30th round.
And they're not even going to make their way halfway across the map that time, so that one's a tossed round for Cloud9. You already mentioned, though, the economy wasn't really going to be a big factor, so that was all or nothing from Cloud9 in that case anyway, so not too surprising. But thankfully that save, and because they were sort of sitting on the edge of being able to force it or not, so they're going to be able to go for pretty much the full buy. The double op buy-up comes in, too, and it's pretty confident when you look at the fact that they've been able to get these ops along with a pretty good amount of utility. However, Hiko finds the opening kill through the door, takes down Sean Garris, and Nothing's health also gets extremely crippled because of a nade that I believe that rolls in. He's dropped down to 22 HP, and already just an amazing start from Liquid. And besides that kill, they don't even know how well they've set themselves up yet, because now Nothing's going to be alone on this B site. If they still decide to push for that, they absolutely have to move someone else from Cloud9 over here. There's no way Nothing's going to be able to hold this with just 22 HP and himself to keep this site from being taken by Liquid.
Well, the only saving grace they have is Nothing is on this B platform behind the box. That's a headshot angle, so no matter what his health is, it's going to have to be a headshot to kill him. And that's the one saving grace with that NAVP that he has. Either way, complete mid-control for Team Liquid. They have basically this entire map. This defense is forced to play so passive, and both ops leaning over towards this B bomb site. Nothing has it on the platform. Skiddle has it in CT spawn watching mid. Easy weapons to smoke off, and oh, there goes Nothing. Fugly just drops him right there, so all of a sudden the take is on. You can see Fugly's taking this B bomb site. Skiddle sees him cross, but he doesn't know how committed they are. Nitro just walks out mid, grabs that kill. All of a sudden, overtime is looking very likely for Team Liquid. They've brought it back.
Freakazoid does pick up 1 kill, so it's not over just yet. Shroud pushing through 2, doesn't even realize right behind him that just Dren, he doesn't see him, he doesn't even check the doors! And now the clear has come out, Dren picks up the first kill, moves out, finds a second on the Shroud, and a huge mistake by Shroud. Calls look at the round, granted it was pretty much over at that point anyway, but still, Liquid, they're gonna pick up the 15th point, and we go into OT.
That comeback is so sick from Liquid. What a gutsy comeback to have after getting just demolished for 8 rounds in the first half. They buy themselves just enough room to work with moving forward into the second. So 15-15 now in Cloud9. They get to 15 rounds so close in that first half. And it is their weaker side, but you've got to say Cloud9 just kind of choked a little bit there to close that one out.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. A stellar T side, and then everything, basically the ball just gets completely dropped on the second half. Granted, the same thing sort of happens for Liquid, of course. They have the same problems back over onto their CT side, but at least starting off here in overtime, they're going to be able to start things off on the better side. And as for Cloud9, they're going to have to try to figure out what exactly has been going wrong, as they'll start off directly over here on the side that, well, to be honest, didn't really go so well for them.
Yeah, and on the other hand, this is the side that Liquid had so much momentum. Either way, now Cloud9 has all the money they need. Skadoodle has that off. He gets a nice headshot onto Elige, trying to execute a very fast mid to B split, but already the rotation is on. Nitro gets the first kill out of B. It gets traded immediately by Freakazoid. Two members trying to push into this B bomb, so they're going to have Sean to contest with. He's over in the closet. One comes streaming in. Shroud grabs one, but all the rest of the kills go in the way of Liquid, so it's a 2-on-2. Bomb has yet to cross into the site, which is going to allow the rotations to get just a little bit closer.
Unfortunately, those Shroud's got a smoke to work with, so he's not really going to be able to see through that. Adren, though, actually not moving in just as of yet, and the flash comes out too, so that's going to hold the plan off for a little bit longer. Fugly trying to respond to Shroud, but Skadoodle pops right in. Hello, takes down Fugly, and now it's just Adren trying to hold, waiting for the pop to come out from Skadoodle, but this is going to be such a hard clutch to work with here. He's only got 12 HP. He's got to be absolutely flawless. And they're trying to time this, but Skadoodle misses his opening shot. A little bit of damage get returns back over onto him, but not too much because of that door. Thankfully, it's an Iron Maiden, so nothing else is really going to be able to make it through that. Adren now given the opportunity to get the plant, and he's going to go for it here, but that should reveal his position pretty well, and he's not going to move from it either. Waiting to see that tunnel, but as we can see, most of the players coming in through a window in just a moment, but not really so aggressively here. The smoke will come out from Skadoodle. This might force a relocation on Adren, but as he rolls right in, he gets taken down by Adren, and now Adren's the one more shot away from clutching this out. Needs to find Shroud, but Shroud, thankfully, is going to be able to save it. And that will be Cloud9, of course, with the kit picking up the 16th point.
Such a smart play from Shroud. He has his presence known in those B tunnels. Adren knew he was there, but he rotates back to group up with Skadoodle and take that 2-on-1 together. But either way, you could see Adren, once he gets the bomb planted, he's looking back towards those tunnels, waiting for Shroud to peek. But, I mean, if Adren had known that Shroud wasn't there anymore, he would have gotten into a different position. He would have played that completely differently. But because of the repositioning that Adren didn't know about, it just puts him at a massive disadvantage as Shroud comes through the doors after Skadoodle gets taken out. So, good 2-on-1 win to have. 16-15 now for Cloud9.
And Cloud9 are now going to go back to that little bit of aggression as they were working with before. Here we can see Shroud along with Nothing taking up a semi-aggressive angle to start things up. Shroud, of course, definitely sitting back over in pit. More pushed up player, and Nothing moves back just in case there's some cat action that goes on. But at least for now, it looks like they're going to try to throw at least a couple nades back over here out long to try to divert some of the attention. But Liquid, of course, go back to that very, very slow, methodical play that we were seeing a lot of the rounds that were happening in regulation time here in hopes of catching a couple of mistakes earlier on from Cloud9.
Back to a default defense, and you can see Cloud9 really outside of the A bomb site between Nothing and Freakazoid. There's really no one set up to kind of set up a crossfire. To have, I mean, look at Cloud9's defense. They know that Team Liquid is going to be hitting this A bomb site. This is going to be a delayed long take from Liquid, but 4 members already leaning towards the A site, so Cloud9 has a good read on what Liquid wants to do. It's all going to come down to these frags. Fugly and Elige both taking early damage. This is a smoke to fake the mid B split, but Sean is going to sniff that out immediately because he's jumped up on top of the boxes.
And the smokes draw the attention a little bit here, at least to Sean Garris, as we already said before, but nothing else has come from this, and thankfully due to that box position, he's going to be able to see right over this, so he knows nothing's coming in from this angle. The first test here is going to be on Shroud. He gets taken down by Nitro, though. Some more support comes in from Nothing, but he as well only picks up 1 kill, so it's a 2-for-1 in favor of Liquid. Now Lee's pushing up through long. Adren also picks 1 up with the op shot there, and Freakazoid's going to fall. No holds at all. Only 1 kill found, and Skadoodle, he's going to miss probably what would have been his only opportunity to pick up a kill there, the bomb carrier Hiko, and with only 8 seconds left, that plant comes out. Skadoodle, of course, not really a whole lot he can do, so we just got to hide and try to save that out for the next round.
Yeah, what a take onto that ace side from Team Liquid. Delayed long take, and once again, all the entries going in the favor of Liquid. They trade those kills so efficiently and just march up into that A bomb site. 1-to-1 now in overtime for both of these teams. The second one is going to give anyone a massive advantage. It's been the CT sides that are weaker, though. So any CT team that can get 2 rounds out of the 3 in overtime is going to have a massive advantage.
Unfortunately, for Cloud9, when you look at the money that they still have, it's going to be a little bit dodgy on some of these players. Sean Gary specifically, so that he could get a little bit more utility, actually doesn't go for a rifle buy up at all. Not that he could really afford one, to be honest, but even so, we go right back to that 15th round at the beginning here now, where freaking Nothing already getting lit so heavily, and another nade connects over on a Freak. He's down at 18 HP, and I think he might just throw his life away at this point. Tries to go, blindly peeks, almost finds Fugly, but he hugs that Jesus pull, keeps himself alive because of that. Freakazoid's going to give up, he falls back. This does seem to have diverted some of the attention from Liquid, though, and I think that they're going to be a little bit more scared to push out onto that B site than they were initially, because they don't know that all those grenades have connected yet, and especially with no damage being returned back over onto Freak, except for, you know, maybe about 10-15 there, that brings them down to 2 HP. They don't really have a whole lot of confidence to be able to push through that yet, so they'll move back and again, pushing themselves over on a Cat now with the bomb at this point.
Yeah, but look at this push. They've got 12 and 2 HP, and Fugly's waiting out towards T-spawn. He eliminates the first one. Freak can't even try and cross. But what a ballsy play to push into these upper B tunnels. They've kind of cleared it out just a little bit, despite losing one. And now Freakazoid's got himself in a really, really cheeky position. Are they going to check for it? And Fugly looking the same way as Tunnels. That's 2 kills for him. That makes the mid-B split proceed. Sean jumps down. He gets dropped. He got 1 kill with the Max 7, but this is going to be a second round for Liquid. And Dren puts the exclamation part. Headshot onto Shroud with the AWP. It's just Skadoodle left, but he's got nothing to do. 1-on-4 rotating from long A. He's on catwalk, but this is going to be a lost round for Cloud9. Liquid looking good so far.
Finds the one shot there, and again, overall, not a whole lot that's going to really matter. So, of course, going into that second half, Cloud9 not able to pick up the second round, sort of as we expected here with the 2-run ratio coming out. That actually aligns perfectly when you look back at the round scores. We saw sort of a 2-to-1 split on the rounds going into the first half, and a 2-to-1 round split going into the second half. So that trend will stay, and it'll pretty much be the T sides that remain strong and the CT sides that remain weak here. But the big key is going to be one of these CT sides needs to come out strong here, one of these halves, otherwise we'll be trading these blows forever and ever and ever.
Well, here's the thing. You got to think that Liquid's just had an entire regulation half, 15 rounds on T side, where they made this massive comeback. It was like 15-8 or something, or 15-9 at some point, and they ran off 6 straight. Now they just went 2-1 in overtime. All the momentum is their favor going into the CT side. So they actually have, in my opinion, a pretty huge advantage going into the second half of overtime, and they're looking good to take this match completely from Cloud9. And they're just, I mean, this is something, you can't even say that Liquid's stealing this away, because this was Cloud9's to lose, and they're dropping the ball right now.
Absolutely. So, just waiting here now for Cloud9. Again, well, I'm not sure if it's Cloud9 or not, but we're waiting for somebody to ready up here. I'm assuming it's Cloud9 because they're sitting behind at this point now, so we'll wait for them to figure out what they're going to do strategically at this point.
Yeah, this is where you push the limits of that like quote-unquote halftime, and you take a little bit of a timeout to gather yourself, talk about what you want to do. You're also, I mean, think about it, it's been 18 rounds since either of these teams have played these sides on this map, so they've got to think all the way back. You know James, the coach of Liquid, you know Dren, the in-game leader of Liquid, they're thinking back, Sean's thinking back, trying to figure out what's the best way to attack this overtime half on these sides. And if it's anything like regulation, when Cloud9 was on that 8-0 win streak to start the first half, they were being very fast, very aggressive out mid, very aggressive towards the B bomb site. It's when they started slowing things down, when Team Liquid forced them to respect the defense, that they really started losing some rounds.
And this is going to be Liquid taking a big risk here in the first buyout. They go for the double op pickup with Adren and Nitro going for those. Whenever they did it in regulation, to be honest, this didn't really work out so well for them. So this is going to be a pretty big risk being taken by these players. Cloud9 with a much more default buy here. Skadoodle, of course, with the op, but everybody else just goes for AQs. Nothing out of the ordinary as far as they are concerned. But as for Liquid, a very, very big risk being taken. And if Cloud9 comes out on top, this is really going to stunt the economy for Liquid coming out for the rest of this half.
Yeah, I mean, this is, yeah, you have it exactly right. Double op in the initial round. That's huge, but Adren finds a pick onto Freakazoid, gives him a 5-on-4 advantage. Huge kill coming out. And Cloud9, they haven't spread out across the map so much. They started condensing over towards the B bomb site, so with zero map control, all they can really do is sit huddled up in these B tunnels and eventually hit this B bomb site. They've got to be so cautious if they rotate away from it. And there's another hop here, up here in the hands of Nitro, just waiting for him.
The smoke setup here is so perfect, too. Nitro's going to have open season as far as he's concerned. Fugly even catches one through the tunnel, so now he's going to go crazy. That Molly, though, forces Nitro to fall back a little bit. He's going to be more overexposed, and they actually funnel up, but Fugly's holding strong. He finds his second one. Nitro misses his shot. Skadoodle and Shroud are now going to take down the defense, but as we can see, that rotations are coming in very, very quickly from Adren and Elige, and also they're going to have Hiko in a flank position coming out from the tunnels in a second, but still, Cloud9, they've got a little bit of utility to work with. The Molly comes out their window, so that's going to prevent an immediate retake from Elige, but still, they won't push for this just yet. The big stir, of course, is Skadoodle, now pushed into their tunnels, going to try to catch Hiko off guard here before he even gets a chance to strike, but that is going to put a lot of pressure back over on his Shroud to defend the other two angles, and Skadoodle even getting called a little bit back to that as he has to move outside of the tunnel angle. Watch out, but we see them both picking up kills here in Elige. It's all on him. He moves in with just 17 HP, and Skadoodle now is to play this for time as Elige is back into this site. Elige pushes in. Skadoodle's smart about this, though. He's falling back outside of it, and Elige knows he can't pick it up, so he's going to run. He's going to save. He finds it up at the very least, but it looks like Cloud9 are just barely going to escape this round by the skin of their teeth, and they keep it tied now at 17 points.
It all came down to that flank from Hiko. Could he beat Skadoodle? The one time, I mean, the two members who at one point were pretty much a package deal in the offseason. Whichever team they were going to go to was going to get both of them. That eventually broke up, as we all know, but, I mean, they were the ones going head-to-head in those B tunnels. Skadoodle with the op has a fantastic peek. He spots Hiko coming. Here's a footstep. Just so swift on the op. Hiko can't beat it, despite how clutch he is as a player. Skadoodle tops him there. 17-17 now.
And this is going to be, of course, now the big test from Liquid, considering they pretty much destroyed their economy off of that. They saved one of the ops at the very least, so they won't have to rebuy that big gun, but now everybody else is going to buy out for the most part here. The only player that'll have even a semblance of money left is going to be Adren because he gets tossed that gun, but nothing at Elige. They'll trade a couple blows here at the beginning. Freakazoid pushes forward, just barely survives his own encounter there as he takes down Elige and makes it out with just 7 HP left alive. That will give his team the man advantage, but again, Liquid very, very quick on rotating in, and they actually, now they've got it confirmed that the bomb is moving in, and they will line themselves up for a retake very fast. Fugly overexposes himself there as he moves out the smoke. No utility to support that, so nothing's going to take him out for free. He finds a second one onto Adren, and just like that, there's nothing left for Liquid to do. Nitro's got to make a run for it, and this 1-on-4, that's going to be the 18th point now for Cloud9. If they can clutch it 3-0, then that's going to be the end of it, and they'll win 19-17 at the very end of this first overtime.
Yeah, now Liquid, once again, their backs are against the wall. Basically how it's been that entire second half and most of the match. That double op setup in the first round really, really hurt them. You look at this economy, Hiko's got 400, Nitro's got 300, Fugly's got 400 as well. I mean, this is going to be a very, very weak buy. Nitro absolutely has to keep this M4 alive into the next round, but he's getting hunted. He's standing inside of smoke, and they can't see him for now, but, I mean, Cloud9's just going to push right through this, see if they can find him. He's only got 8 HP, and he gets hit. Shroud drops him inside the smoke, so, I mean, it's going to be upgraded pistols, essentially, for Team Liquid. They could have a scout. Adren can buy, you know, drop an M4 or buy up a, you know, a FAMAS, but he's the one who with the scout. All 5.7s, a Deagle onto Elige. Very scary situation for Liquid, who puts up such a huge fight in the second half.
So this is going to be it more than likely here, guys. Cloud9 have a huge advantage here. Liquid has to pull out an absolute miracle in order to clutch this round, and that's not the best way to start it off, unfortunately. Skadoodle finds the shot through the mid doors. They try to get aggressive. Nitro will look through the response there through Suicide, but can't catch anything. He's already happy with that kill, and he's not going to overexpose himself once again. The rest of the team already out on long. They've got no idea it's coming here. They can see the nades moving in, but it's only Hiko to defend it here, and he's only got a 5.7 to work with, so there's nothing he can do. He's completely flashed. He's forced to fall back. They still got to deal with Skadoodle back over through mid, so they can't even safely pull back to that angle. They could have been completely denied any control here of the A side in any angle for a retake, so they've got to work from square one, and they have absolutely no guns. They've got very little utility to work this for. It's just not looking so good. Cloud9, they were given long for free, and then they just worked that right over there into a sight take here. There's Skadoodle. He finds another kill over onto Elige. The smoke comes out from Hiko to give him a little bit of room to work with, but so far those pushes making nothing else happen. Shroud and Skadoodle, they shut it down, and Shroud with the final kill. That's going to close it out, guys. Cloud9, after a very large struggle in the second half and the first half of overtime, will end up coming out at the end of it. 19-17 will be our final score.
Yeah, what a start to the evening, and that match doesn't let us down whatsoever. We knew that was going to be sick. Is just, you know, the comeback that Liquid has, that was great to see them get punched right in the mouth early on, and I thought they were just going to drop it. And that would have been, you know, an okay loss for a team like Liquid to take because they've been riding so high recently in North America to just kind of keep them level. But that response they had was wonderful. So nicely done from Liquid, but even better is Cloud9 to restabilize in overtime and grab that victory.
All right, well, I hate to interrupt, but it looks like we are going live immediately into our next match here, guys. So let's jump directly into it here. It's WFX versus Method on Cash. And again, the big test here tonight. Although Method, of course, they've been floating a little bit lower on the Pro League scale. They've been trying to make those improvements, but we'll see how it goes. WFX, of course, still playing with 3 players from Europe, which obviously that speaks for itself.
Yeah, that's kind of the heartbreak that's been going on for WFX. And I'm connecting to the server now, so if you're already in... Oh, it's the knife round, okay.
Yeah, it's the knife round. We haven't actually started yet. But Method comes out on top, so they'll probably start CT side.
And the big story with Method is Davey as a stand-in for them right now. He gets put as a substitute on 3-sup, and he switches his roster over towards Method, so we'll have to see where that goes. But for now, he's just a stand-in. They played... Who was it last night that they played? It was it Cloud9? I believe it was... No, it was CLG.
Who was it, 3-sup or?
No, Method played CLG last night on this map. And it was pretty interesting seeing Davey play. He had a monstrous T side. It was, you know, with this new roster, when they switched over to the CT side, their defense was a little off. Their rotations were a little bit sloppy. So they got beat up on the defense, but their offense was very, very strong. But either way, I mean, the big story with WFX is this is a much better team than results would show. These 3 members they have playing from Europe is really, really hurting the squad.
Yep, so we'll see if they can sort of overcome the ping this evening here, but starting it off not so well as Justin finds a nice little one-tap headshot there, takes down XP3 to begin it. There's a quick takeover here on Highway though, and Pitt's going to find a kill, as does Lex there. They try to move their way into the A site, and also some aggression inside of A main there gets punished as we'll see that kill claim. So A site control, it's been taken here. Ely also down to 8 HP, so not a whole lot he can do as far as this round is concerned. He's just going to push it and hope he can catch something, but he's the carrier of the kit, so he's definitely going to want to move with the rest of the team. Unfortunately though, Pitt, again with another nice one-tap there, is going to finish him off. Silent though, trying to move in, but he's stuck. What's going to rock at a hard place as far as he's concerned, but there's Toy and Silent though. They pick up some kills. That's going to drop Devil Walk and Pit, but Lex there rolls right out from the box. He finds Toy and Method to finish it off, and WFX are going to pick up the pistol round.
Yeah, nice pistol round as well. 3 kills from Lex. He's a player that's not known for putting up the huge numbers, but he has to. I mean, him and Anger really have to do a lot of work. They're the ones with the 25 ping. Their teammates, you know, Pith has 150, Devilwalk 150, XP3 130. I mean, it's going to be these 2 players situated in North America who have got to play big until they can get these players back into North America. So that pistol round's a huge start for Lex. 3-0 now. And it's going to be a 3-player lean from WinterFoxes over towards this B bomb site, playing a little bit cautiously, but there's no stack at a Method, really, so they can move in out of this bomb site pretty confidently.
Silent, though, gets the dropping kill there, sprays down XP3 with the pistol. That's going to take him out, and he's also spotted a couple of these extra players, too, so that's going to draw some attention, at least from Justin here now, to try to get aggressive as he moves out through Squeaky, finds absolutely nothing there. Lex is going to be sitting inside of the garage, so if Justin decides to investigate inside of there, he may catch something, but unfortunately, he's not going to be really too keen on doing so. But for the rest of WinterFox, they're pretty much committed to this one, but we still got that flank of play, and if Justin plays this patiently enough, he could get a couple kills. Unfortunately, though, Devil Walk is going to catch him outside there as he was a little bit too loud with that push, so that is going to get traded out there, and they'll sit even on a 4-on-4 for the time being. Now moving away from the B site, Lex also catching one back outside of the garage as he moves back inside of A-main with the rest of his team. They get into the A site, and unfortunately because of that big rotate for Method, it was left completely open, so they're going to get site control for free, essentially. And Pit, too, here could have a monster flank coming up here in a few seconds if he just goes towards mid on the highway, but that may not even be needed, as indeed Anger just going to clean things up there. 3 kills, pop, pop, pop with the galley, and there's the second point going onto the board for WinterFox.
Yeah, pretty good anti-eco round. They do lose 2 members. Not a huge loss, though. And this was, like I said, this was the weak side for Method yesterday. I believe they only got like 2 rounds on their CT side against CLG. They got really, really beat up. So, I mean, thankfully with this new roster, with Davey just kind of coming in as a stand-in, they had 1 match on it. So they had a little bit to talk about coming into this. They can figure out what they want to do differently on the defense. But either way, WinterFox out to a 2-0 lead. They have all rifles right now, no SMGs whatsoever, so they've got to be careful because they're walking right into a stack. All 5 members for Method over towards this A bomb site. There's no pop flash for A main, so no real aggression out of them, but still, if WinterFox is not cautious entering this site, they just could get cleared out.
And here they come now. Davey back over here by the forklift, but Ely actually picks up the first kill there too. He's going to find XP3 with some nice damage, so all Davey's got to do is finish it off, and he's indeed going to find that pick there. Takes him down, a couple nades getting thrown out, but overall here, not a whole lot of ground being gained by WinterFox, and Davey looking at another kill potentially on a Pit there. He's trapped in a corner, but Anger comes in to save the day, finds the kill over on his Silent, and Lex and Pit now, they'll pick up a couple extra as well, so that turns around real quick, and WinterFox do end up coming out on top after all.
Yeah, and the gun round's going to be the big test. What is WinterFox going to be able to do? And you know, one of the only wins we've seen them have recently with these 3 players in Europe was on this map, where they played a very aggressive, very fast-paced T side, and it almost seems like at some points those pings, you know, happen to be in a little bit of advantage with them. So when they play these slower-paced rounds, they might be at a bit of a disadvantage. But XP3's got that AWP, so he's got to be able to find some picks that Silent is going to take himself. He's the operator. He doesn't have one right now, but he's going to take himself over towards this B bomb site. Look at the aggression. 3 members pushing up so quickly, and no one from WinterFox has spotted this quite yet. Pitt notices the gap in their defense, and he rotates over, but he's wide open. He's not even prepared for it whatsoever. Silent gets that kill, keeps pushing continuously, and WinterFox has got to stabilize here.
And XP3 actually might get aggressive on this to try to catch a couple out, but Method actually are happy with just this 1 kill they picked up, so they're going to fall back now into more default positions on the sites. We'll see the boost coming out here to put Silent over towards middle, as they unfortunately don't really have a whole lot of presence there at this point. Everybody's either really fully committed to A watching Highway or back over on the B side inside there, so there's not really a whole lot going on towards middle at this point, and that could be a vulnerability if we do see WinterFox trying to go for something through the vents. Keep in mind, though, that Silent here, too, could be a very, very big key player. However, based on the position at this point, it actually does look like they are going to try to play it maybe a little bit over towards middle, at least by the smokes, but at the same time, Lex is going to take the bomb back over there to more of a default B position. However, they do put 2 in middle, and here we go. Now Anger tosses the nade. That moves Silent back. He can't find it, but he drops down, picks up 1. Unfortunately, overwhelmed by Devil Walks. That's all he's going to be able to grab. But on the way in here, Method holds strong. It Justin there, picking up 2 over onto Anger and Devil Walk. And all of a sudden, it all is in the hands of XP3 at this point. He's going to look to maybe get lucky, pick up an aggressive kill or 2, but the odds are definitely not in his favor. And as Davey creeps up, I might have a shot to the back in just a second. But he takes the goal. Unfortunately, though, that ping not really going to be in his favor, and Davey will take him out.
Yeah, that miscommunication early on the round is what really killed them. I mean, they can't have that again. They have to make sure that they have all these pushes. This is a map that's very easy for counter-terrorists to be aggressive on early in the rounds. And if they don't have a player watching all those and they get punished like that again on the rotation back, I mean, that's just what's going to happen. They're going to start these rounds 4 on 5, and they're just going to, you know, so many advanced positioning for Method on the defense is just too hard for WinterFox to clear everything out. So moving forward, there can be no more miscommunications on who's watching for a B push early on.
Haley's going to move over here, takes his position to watch out for a push that comes out. No armor, does some nice damage, but it's not going to be able to finish off on his own. The Molly, actually, after death, I think, is going to end up taking him down. But Pit kills Pit. I think he drops off for...
Yeah, he ran through a Molotov down to 5 HP and just drops off and suicide. So that's really unfortunate. 3 on 4.
So now Lex, of course, is going to look to maybe catch somebody out in the open back over here on that A site. Won't find it, but still wants to go for it, and almost is going to be able to catch Justin there. Thankfully, he's able to get himself behind Quad before he takes too much damage from that encounter, but they know at least he's there now. Big Stir, of course, is mid-control now being taken by the other 2 remaining players. It's going to be Anger and XP3 taking up the helm there. SSJ Toy might try to find his way over here, and for the time being, of course, is just holding back in case they try to get aggressive through Z. But if they don't watch out for him, of course, they're going to have to pay attention to that angle, and with 3 players still alive, they still have to be very, very slow with this one to keep eyes on their angles.
XP3 burns Justin alive. He's got to clear out Forklift, though. There's one more player there. Davey, he's going to peek out. That's a free kill. XP3 can't clear it, and it's just a bomb left onto Lex's back. He's over towards mid right now, and he's going to rotate towards the B bomb site. There is one player there, but Toy's going to have a quick flank if he even makes it past Silent, which he does at nice angle from the Alper. He drops Lex from long range, and now they've broken the money of WinterFox. It's going to be a save out of the terrorist side.
Yeah, and unfortunately for WinterFox, again, looking at that previous round, the biggest problem just seemed to be they lost a lot of players earlier on there. It got very, very chaotic right from the beginning, and unfortunately the communication just didn't really seem to be where it needed to be. They had very little information as to what was going on, and they just blindly tried to push a couple of angles, and from that point forward, Method just shut it down with some easy kills that don't end up getting traded out, unfortunately. So, as we take a look at WinterFox now, trying to push themselves forward. Of course, it'll be pretty much a 5-man work towards the B site here to try and find a way in. Not too confident, but they actually make a lot of progress before finally a kill comes away. Thankfully, though, Toy in that corner there, nobody spots him, and that's just going to be an absolute mop-up there from Method. Nothing at all being picked up here by WinterFox. XP3 gets hit by a nade in a big way there, too. He's down at 33 HP, so now it's just kind of find the weasel and Silent. Silent gets lucky as hell there and takes him down through the smoke.
There was a lot of luck there. Actually, there was a Method just tucked into a corner over at that B bomb site that could have been easily dropped, but...
I think that was Toy.
Yeah, he was blind, and WinterFox players were blind. They ran by him and eventually just kind of sat next to each other for a couple seconds waiting for the flashbangs to fade, and Toy gets unblinded first and just mows a bunch down. So first bar after that save for WinterFox, 3-3 now. And once again, 4 members over towards the same bomb site. Pitt, he actually goes out towards B very early on, so they're not going to make that mistake again. And it's looked like 3 members of WinterFox are lining up for these B smokes, create a wall between the forklift and the bomb site and try and get in here, but 2 members are going to mount a good defense.
There's a little bit of a hole here past that smoke, too, suggesting you get that molly in, and that's actually going to force a relocation to Anger a little bit. Actually, it doesn't really put him in too bad of a spot, but now this smoke goes away. And now he's actually going to have free reign. In comes the smoke coverage, but the rest of the team, they're actually moving back over towards mid, and it's going to be a Farks. They move themselves over here to the B side instead. Devil Walk pops up with the vents. They roll in. There's absolutely no defense here besides Toy. They're trying to relocate more in, and Silent's going to be on the way. Doesn't go for the heaven route, though. He's actually going to go for lower, and that's a big mistake, and it's completely smoked off. Devil Walk finds the opener and kills Toy, so that defense is gone, and Devil Walk looks for the shots, but Silent rolls right through, picks up one, finds a second on XP3, and now they're getting back control, trying to find a third, but thankfully Pitt's going to shut him down. He picks up a second on the Justin, and now Davey as well gets caught on the rotate. Anger is going to catch him up, and WinterFox thankfully maintained control of that situation, but if we had seen Silent do any more damage, that could have gone a completely different way.
Really nice round from WinterFox. That fake, Method can't get sucked over like that. Again, they didn't even see it. No one from WinterFox committed to that A bomb site. It still brought a 4th person over from that B bomb site and from mid over towards the A site. So such a weak defense, and Devil Walk gets that entry kill, and it's kind of all downhill. Silent tries to make a play, gets 2 kills, but they can't recover from it. So good round from WinterFox. Nice execution.
And moving forward now with a little bit more money stacked up in the bank. It's actually not all that much. This is actually pretty risky. I thought they had a whole lot more, but Silent's going to take a risk anyway, and he forces a fallback on XP3 over Devilwalk, getting a bit unlucky there, almost catching an angle on his Silent before he can retreat into the useless room, but that won't be happening now. Now he waits for the lineup there, catches him by the arm, I believe, takes down Devilwalk. Now a lot of nades and a lot more pressure coming his way, so he's going to look for a way out. Good smoke coverage. That should make him safe as he falls back here. And we will see there, too, that I believe that's going to end up being XP3 that looks for the pistol shot to finish him off, but it won't happen. They get that trade, and now Anger, of course, picking up the trade for his own team as he takes down Davey, so it'll remain even for now in a 4-on-4. So far, though, now we're finally seeing WinterFox make a little bit of Mac progress. They move forward. Lex trying to get some damage out, but can't find him. And Ely on the site, too, is going to catch Pit because he's behind that smoke, but as we see, Ely goes absolutely crazy. He picks up Pit and Lex there. Now, however, jumping up on top. Silence ready with the op shot to take down Anger. And it's all down to XP3 once again, who's stuck a little bit out of position for yet another round at this point. So he's not going to be left with a whole lot to work with, and probably just going to look to save this up.
He's got 30 seconds left, so he can try and at least find a pick, but yeah, eventually, if he can't find something at this A site, he will try and... Oh, that's just... Add insult to injury. Smoke just plumes at 25 seconds right in front of him. Like, the poor guy's just trying to find a kill, and he's block off the choke point completely, so that's all that's really left for him. Yeah. All that's really left for him is just to walk away.
Get out of here.
Right, and just shut the door on him. Man. But yeah, now all they can do is save, and actually Method's not even going to chase for it. They don't have much economy built up, so they can't afford to really lose too many rifles. So a good staunch defense from Method. It's going to bring it right back into 4-4.
And unfortunately for WinterFox here, all that trouble picking up these rounds, it's going to continue on more so. They've got that up, and again, the money definitely a little bit skewed at this point, but with 3 out of 5 of them sort of being below the point of a confident buy, highly doubt we'll see Lex picking one up as well. Just will save here. A couple Deagles. They really like to work with these Deagles, so we'll see them going for that strat once again. 3 of them actually picking it up. Anger, Pit, and Lex. Same with Devilwalk too, so everybody's got a Deagle except for XP3. And well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens, but as for Method, they're going to go for the full buy once again, of course, and looking strong for them at this point to continue that lead. But we've seen them do magic with Deagles before, and there's going to be the first one. A very, very long-range shot from Pit. The single headshot on the Silent, and all of a sudden the Opera from Method, who's been doing a fantastic job at this point, follows. And then Davey over here as well gets the double spray, finishes up Lex and Anger. And this offensive has basically been crushed like many, many rounds before here, unfortunately, for WinterFox.
Yeah, XP3 still got that off, though. It's really unfortunate that they've had 3 members fall before he can get anything going with it, but still, the bomb is paired up with him. It's going to go over towards these A doors. It's just Davey at the forklift. Other than that, Method's got a good control of mid. They've got good control of B. So this one pick onto Davey, I mean, that could be massive. If they can get if WinterFox gets the bomb planted here, that'd be crucial. That would allow them to have a really, really solid buy in the next round, but it's all about can they sniff out Davey, and then can they manage Justin's rotation up highway back over towards that A bomb site.
So now we're going to see Davey picks up the kill, picks up both kills actually, that finishes off XP3 and Pit, so not a whole lot left here. WinterFox will get dropped again, and that's actually a fairly clean round for Method again here too. They've actually, if you look at, again, some of these rounds with WinterFox still managing to scrape through with a decent amount of kills in some of these. They've been struggling to establish that economy over the previous 2, but that one's going to be a lot better, so that's hope at the very least to potentially allow them to build that up. They still need to make it through with 1 to 2 more to get it to a good point, but this is a good base to build upon, which they've been struggling through before here.
Yeah, Anger's on with a pretty weak buy. No nades on his back. Devilwalk's picked up a smoke and a flash for the sacrifice of head armor. But either way, much like the previous rounds before, I mean, WinterFox is going into these with a much more slow default. They haven't really been too aggressive early on. No real rushes. So they're spreading out and seeing what they can find, and actually Justin's playing behind this smoke. He's over on the boost boxes on top of these toxic barrels, just spamming through the smoke. That's a little bit dangerous, but no committal quite yet, despite some smokes being thrown, and it looks like the bomb is going to reconvene over towards this A site, while Lex gets picked off in middle by Davey. No trade kills go out. Still complete control for Method in mid and towards the B bomb site, so it's all going to be down to these A trades. Can this happen? Justin gets blind, and Anger drops him, and now he's got to stream into the bomb site. It's just Toy playing over an NBK spot, but he gets taken out as well, so good entries from Anger are going to give him the A bomb site.
So now they've got control of this one. Method, of course, going to look for that retake here. Still plenty of room to work for this one. Ely actually in a great spot. They're not expecting anybody to be in A main, so there's a free kill there. That's going to shut down XP3. Might have even seen Devilwalk over here by forklift, but that's not the case. He picks up the kill on the Ely, and now as they work their way back in, Silent gets control of the forklift. He's going to take down Devilwalk. Anger, though, finds the trade there, and now it's in a one-on-one. Silent, he's got to clutch this out, run around, he reveals himself and jumps up on top. A little bit risky, but he might actually end up coming out on top, trying to find that single shot, but actually runs out of ammo, so he's got to find the option. He can't get it, and now he gets it, actually! Finishes it off, but I don't think there's enough time left, so he's got to make a run for it, and that's going to be WinterFox's round.
What a miracle round to win. Nicely done from WinterFox there. In that one-on-one, the movement is so good, Silent can't land the shot, and without a kit, there were a couple drop, but Silent just couldn't afford one that round, so It's going to be 5-5 now. I mean, it was 3 rounds for each of these teams to start the half out, but it's been pretty back and forth since then. And WinterFox is, I mean, even though they win that round, their buy is still very broken. Lex is stuck on a Galil, Pit's stuck on the Deagle, which, I mean, I wouldn't say is a bad thing. We've seen some pretty crazy rounds out of Pit. But on the CT side, it's going to be a couple Thomases are brought, only 1 kid onto Toy.
And again, WinterFox is kind of hanging on by a thread here at this point, picking up a couple rounds after the Zantigos, but look at Ely at the start, he finds one, almost transitioned that into a second as he brings Lex down to just 21 HP, but Lex thankfully ends up coming out on top of that trade. A lot of counter nades comes in though from Method, but nothing that's really going to end up connecting. WinterFox not really too big on moving forward, but however, back over here we can see Method trying to catch these players. Devilwalk only thinks one is coming though, so he's going to end up trading with Toy there as he takes down Devilwalk. And now that leaves it still an even game at this point, a 3-on-3, but Toy again still active and still alive. He finds one and just barely escapes with his own life there. Moves out of the way as he takes down Lex on the way back to the site. They've got control, and WinterFox, they're going to have to commit to this now at this point. 2 are going to work their way in. 2 flashes, not using any of them just yet. They're trying to see if they can catch anybody out in the open. But as they find a way in, this nade actually, they're trying to shuffle as they sort of run into each other there. And Pit looks for the kill on a Davey, so a bit of unnecessary damage goes back over there onto Anger. That leaves them both pretty low now, and they've been revealed. They should know where both of them are at this point. So overall, the odds are not looking so good. And Toy still holding on by a thread. There's Davey finding one. Anger does get a response back over on him, but just on that big old flank. Finishes up Anger, and that will be another round for Method after trading out the last one to WinterFox.
Yeah, there was a timer on that hit by WinterFox with those players trying to take over the B bomb site, and it was really nicely played from Method. You know, at that B defense, they didn't commit to any fights. They just kind of stalled them out, made them take their time entering the bomb site. You know, a little bit afraid to commit to a fight. And all the while, that flank was coming in, so really, there was just a timer on how long that WinterFox could take to get in, and they didn't get in quick enough into that B site. Method steals that one away, so 6-5 now. WinterFox put back onto a save. There are a couple smokes, 3 smokes and 1 flashbang bought up. No armor investment for WinterFox, but they're going to try and get this bomb planted at the A site.
And for XP3, moves forward here, gets on the other side. They're going to try to move for a very, very quick take of A main, but already here Method catching onto this one. They're going to move Ely in place. He gets 1, 2, finally gets traded out there by Lex. Lex is going to be the only one to pick up kills on the way, but they don't check quad corner, so Justin's going to find 2 to trade that back out too. Now it's all in the hands of Lex, but with only 11 HP, that's going to be easy pickings for Silent, of course. And Method again come out on top pretty cleanly. A couple kills go by the way of WinterFox, but without a plant, can't really call that too good of a round for themselves, unfortunately.
No, not at all. But they are going to buy up here, so XP3 immediately goes to the Galil. Lex has an AK-47. So this is going to be, you know... Actually, it's a pretty weak buy from the terrorist side, but Davy's got an MP7 on the CT side. Ellie's still stuck on that FAMAS. No reason really for him to upgrade. They've got some money building up in the bank behind it. 4 members sitting at about 3,000, or 2 members at 3,000, 2 members at 2,000, but very quick mid-take. From WinterFox is coming out. XP3 is already at the vents. They know the one's on highway. And actually, XP3 is going to clear out those sandbags. Him and Lex combine for a kill. And with that mid-control, WinterFox is going to slow things down, but Toy punishes it. Anger responds onto it, so just more solidified. And this is so hectic. Look at all the aggression across the board. Davey eventually cleans up hit, but Lex responds onto Justin. So quickly, 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the clock, and it's a 3-on-2 already.
Method trying to go for the sandwich maneuver too after all the action that happens in mid. They knew they weren't going to push forward over on the highway because of that pressure there, and I think they try to close in, but it doesn't really pan out, so a lot of trades happen, and a lot of the players don't really commit to it. They end up falling back to the site pretty early, so this take is going to go pretty cleanly as well with that sort of double angle there going over on the other player that was still defending the B site. So now it's all on Davey, and again, 1-on-3. You don't really know how low Anger and Lex have gotten at this point, and with not a whole lot of utility, the odds are just not looking so good. He moves in, he's going to take a risk, might just get dropped by Lex, and in fact, that is going to be the story that finishes it off. So WinterFox again pick up yet another round. They keep things very, very close indeed, and as we head into the 14th, it'll sit 7-6. No team really having established a big advantage as of yet, and as far as Method's economy is concerned, it's kind of in shambles in this point, and they're going to have to save once again. They can buy a couple of rifles here, but unfortunately for the rest of the team, it's going to get a little bit rough.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is we saw they got punished earlier for not having a kit on Silent winning a 1-on-1. They have 0 kits across the board right now. On the other hand, WinterFox is completely bought up. Looks like they want to be pretty aggressive coming out these mid-smokes, but Lex gets caught looking the wrong way, trying to clear his corners, and his teammate isn't through the smoke in time to trade that kill off, but doesn't matter because Pit gets one over towards the B bomb site. More aggression out of Method. Pit gets 2, but there's a 3rd one to deal with. He's got complete map control, and this... inspires WinterFox. They just got to head over to the A bomb site very, very quickly now in a 3-on-3.
Silent and Devilwalk, the story of middle there. So unfortunate, and a good hold by Silent, actually. Picks up the second kill there, too. Wasn't expecting him to take down Anger, but a great reaction comes out from him. But anyway, back to kind of what happened there. Devilwalk plays around with that, threw so many nades back over there in hopes of forcing him to relocate, but he just sits there like a rock. Doesn't move the entire time, and when Devilwalk finally decides to peek and assuming it's clear, we just see a nice little spray down there from Silent to close him out. So that's a bit unfortunate for Devilwalk, and well, as far as Method is concerned, that's actually a pretty confident round for them once again. So they'll pick that one up. That'll re-establish their economy to some degree here. Thankfully, due to a very minimal amount of players going down towards the end of it. And for WinterFox, again, it just goes right back to square one. They got 3 Deagles, an AK, and a P90.
Yeah, and it's just insane how quick the action is happening all these rounds. Look at WinterFox jumping right through his smoke, trying to take this A bomb site. Devilwalk gets that first kill onto Davey, still one alive in quad, playing it patiently, trying to survive as long as possible. Eventually gets traded out, so the bomb site is theirs. Pitt with 2 nice Deagle kills. That's a statement we say quite a lot. But the bomb does get planted in a 3-on-2.
But as we see Toy moving in, good reaction. Anger almost shuts him down, but he's able to make it through there with just 19 HP. And now Silent, one of the biggest fraggers so far, gonna have to pull this off alone, but he can't do it. Lex will finish it up. Pitt with another nice headshot there to close it out, and we're gonna end it still very, very close. WinterFox a little bit behind though, 7-8 as we switch the sides.
Yeah, a very, very good half for WinterFox on their terrorist side, especially all things considered with playing from Europe and everything. But Pitt with that Deagle throughout that half he hit some 6 shots. He got a 3 kill there in the last round with that Deagle. So nicely done from WinterFox. The only real issue they had, I mean, they could have had plenty more rounds, but it was just problems dealing with that aggression out of Method in the early portions of the half that really, really kind of put them into a bit of a hole. But either way, they get it as close as possible, 7-8 going into their defensive side.
That very aggressive CT side, too, also works a little bit against Method because we saw plenty of rounds, most notably, of course, the round where Method clutched out that 1v1 but didn't have a kit. We saw plenty of rounds where Method was kind of missing the essentials, and their money never really got to a safe point. They never really got to a very established point where they could consistently buy up, and they were always sort of stretching for cash at the end of those rounds. So hopefully we can see that work a little bit better in their favor now, jumping off the T side. But they will lead starting it off. But will it be maintained now as WinterFox? If they pick up this pistol, we could very well be looking at them taking the advantage from the beginning. But at the beginning of this round, we'll see most of Method going for a big 5-man stack to work for an A-take, and WinterFox is taking a very, very big risk on this one, putting 4 on B. They're not going to catch it, and XP3 is going to have to try and hold things off, but the smoke set is perfect, and he only gets 1 single shot, I believe, over on the Silent, so that's not going to be too good. However, a lot of teams do this now. They're going to work for the 5-on-5 retakes. Let's see how well this ends up going for them.
Yeah, this kind of scares me with the ping when you think about that, having to retake the bomb site. 3 players with 150 ping, but either way, they're going to go for it. That first kill goes in the way of Anger. He clears out Forklift. That's a crucial portion of this bomb site to hold. But either way, Devilwalk grabs one on the Davy. 3-on-4 now. Still they haven't committed into the bomb site. 1 player still in quad, 2 in A main, and they are obliterating half of this defense. And this retake is looking beautiful. XP through with the kid is on the bomb. That works perfectly for WinterFox. They make me eat my words.
And that's the big player there is going to be Devilwalk. Rolls right in. There was a lot of players hold up inside of A main, but he pretty much shuts them down. So clutch aim comes out from him. He shuts down everybody from Method. And what looked like a great round to start it off, of course, because they basically got that site for free. Turns very, very badly against them as WinterFox take a big risk on going for the 5-on-5 retake, and thankfully it pays off. So Method, unfortunately, going to be stunted here from the beginning. However, they don't care, man. They go right for the buy-up. Davey with the Galil right after the first round.
Yeah, I mean, why not? They got that bomb plant. Keep the economy low just a little bit. Maybe go for a win. Davey was a beast entering in onto this A bomb site last night against CLG, so that'll be interesting to see if he can keep it up moving forward. This is a pretty similar setup for WinterFox, just playing a little bit of a retake, but there's Lex. He grabs the first kill on Door. Not too interested when dealing with that smoke, but Davey responds at a pit, so it's a 4-on-4. It's going to have to be another retake, and once again, only 2 kits onto the WinterFox side.
The molly comes in there. It's actually going to finish off Davey, too, as he was very stable and standing. And Devilwalk gets the nice shot through the smoke. That is able to finish off Ely. And now it's just Toy sitting back here, trying to work the 1-on-4. Finds one. Almost picked up the second, but he runs out of ammo. So Devilwalk, he's going to be able to finish him off. And, of course, at least plenty of time for the defuse to come out here. A little bit messy, of course, as we can see a couple players getting pretty low. But they managed to come out of it. Only 3 players left alive. And that will be their lead being taken now against Method. But this is the same thing we saw in the last half, of course. They pick up the pistol and probably are going to be able to make it through with the Anticos. But it does get a little bit close there as Method is able to get some nice damage. So that first big test is going to happen on round number 4 now since Method forced it up on a second.
Yeah, and they did good damage. 2 kills in the bomb plant. That's the minimum that you want out of those rounds. So they're going to be able to buy going forward into the next round very, very solidly with that plant on board. And any more kills they can get this round, they haven't invested in armor. They only have 2 flashbangs. Once again, grouping up towards this A bomb site. So Pitt's going to be in a lot of trouble. That nade could do massive damage, and it does. Davey down to 44. About 150 damage dealt there, and the Molotov's going to come out towards door as well, but Pitt's got to be careful. Lex is there to bail him out of a tough spot. They spray down 4 of them. Justin cleans out Pitt eventually, but not even a chance for the bomb plant.
Yep, and that nade pretty much solved all the problems that WinterFox would have had, as Lex just picking them up. Pitt finds 1, and XP3 gets the final one there, too. So now we've got WinterFox up there, now at 10-8. They've picked up the 3 rounds as we sort of expected them to, but now the guns get in their hands. This is where Method started to take a little bit more control in that first half, too, so we'll see if they can do the same thing with their T side.
Yeah, actually, pretty much a full kit across the board for Method. This is a really, really nice buy, despite the second-round purchase. Look at the lean for WinterFox over towards B and mid. They have 3 players in this B bomb site just there to prevent a rush of any sort whatsoever. A bomb site's now completely abandoned. It's going to be XP3 playing from the truck who's spotting it away, but 3 members towards B. Lex is in middle just watching that. Anger's taking a lot of damage, and Method, they've kind of stabilized. They're spread out, and they've just set up this default strategy.
XP3 certainly an interesting choice to place over towards that angle. Of course, it'll be Lex that takes the more standard position as we get a little bit later into the round with having XP3 available sort of as a floater to move between truck and Z, but Method down making a little bit more progress to take mid control. Not exactly sure where they're going to commit just yet, but Silent taking a look at Highway, trying to figure out what's going on back over there. And they still got players positioned to push into either side here too from a lurking angle. So Toy going to take a couple pop shots over here at XP3. It does bring him down to about 74 HP, but he survives the encounter. Anger too also met with a little bit of damage here. Not sure exactly where that came in from, but he's down to 48. And as for the rest of Method now, at that time we're getting lower and lower, encroaching on about the 30-second mark now. They are going to decide to push into this B site and see exactly how they can make this work for themselves. In they go now. Double Walk will actually take a very aggressive angle, relying on a big way on his teammates, but he'll catch Silent. Can't take him down, but he does correct the aim, but the trade immediately comes out there from Ely. Now Anger as well. He can't find anything, and Ely comes in with 2 big kills. Davey as well picking one up, and now all the players here from WinterFox on site, they've been obliterated. We're going to see XP3 moving in. He almost is able to catch Davey, but a little bit too slow on that trigger, and Justin as well is going to catch Lex, along with Davey picking up the final kill. So Method, they're once again going to win the first gun round here, and immediately they get themselves back onto the saddle, only 1 more point behind WinterFox.
Yeah, I mean, that defense, that was a big gamble that entire round, and with 3 players over at B, they were dedicated to that bomb site. I actually thought that the only way they would lose that round is if Method went towards A, because Lex was playing it very sketchy on top of the balcony, watching both mid and the A bomb site, but to have 3 players gambled and dedicated at the B bomb site, and to only kill 2 when they come to that site, I mean, that's just a massive collapse out of the defense. That did not do what it was designed for. Nice round for Method. They actually molly Pitt off, and he was in a very uncomfortable spot behind that box in checkers. Either way, Method take that first gun round of the second half, and it forces WinterFox onto a save immediately.
Molly's going to go in there to try and force anybody from WinterFox and maybe position the vents a little bit far back, but WinterFox, again, they've actually put 3 players on the platform here on the B site, trying to hold that one off in case Method try to go for a quick play. Won't be happening, and Pitt will be in charge of catching out some of this early aggression too as he wraps his corner so slowly. There's the first headshot, takes down Toy, and now he's going to fall back onto that A site, happy with a job well done in terms of his work. And now for Method, again, they're going to have to kind of shuffle back here and probably going to end up just trying to do the same thing they did last round here with this B take.
Yeah, but it's going to be a B stack from WinterFox. Lex gets that first kill, and there's still 2 more to deal with. Anger's going to swing out. Nice flop flash. Blinds Davey. He gets taken out. Still 1 more. That's XP3 in the site. He drops the bomb. That's ESEA. 3-on-1. WinterFox right back into this round, and he's going to spot the last one in the B site. Picks up an AK-47, and he's able to trade off that kill onto Silent. What a round from WinterFox winning that eco. Huge plays.
And some big pickups there, too. Now we're going to get 2 rifles for free. Money's going to be in a great position after the vibes coming out from them. Some players will be a little bit low, but overall, they're going to establish themselves very low now, where Method have to go for the reset at this point. They're really going to be able to afford anything at all, except on a couple players. So we'll see a couple Deagles getting tossed out, maybe a P250 or 2, but nope, it's 5 Deagles with 1 armor buy coming out from Davey and only 1 flash as well. So this could get interesting if they can pick up some kills, especially with WinterFox moving forward very, very aggressively with Double Walk trying to get a position in the vents.
Yeah, XP3 misses that initial shot with the 8 of the P. Misses the second one as well. That Deagle tags him, and Silent just spamming it. Clotheslines him. XP3 having a little bit of trouble there. Now it's Devil Walk trying to fall back from these vents. He's got to be careful. He's the last line of defense over towards this B side, although Lex has finally rotated over. So he's going to grab that upper perch, spots some legs, he sprays them down. Some decent damage dealt to Method, but they still have that player advantage.
Now with the movement coming out from Method here too, sort of being forced off the initial plan, they go for the movement back over here towards A, and there's another nice shot too. It takes down Pitt, gives him a taste of his own medicine. as we sort of reference what's been happening so far with Pitt for the rest of this match so far, but that leaves only Anger on that A site. They've got to split it 1-for-1 with one in mid, one on the A site, and one on the B site, but so far Anger holds strong, and again, Method's still not 100% sure where they want to take this bomb, but it goes back to the usual spot. Davey, though, for some reason doesn't catch Lex, so he just creeps right forward there and is able to pick up 1 and 2 kills, takes down Toy and Davey, and now it's Silent and Ely trying to work for this take on the B site. They still haven't spotted Devil Walk, and he just cleans it up. Ely and Silent both fall down, and that's another round being picked up by WFX now.
Yeah, the big thing, too, is that they recover the AWP, so nice round from Lex. They're really stabilizing, taking mid control, preventing that B split from coming in. He's having himself a really, really good matchup. He's at 20 and 13 right now. Only second to Silent on the Method side, who's at 21 and 15. But either way, Winter Foxes preserve the double op setup on their defense. This is going to be a complete buy round from Method. Toy's only got the Tech 9, so he can afford some more extra utility for his squad. They actually only have 2 smokes, but 4 AK-47s across the board, and they're pretty dedicated to this A-hit. Pitt pushes up with the AWP, gets picked off. That could be the signal. Devilwalk gets into the bomb site. He's got to hold off for quite some time, but he's completely blind. Actually, Method could stream into this bomb site, but Lex comes just in time to grab 2. Devilwalk swings out, can't get 1. So down to a 3-on-3. Lex does eventually fall. XP3 with his op has got to do some damage, as well as Anger on top with the AK-47, chiming in with 2. Holds him off just long enough, and Davey eventually falls as well. So Anger and Lex rotate to get all 5 kills just in time before that bomb site is lost.
And we talked earlier at the beginning of the match, or you specifically talked earlier, about how these NA players needed to come out in a big way to make up for the ping differential, and you look at that, and they've been doing so in a very, very big way. Currently leading by the top 2 fraggers are, of course, Anger and Lex. Lex specifically has been surprising in a really big way, as he's at the top right now with 22 frags, leading the team by about 3 more just behind Anger, just in front of Anger.
Yeah, I know. WinterFox has this match in their hands, basically. They're about to get up towards, or they have a great advantage to get up towards 14 rounds. It's 13-9 right now. Method's on a save, and huge damage done by Anger. Justin falls. Anger gets blinded. He falls back into checkers. He knows they're coming. He re-peeks because he absolutely has to, but he gets overrun. So XP3 comes over with the AWP. Devilwalk as well on low ground, trying to spay these players over at long range, but that ping is not doing him any justice. But Lex, meanwhile, is taking the advantage to push up in the middle. He hears this rotation back towards the A bomb site, so he's calling it out to his team, and he's going to push through. They catch him off guard, but he wins the battle anyways, and now they've been spotted out, and now this attack has been split up into 3 individuals.
Elite going to look to maybe get lucky here, as we can see Lex pushing in. Lex not going to spot him there. I think he might have popped out for a second with the gun barrel, but I don't think Lex catches that, so he's going to sit safely behind that. XP3 also killing the A offensive now, as that's going to get taken down there by himself, and Lex picking up another kill here too. Finishes off Ely as he tries to work his way back in to get control of the B site. He gets that, and again, now it's just a lonely little Toy working his way out towards middle, trying to do something, but no utility. A Tech 9, I don't even think he has armor. And now he's going to roll down here, probably meet a very quick fate as Lex is lined up for the kill. Can't pick him up, that aim punch a little bit too strong. He almost finds it, but Lex will survive the round with just 8 HP.
Yeah, beautiful round from Winter Foxes. That looked a little bit scary after that first kill, after they lost that first player. They had to do a lot of rotating to kind of shore up all their defense, but it's just, once again, I mean, this is a couple of rounds in a row where Lex has really bailed the Winter Fox out in the mid-round with some crucial kills.
So this could very well be the final round here, of course, from Method. As we take a look at exactly what they've got left to work with, they'll go for this buy-up, but after this one, it'll be forced again. The same story as last round. And XP3 gets aggressive, but he's going to get punished. Davey finds the opener. Thankfully, Anger's there. He's going to be able to pick up the trade, going back over onto Davey, of course. And now this will keep things equalized for the time being. That bomb as well hasn't been revealed just yet. Ely actually taking a bit of a risk with this one as Devilwalk pushes him. If he finds that kill, the bomb is now down, and Ely's going to survive it. But now they know where the bomb is, so they might be able to move on that a little bit at the very least. Now, if they can push someone a little bit more forward, they could catch that. However, at the same time, still so much more progress being made by Method at this point. Toy picking up another kill for himself as well. That leaves it down to just 2 left here. One of them's going to fall once again by Toy. And Anger, of course, pushes in. He's going to try to survive. Finds one over here on a Toy, but just on the flank. Finishes them off to give Method another round. They stay alive for now, but they've got a lot more to work with here to get themselves back into this.
Yeah, and actually they've done, despite losing, 4 rounds in a row, they've done enough damage to keep the economy low enough on Winter Foxes for them to be on the verge of being broken here. So they are going to have one last buy. They have 4 M4s out on the board. It's only a Famos onto XP3. But Method, if they win this round, this could bring them right back into it by forcing a double save out of Winter Fox.
Winter Fox know the stakes at hand here, so again, they'll put Anger in this forward position. Not going to go on the vents this time, just going to try to use the smoke, and may even move forward here as well to try and catch a player that's up on boost, but to start it off, it's going to happen over on the A site there as Pitt finishes off Toy, but Davy's there with the trade. Now they move in, Davy with another nice one. He's going to take down Lex, and his Anger moves in. He tries to find something, picks one and a second one up on it. Davy gets a nice spray down there, 2 headshots in a row, but now Silent pops out A-Main. He finds XP3 right after this, and now we're going to be into a 2-on-2, so Justin creeping forward a little bit here, trying to catch and see if anybody works to take that forklift angle. Devilwalk will be moving a little bit closer. These two are neck and neck right next to each other, breathing on each other at this point. And as he creeps in, hasn't seen him yet. They literally walk right past each other. And Devilwalk, he snuck into the site. They've got no clue that he's staying this close to the bomb. So Anger's going to get dropped. And I think they know where Devilwalk is now. He's going to move in, drop one, looks for the second. But Justin, thankfully, is going to close it out there on what could have gone a completely different way. And Method, once again, will maintain 14-11. 3 rounds now behind Winter Fox.
Yeah, but they do successfully break the economy, and despite losing 4 players there, I mean, this is a couple of easy rounds for them where they're not going to be going up against any armor. They're only going to be going up against pistols where they can stabilize. Silence got knocked. Davies picked up that MAC-10 just so we can try and farm up some bank, but 3 AK-47s beside it. So 14-11, Method has a chance to close this gap to 12 or 13 before these ecos are all over.
Winter Fox again, try to get aggressive here, but a nice nade comes directly out there for aiming, but a counter flash comes out here too, so Pitt, I believe, along with XP3 are going to be able to push right in there, and that finishes off Davey nice and early on of the round. XP3 taking a little bit more unnecessary damage due to that molly on the ground, but regardless, still going to push through here. Almost picks up the kill on a Silent as well. Gets some nice kills through the wall, or gets some nice shots, apologies, through the wall to bring him down to 39 HP. So not the best start from Method here. Some nice aggression comes out from Winter Fox, and that's actually going to hold Method back for, I believe, an extended period of time now as they try to figure out exactly how they want to approach this take.
Yeah, they're going to just slowly creep over in A main towards the A site, but there was a little bit of a stack here, but Winter Fox are reading this incorrectly. Devilwalk gets caught out in the open. That's going to spur some rotations back towards the A site. XP3 has the MAC-10, Pitt playing close up towards door, but no one's coming there. Ellie just drops him for free, and now they're just going to stream in. Can these pistols, can this MAC-10 stop them? The question is no. Both of them fall immediately, and it's going to be a round win for Method up towards 12.
Healy, of course, picking up one of the final kills in Anger, looking to get lucky, gets one, looking for another, but now they all hide because he's picked up one of them, and now they're like, oh crap, he can actually shoot this thing, so Anger's going to move forward, and again, not really a whole lot else they can do at this point. They know where he's at, they know he's not going to move anywhere else, they know he doesn't have a kit, they should probably be aware that he doesn't have armor, so more than likely this is just going to be an easy pickup for Method, and now they're really starting to bring it back here, getting that much closer. Definitely still a little bit more room for Winter Fox to work with, as I believe they'll get one more buy round up before this does end up getting tied out, but Method not done just yet.
Yeah, they've put together a couple good rounds here. So 3 straight, they've got himself right back into it. 14-12, it's going to come down to the wire. And this actually, I mean, this might be another, this is going to be a big decision for Winter Fox to make, but they just snap it off. They come into it knowing exactly what they want to do. They're not going to save anymore. They're going to go for this buy. They have some smokes to work with, no kits on the other hand. That's the big thing. So any kind of retake that has to happen has to be very quick on the side of Winter Fox. So they're probably more than likely going to focus on some quick rotates, prevent the bomb from being planted if they can whatsoever. But they've got to come out with an early round advantage here.
And from Method here, going for the quick jump up here from Silent to get him up on a boost. Doesn't catch anything initially, and there's not really a whole lot of presence coming in here from Winter Fox. But just to be careful again, because we have seen, I believe it's mainly been either Anger or XP3 that's been pushed up here for a lot of these rounds. So just to be safe, and in case that happens, they do through the molly to force him out of position, but still, nothing being gained here. Silent, I don't think he's going to catch anything. And the real story, if there will be anything in this early round, might be Davey catching a little bit of aggression back over here in the back B halls. As Winter Fox has been pushing that a little bit, and at least with Anger, he's going to push over toward the edge. Davey looks for the kill, but can't find it as of yet. Now has to go for this flash out. Might even catch Devilwalk here too, but he gets behind cover and not even expecting Davey, the two of them that is, to be hanging out there. Anger is going to be able to catch the opening kill, so that kills Davey. And now again, for the rest of these players, they're going to try to move in. They're still trying to work this into a B take, I believe, through vents, but that would be very misaligned. And unfortunately, without a way to come in through teammate, it's just not going to work out so well. But Highway 2 also has its problems. Lex is going to be able to take down Justin, so they're not really clean going through there. And it looks like Method are pretty much getting shut down on any attempt they make to get themselves onto his site. Some nice pop shots coming out here from Ely, and tap, tap, tap. It's thankfully going to work out for him as he picks up the headshot on the Lex, but now still, with only 3 players left alive, they've got to try to find a way up onto this A site.
Yeah, and actually they've eliminated the mid defense, so it's all going to be Pitt inside this A site. He gets one for free, looking the wrong way, and there's Anger on the rotation. Out of mid, through the connector, and there's only one left. That's Silent inside the bomb site, misses that off shot straight down to 2 HP, gets the return, but still, he can't make any mistakes. He's got to hit these shots immediately, picks up the M4, but Anger's already pushed up to the bomb site. 15th round for Winter Fox. They've at least secured overtime, and this is going to be a massive, massive match to win for them if they can pull it out. Look at Anger once again on the rotation. Crucial frags in the mid-round. He's up to 28 and 16. Lex is at 26 and 18. European players, the next frag total is 19 on the Pit. So these two players still in North America are coming up huge for WinterFox.
So, for Method at this point, obviously the bye was a little bit shaky if you saw the totals before the round began, so they're not really going to be able to do anything super great. They thankfully get the op back over here on a Silent, and rifles are pretty much everybody. Justin, of course, unfortunately had to downgrade to a Galley, but as far as Davy's concerned, he's back over onto a Tech 9, so he'll have to try and maintain with just that in play, and not a lot of utility on him either. So it's going to get a bit unfortunate as far as his trying to push back over here and trying to play towards the useless room is concerned. Won't really end up going too well as he can't hold the players from WinterFox back. If they do push him, it's going to get a very, very close fight. And I think they expect him to be there now too because he's been playing that room a whole lot in this half, to be honest. But the opening kill comes out from Silent, going to drop XP3 early in the round, and that's going to cause a little bit of scatterage now on WinterFox as they try to move a couple more assets over towards middle.
Yeah, but Lex, he runs towards mid, picks up that AWP. He's going to try and get a return kill onto mid, but WinterFox, when they've gone a man down in this match, they've really struggled to bring it back. So this is going to be a tall task. You see three members have rotated over towards the A bomb site. Only one, that's Devilwalk, left in the B site. A lot of faith being put in him. And the bomb on Method is being rotated over there. So Devilwalk's about to get a lot of actions, and it's going to be a split. One coming through the vents, three coming in through main, and one lurking over at the A bomb site. That'll be Davey, I believe. But Devilwalk here at Headshot, he's got to pop up. He's got to get some sick kills. He hears the vent being broken. He's just going to hide for now. They push him. He gets that first one. Can't get the second one. Either way, 2-on-3 as Pit takes out Toy over in the A site. Anchor's on this quick flank. He drops out of vents. He's got to do some damage, but he gets dropped by Ellie. So Method in firm control of this round.
And Pitt are going to try to work for something here, but again, not a whole lot he can do, and we haven't really, going to be honest, we haven't seen a whole lot of saves coming out in this entire game from either team, and I think that trend is going to continue here as Pitt tries to work for something, but comes up completely blank there, unfortunately. Justin takes him out nice and easy, and Method, they keep themselves in this for the time being, 13-15 now. Very, very close indeed. And this, once again, of course, we've been having this a little bit of a problem for WinterFox as they've been able to pick up a couple rounds here and there, but it's only been one. So their economy also struggling to maintain itself as it's going to get reset on them once again, and they cannot afford to buy here at all. This is essentially going to be a full save with a couple P250s in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of deja vu towards the last match where going into 15-13, you know, one team's got to save for that last round, so they get broken here. And XP3 is going to get aggressive through this mid-smoke, can't find the kill. Silent and Ellie both get one. They have boosted over, but nothing's going to come of it so far. Now Method is aware, and they're just eliminating this pressure put on by WinterFox, down to a 5-on-2. And not much left for the remaining WinterFox players to do. Anger and Lex, maybe not even going to get a single kill in this round.
Lex moves in, catches Davey off guard there a little bit. Not sure what Davey was doing, but for some reason looked right at Lex, didn't see him, and well, he dies because of that. But now it's just Lex at 9 HP, trying to work for something here. Not a whole lot he can do, so it's just going to be running around the map, trying to hide. Hope he gets lucky with a couple kills, but more than likely in just a moment here, Toy's just going to pop him, and poof, there we go. He takes him down. So Method pick up their 14th point. One more away now from going into overtime on our second match of the night here as well. So, of course, the buy-up here from Method going to be as strong as it has been with picking up those 2 rounds in a row. WinterFox, they're going to be stretched a little bit when you take a look at it. Utility's in a somewhat okay position, but as far as the rest are concerned, 3 FAMASas here, apologies, a P90 on XP3, and then the M4 on Devilwalk, but again, it's really the only one with a full utility stack, so the rest of these guys are going to be struggling a little bit to try and hold things off. If Method decide to get aggressive, or, you know, if Method get a good smoke setup or something, there's not really going to be a whole lot of room for WinterFox to respond to this, but Devilwalk tries to push up there to the counter boost position, but he's going to get mollied out of that spot. Toy as well finds the opener, but Lex pushes back in through Squeaky, and he's going to get a response kill over on Toy himself there too, so they'll take him down. Things remain even for the time being, and Devilwalk, as he moves up, Davey as well, trying to watch out. Both of these teams really trying to look for any sort of aggression that comes out with these early kills happening, but it definitely looks like WinterFox got the worst end of it now, with Lex sitting down at 19 HP, again, still having to work with those unsuperior guns, and just look at this now on WinterFox. They've got no utility left here. 2 flashes for the entire team to work with, still having one player, Anger, stuck over here on the B site too, so if Method read this correctly and go to B, which at the moment it is looking like they're going to do, this is going to be so bad, as Anger is going to have to hold this without that, with basically just that flash and purely his aim alone there. as now we see Method. They're coming in. The mollies come in. Thankfully, nothing comes to his position, but now comes the pop flash, and this has got to be great. Doesn't connect on anything. It's Silent, just shuts them down. Now they move in. There's Justin with another kill into XP3, so it's just Lex and Devilwalk that have to try and pull off a miracle here and rework this. Again, the same story, just a single flash on Devilwalk. They're both moving into positions, but it seems they've got all their bases covered here. Silent should be able to hear that movement coming in there through the vents. Nobody directly watching this as far as I can see. Actually, correction, Justin will be able to see this if he does end up moving in from there, but he actually goes for the big rotate, and Lex also gets shut down there by Silent too. So now it's just Devilwalk, moves up towards Heaven, might be able to steal one, but it doesn't happen. We get tied up at 15 points again, and we'll go into overtime.
Holy cow, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. I think I put my mic. I think I put my mic holder out. On excellent.
I gave you some room to talk there between last round. I was like, I guess he's having an issue.
Yeah, rest some pieces. But oh my lord, just another overtime. And this is, I mean, this is what's scary is WinterFox. I mean, with these pings, they you obviously want to close it out in overtime, but going in or pull it out in regulation, but going into overtime at such a disadvantage, you just kind of are crestfallen to have had like that 15-12 and then bring it to overtime. So Method, it's a nice comeback for them on the verge of losing it there. And the big thing is WinterFox has got to be able to get out of these mid-rounds. If they're going to bust out aggression like they have been at times on their CT side, they have to come out of it, you know, unequivocally on top. They can't get these trades because they have players who are playing at a disadvantage constantly. So that's going to be the big thing in overtime is who's going to win these early battles and take an advantage into the mid-round.
Yep, absolutely, and just as you discussed there too with WinterFox having all those issues reestablishing themselves, I think one thing just to talk some good about WinterFox here, one thing that they improved going into the second half, at least when they had that spree going, it sort of fell apart, but this is mainly because of some very nice opening kills that often came out from Method, and of course it just moving too quickly from that point forward. But we had a lot of communicative issues coming out from WinterFox on that first half, at least when we had Method leading, where they were having a whole lot of trouble just establishing themselves and getting the right calls out in terms of positioning from the Method players. But that seemed to correct itself a lot better in the second half, so hopefully we can see that trend continue, and then being able to pick up a couple extra rounds here in overtime, potentially 2 or even 3, to try and end this very, very quickly, of course. But we'll go into it now. Nothing super out of the ordinary as far as the buys are concerned. No double ops, no autos or anything. We do have to say that Method actually not going to pick up an op at all, where Silent's definitely been looking to do that, but it's actually just going to be 5 AKs to start things off, and they'll go for a very, very quick take on the B site. So let's get right into it. XP3 holds, picks up one, finds a second on the Silent, and now as well the close-in's coming in. Justin finds one, he finds a second on the Anger, so it's been traded, and now Davey getting himself into a position. He's going to get that plant down a very, very safe spot here, and assuming the rest of the Method holds their current spots, it's going to be very hard for that defuse to come out here so long as these two keep themselves alive. But Davey has managed to spot Devilwalk, but Davey's in a very peculiar position there too with that molly. Going to be very hard for him to move, but it goes away thankfully, and there's no extra aggression that comes out from WinterFox for now. And Devilwalk here just looking for something. He gets some extra damage on the Davey, but doesn't look like it's going to be happening, and this is just going to be such a hard retake to work with. I don't even think WinterFox are going to be able to do it. They go for it. Pit gets one because, again, he's on that flank, and Lex was in. He gets another one, too, and now it's just Justin. He's going to have to ace this. Tries to throw that volley, but gets shut down, and that defuse, of course, will be happening just in the nick of time. WinterFox pick up the first round here of overtime.
Huge timing on that flank. Nice patience from WinterFox. The two members, you know, over waiting to retake the bomb site. Such good job waiting for Pit to come in and be effective. If that Molotov gets thrown at the end, the round's over. Method wins it. If he gets that Molotov off. So very good aggression into checkers by WinterFox to prevent that from happening in such a close call. The big thing there is XP3's had a very, very tough match with this kind of a ping. He's only at 9 kills, but he gets 2 that round, and they were 2 huge kills.
And that, of course, is going to put his team into a good position now to start things off well here in overtime. Method tries to go for the boost, but unfortunately, not really going to work out so well as it's completely on fire at this point, as we normally see. Silent does have the op to work with this time, so watches himself, works his way over towards A main, and tries to catch any sort of early aggression here, but WinterFox have read this very well, and Pit gets a very up-in-your-face op shot there, shuts down Ely. The rest of the team trying to work out now, but overall the prospects are not looking good. The smokes are kind of countering them out. Pit with this good pop flash too, might be able to catch Toy. He's dead. There we go. Pit pops out and finds it. We did see Toy and Silent finding 2 kills, but unfortunately the 2 free kills that went by the way of WinterFox still leave Silent as the last man alive. Finds 1 shot though. Anger very low, but he's still using that op. Gets the second, and now it's XP3 creeping up behind him. Might get him on the off angle. Silent taking a risk. He doesn't see him coming at all, and thank goodness for that, because that could have been an amazing clutch from Silent.
Yeah, almost brilliant. Hey, you would have to have a 4 kill in that round, but either way, the story so far, I mean, good initial hold, but, you know, after all the mayhem subsides, it's just the WinterFox members are spread out. They're left in positions where it's all one-on-one battles for Silent. He wins 2 of them, but XP3 coming up huge in this overtime. 3 kills so far. winning that one-on-one as well on the big flank. And look at this buy to WinterFox's last round of the first half of overtime. They've got an auto sniper on a pit, 2 AWPs, Devil Walk and XP3 bring them out. All the high pings have grabbed the sniper rifles.
And Method, again, not with a whole lot they can do. Silent, unfortunately, bought himself out dry for the most part there. So he's got armor, he's got a deagle, but not really a whole lot else that he can use to work with. The rest of the team, though, still manages to keep themselves going, and they've got the 4 AKs in the mix. But Silent actually getting hit with a nade there. He's going to take a nice amount of damage, and Devil Walk's ready for this one, man. He's just waiting for that push to come right out. There is going to be, I believe that's a smoke pop in his direction. But he's in a good position to move out of the way of that one anyway. Nonetheless, though, Davey, he's going to find the opener for Method. That's going to happen a little bit further over there towards the B side as he finds a way into checkers. Nice shot comes out, I believe, from Devil Walk there. Almost kills Toy, but now he's going to get a nade right to the face there after taking some good damage from, I believe, Toy. And now for the rest of Method, trying to work their way into B. And to be honest, unless we see a good hold coming out from Pit and XP3 with this op and auto combo, we might just see Method run over this, but that is a killer angle they're working against. Unfortunately, though, Pit gets smoked off, so he's going to have to try to find a way back in. But there's XP3 again working with that op, except one on the Ely. But here's Lex with the flank, finds one, gets the second, might not catch the third back over here, so that's going to get shut down. And now it's a one-on-one again here. Silent versus XP3. Silent looking for revenge after that previous round, but can he catch him this time? Waits for the shot, but XP3 finds the peak, shuts down Silent, making up for the regulation rounds in a big way, and basically wins 2 out of 3 of those rounds for his team.
What a hold. Method has got to be so angry. A 5-on-3, and they hit B with all 5 members and can't win it. XP3, big plays inside that bomb site, holding off the attack basically single-handedly, and I mean, he gets the initial kills, which allows that flank from Lex to come to fruition. Another big flank wins him the round. He gets 2 kills coming all the way from the A bomb site. So WinterFox go up 3-0 in overtime. All they've got to do is win 1 round.
And this is going to be a big take for WinterFox indeed now. Method, unfortunately, faltering behind, and now we go back onto the CT side where it's kind of the same story for WinterFox, to be honest, where Method started off really strong on our CT side, but things started sort of going away as we got later into the half. And as you mentioned back with the Cloud9 versus Liquid game, it's been a very long time since we've seen them jump onto this. So unfortunately, the last sort of memory they have going into this side is going to be of, well, we were really messing up there. So how do we try to fix that? And WinterFox as well already rehearsed. They already know what they were doing right to pick up those rounds towards the end of the first half. So they can just go right back to the basics as far as using those strats are concerned.
Yeah, this is going to be huge, and it doesn't look so far. No ops invested in from WinterFoxes, so we saw it a little bit in regulation. Silent's got it on his hands. He's been pretty damaging with that. He's at 34 kills. He's leading the server. Lex is at 33 though. So I mean, these two are really duking it out for their teams. But really, this overtime has been the story of XP3 stepping it up despite the ping, and once again looking like they're lining up for another A execution. It's going to be Pit watching for any kind of a B aggression and eventually turn it into a flank, either towards that B bomb site, towards CT spawn, towards truck, or out towards mid. And these smokes get plumed over at the A bomb site, and that evacuates the B site. WinterFox hasn't committed anywhere quite yet.
And for WinterFox now, they're going to move Devil Walk inside of the vents. A great combo flash comes in there, too. I believe that's coming out from Pit there, so that's a great teamwork that ends up taking down Silent completely. Devil Walk gets a free kill there, but he also gets a flash. Toy, though, doesn't want to peek out, so he's not going to be able to catch him. And now a lot of nades go by the way of Toy. Only connects about 30 or so damage to him, though, and we're going to see him still holds on to that site, but finally Pit's going to shut him down. And that opens things up, brings it all down to Method's Ely at this point, and also with the A-take going so well, Ely, man, not a whole lot he can do. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place, and as he jumps out there, Pit gets the final shot, and WinterFox with a perfect overtime do end up coming out on top of this matchup.
Yeah, what a last round as well. They basically, I thought it was going to either be a fake or just kind of some kind of distraction, but they commit to the B bomb site, get a couple kills. They commit to the A bomb site. I mean, it's like a 3- and 2-man group army attacking each bomb site, and they both win. So that overtime is just all WinterFoxes, and kudos to XP3 stepping up massively with that AWP in the first half of overtime. Comes up huge, and it doesn't matter how many kills you get in regulation if you have that kind of a performance in overtime.
All right, guys. Well, the next match should be coming up almost immediately here. I think we're going to take a very short break, like maybe a minute or two at max, just to give myself and Moses a little bit of a break here. But we should be coming back almost immediately with the next match. So stick around. It's going to be Liquid versus Threes Up once again on Cash right here in the ESL ESEA Pro League for North America. Welcome back, and we are already live with the knife round here for our 3rd out of 4 matches this evening. Once again, it's Liquid versus Threes Up over here on Cash once again. And Threes Up with, wow, that knife round's going really quick. Okay, that's going to be Threes Up winning that one. What was that, like 5 seconds after people started stabbing each other? The Threes Up's going to win it, of course. Threes Up, we talk about them. Big story coming out here, I believe just today with them, correct, Moses?
Yeah, I mean, there were rumors swirling around last night about it, but today it was officially announced that they bring in Professor Chaos, they bring in Mo. So they've got a whole new lineup. This is really their first match together. And actually, I was talking to Abe a little bit about it last night, and he was just like, yeah, we have like 9 matches in the next 5 days, so we really don't have time to like mesh this lineup. It's kind of trial by fire. And to be honest with you, with Liquid playing the way they have been lately, I'm not sure it matters what side of the map that 3-Sup picks. I mean, Liquid might just blow them out of the water here. They've got to get out to a hot start, and you can see Abe being very, very aggressive towards this middle, this red box in mid. He's right under the boost box, and he's looking for anything, but he's not finding anything. Liquid playing it very far back, very slow-paced, waiting for any kind of aggression.
Pico, of course, lined up inside of Squeaky here, too, waiting for his chance to just burst out and catch anybody that may be rotating back in to support the rest of the team, but already gets himself into a position. However, Liege and Nitro find those 2 openers. No response coming in as of yet, but now Jason R gets his opportunity, too. He's going to be able to take down Liege and Nitro again with the response. Overall, a very strong opener here comes out from Liquid. The Liege and Nitro picking up 3 kills in total. Mo going to get a nade to the face here in just a second and finished off by a Dren. So that leaves it all in the hands of Professor Chaos, and there's not a whole lot he's going to be able to do at this point, as A-site control has been given, and Team Liquid are already sort of on the case in terms of figuring out where Professor Chaos is hiding out at.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just a very quick assault by Liquid, and they just explode out of that bomb site, and this could be happening this entire half, basically. That front line of Liquid is so hard to deal with at times, and even, I mean, when you think about it, too, 3-Sup's got to have a really good CT side, but because when you switch over towards, when Liquid's on their defense, they have one of the best A defenses on this map in the entire region of North America, so, I mean, it's just going to be that much harder for 3-Sup to do some work on their T side.
And they are going to go for the buy-up here. Not a super big one, but it is enough, of course, to stunt them a little more here as they go for a couple upgraded pistols. 257s, a CZ on a Professor Chaos, and then P250s on a Jason R and Mo, as they try to work to do a little bit of damage here in the second round. Liquid, though, sparing no expense to go right for their rifles. 4 to 5 go for that buy-up. And Adren, of course, looking to get a little bit more extra money into the bank here to be able to afford that op. He's going to go right for the MAC-10, but actually Arya catching one to begin this back over towards Highway. I don't think they were expecting a big presence to be there, so Arya's going to be able to take down Nitro, and, of course, we'll see Adren trading this one out for the AK now.
This is actually very fortunate because the bomb's all alone in mid right now. This is a very scary situation where if Adren had fallen as he's making his way up Highway, all of a sudden, the CTs have the bomb down and easily defensible. But either way, they got aggressive over towards B. Finally, now they're streaming in towards mid. And the AKs at this kind of a range should be able to clean everything out. There should be no issues for Liquid moving forward. The only thing that Fugly's got to worry about is watching flank for his teammate because they have Professor Chaos who's pushed up towards the red box.
And if anybody, Professor Chaos is going to be the player they want to make sure that stays alive because he's still got full armor at this point. If he can make it out with this one, that's going to be a very cheap upgrade to the head armor when they do get the guns in their hands, take some damage, but you can even tell he wants to play this very far back here as Fugly does manage to keep himself alive for now, but he's going to hug that corner, takes one out, now low on some ammo. He's only got 1 shot left, and takes the risk on that one. It's very close, but it looks like we are going to be looking at Fugly surviving with just 17 HP left. He's going to get dropped, so no armor being saved. Hiko finds another kill on Jason R as well. And then Abe does manage to pick up this MAC-10 before the round ends, but still, considering what they did have before, not going to be too big of a save.
And really not much in the hands of 3-Sup. They haven't really invested too much. No armor that round. They did upgrade some pistols. Mo's still got 3,300. It looks like he's not really investing a whole lot into these rounds. He does have a salvaged MAC-10, and he hands that over to Arya, but for a 5-7, but he's going to be the opper, so I'm assuming they want to just grab him and op as quick as humanly possible going into the next round. And this is pretty interesting, actually. This entire pickup of Mo, I want to talk about it during this anti-eco round, because I mean, Mo was just in Serbia playing with the States team for the World Championship, where you were at casting. Ooh, nice kill by Professor Chaos, and there goes the response, but actually this is a stack, so hold that thought. Here it comes. Elise drops out of vents. He grabs Professor Chaos. Mo does chime in, but Elise is still wreaking havoc, and now it's down to a 3-on-1. There's Arya coming in with a MAC-10, building up a little bit of a bank, but he's forced back in towards CT spawn, but he's going to come through this smoke, try and make something happen, but they spot him before the smoke plume. Sika sprays him down. But to continue that thought, I mean, Arya even talked about it, I think I heard it on one of the professional players' stream, about how it was a really interesting roster to work with at the World Championship because they had Arya, they had Mo, and they had JDM. And all 3 of these guys were primary oppers for their teams leading into the championship. I mean, Mo's always been a primary op. Arya was primary for 3-Sup. JDM obviously was CLG. So it's going to be really interesting, this new roster switch up. There's going to be a lot of role changes for this team. It's going to take them time to get back into the swing of things because they essentially have now 2 primary oppers on the squad, and someone's going to have to give it up.
Yeah, and I imagine there's, with Mo being on the squad, I imagine there's going to be a little bit of a battle potentially between those two. Unless Ari just wants to seed it to see who's going to end up taking that spot. But it looks like, at least for now, Mo is going to be picking that one up as Ari just goes right for the rifle by Team Liquid, of course. So able to actually manage themselves pretty nicely on the previous round, considering the way it started off. Some nice patience and overall good composure allows them to end up coming out on top despite a kind of okay start from 3s up there, with it still being an eco round for themselves. But now we go into the gun round, of course, the first big test for a lot of these teams. Professor Chaos way out in the open. He's going to end up getting shut down, but Jason R in the Shroud spot. They haven't spotted yet. Finds one, finds two. Is going to be able to take that Nitro and Dren. Now looking for another one if he drops down, but that light post actually stops him, so he can't get the kill onto the player that's going to be inside. Mo still holds strong with his own up, finds one. Hiko finds the trade over onto Mo, and now it's just going to be Abe trying to move in, trying to work for something. A 1-on-2. Fugly's very, very low, and he's moved off site, but Hiko rolls right out from Forklift, picks up the easy headshot, and there is going to be Liquid again, just barely squeaking through, coming out on top near the end.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of miscommunication coming out with the new roster. You see Professor Chaos was run boosting Jason R, but he goes a little bit too far, falls right down in front of the red box, and the Terrorists are already in that A main and just blast him down basically for free. So that's just kind of a new, an error based on new team chemistry. So Liquid goes up 4-0, and now it's back onto the save. Adren gets an AWP at his hands off Mo. And moving forward, I mean, 3Step's going to have to stabilize next round because they saved basically those 2 rounds. They didn't invest into armor, so that was their round that they were saving up to win.
And Mo again just sitting himself way out in the open towards middle, looking to see if he can catch anybody from Liquid early on, but there's a lot of resistance coming his direction and a little bit more noise being made back over here towards A once again as well. Definitely not going to be committed that far in, and Ari as well pushes in, but it's kind of funny from my point of view, but Adren just shuts that down nice and quick. Mo, though, with a nice response, actually catches Hiko off guard there inside of Squeaky, so the rest of Liquid going to try to push through, maybe look for that response, but it looks like it might be getting winged off here for the time being. And in just a second here, too, with Mo pushing forward with that AK, thankfully, with him not having armor, that's an easy kill for Nitro to pick up, but that could have gone a completely different direction and changed the landscape of this round in a pretty big way. However, now as they push in, and again, not a whole lot left, Adren picks up a nice shot over on a Jason R. Nitro's well cleaning up Professor Chaos, and it's just going to be Abe. Unfortunately, not a whole lot left that he can do.
No, it really isn't. He can't even really try and salvage a weapon. He could try and go for some kind of kill here at the end, but either way, Liquid's got a stranglehold onto this bomb site, that op at long range. He's not even going to get a chance. So moving into the next round, I mean, this is the scary part. Mo will be able to afford an AWP if he wants it, but it'll more than likely be, you know, glass cannon, and if he can afford armor, it's going to be without very many nades, so that's going to put him onto a little bit of a hindrance, but this is going to be a pretty strong buy at a 3-step other than that AWPer, and they're going to have to win it. And if they don't win this one, it's just going to snowball out of control. Liquid is just too good entering it out of these bomb sites. They're going to start, you know, purchasing 4 spies. They're going to be light on utility, and Liquid's going to take advantage of that.
So for Liquid now, they go up 5, and again, another pretty clean round here. Some of these have been somewhat dodgy, but they finally get one now where they keep all 4 alive here, and you can already tell, too, on some of the bigger players here that have been sitting back. The money's actually looking very, very good already, with Adren and Hiko sitting at 8.1 and 7.4, respectively. The other front-forward riflers here, Lige, Nitro, and Fugly, are still having to work that build it up a little bit, but again, 3's up, of course, not even picked up a single round yet. They don't have anything built up, so Liquid having that little bit of an edge on them is definitely going to help, and we do see Mo getting a little bit aggressive along with Abe there to try to push themselves forward. Not really anything else coming out of Liquid as they play pretty default spots here, but they are actually able to catch it. There's nothing in back B halls for the time being, so they can use some of that information, of course, to judge where this bomb may be going. But at the same time, again, with it happening so early in the round, there could still very well be a rotation from Liquid at any time over towards this avenue, so they can't really do a jerk rotation to put like all 5 on A or something like that.
Look at how far back Team Liquid is right now.
Yeah, it's weird because I think they were like expecting this push to come in a very big way, but for some reason
it was because Adren had lagged out. He just rejoins now, so they were just waiting for the time to come through. Sorry, I actually didn't notice that for whatever reason. I didn't see him drop out of the server, so it happened after the pause, so they just waited back to let him rejoin the server. And they still haven't moved, so I'm assuming it's going to be a match medic or some kind of a pause. I am not sure how that's going to work.
Admin's talking about it now. Looks like they might just restart that round because obviously I think that happened before like any crucial impact was made on that round by either team. So I'll wait for a final decision on that, but of course that'll take a moment here. So for the time being, we're told in the actual server it is paused while they try to sort that one out. But still, Team Liquid, of course, being up, and it's no surprise for the reasons you had already discussed with the 3's up roster just having a couple of changes coming into play. It's definitely going to take some time for them to sort of piece things together here and figure out how they want to work this. And Yeah, again, we haven't really seen too much of this team as of yet, of course. We've only seen these 5 rounds, so not a whole lot to judge off of as of yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, the big thing is, I mean, losing Pistol, and then they had that one slight miscommunication error on the 4th round. I mean, it hasn't really been too massive of any kind of mistakes. It was really small. It just happens on a crucial round where immediately afterwards they have to save. So, yeah, hopefully, last night, I mean, we saw, the Method roster last night on Cash have a much better T side. We just saw them get crushed, but I mean, or not crushed, they lose in overtime, but they lose to 3 players in Europe. But I mean, part of it is these new rosters, the CT sides are the hardest one to kind of gel that communication, gel that chemistry, because you have all these complex rotations. You don't get to dictate the action. It's much easier on T side with the new roster to just say, you go here, and we're going to explode at this point. On CT side, you have to be able to read the team. You have to very, very good comms. It's much less easier to group up and make the right call. So that's kind of where the struggle comes in with new rosters.
All right, so reading from what I was just told by the admin, I don't think we're going to restart that round. I think it's going to stick. Yeah, because I think it was a crash, not a server issue. So I believe that is not going to be reset actually, and it looks like we're just going to stick with the scoreline. So 3's up, get a little bit lucky there as they kind of get handed a free round off of a technicality. And Liquid, of course, not too much off their shoulders as they're not really going to lose anything either, except for a Dren going down.
Yeah, very interesting. Still paused, though, so they're still talking things over. And we've had 2 overtime matches in a row, so why don't we take a quick break, and we will come back, and we'll have all the intel on what's going to be going down, what the final decisions are when this goes back live. We'll keep you guys updated.
And we're back!
I tried my best.
Welcome back, ladies.
I tried my best.
When we went for that last break, I let you go in case the match went live early. Man, I'm going to need one soon, dude.
I need to get out
of his chair.
It's all right. We're back into it. So it is 5-1. It doesn't look like there's any kind of a restart. And Team Liquid lining up basically for an A hit. There's going to be 2 in A main, still playing a little bit far back, waiting for any kind of a pop flash peek. It's only Jason R. He's got an M4. He's hiding back in quad right now. He sees the door open. That's going to cause Arya to rotate back, so they have a small crossfire, one on top of balcony, but Fugly over towards the B bomb site. He takes out Abe, who is getting aggressive, but Mo's following up with it with the AWP, grabs the angle, misses the shot though. Now he's been spotted out, and there's a Dren from door with the picks off Arya. All of a sudden, 5-on-3, and Liquid has the run of the entire map, but Jason R does get 1 before being traded out.
And now at this point, too, not a whole lot left for these players from 3's up to work with. A couple nades getting tossed in, but Fugly back over in middle. Nobody even caught him. Mo able to take him out a little bit late on this, but now he's in a 1-on-3. And again, it might just be much more worth his money and time to just fall back and save at this point, and that is exactly what he's going to do. Liquid will be able to pick up 1 round, of course. 3's up to escape with the lucky one there, but Liquid get themselves right back onto the treadmill after this one. And although Mo is actually going to test things a little bit there, it does get a little bit wiser. And I think he's going to fall back to try and play a little bit of a ring around the rosy, maybe making his way into A main and catching some of these, or catching a safe spot after the bomb blows up.
Yeah, Mo's got to save the state AWP. No chance at winning this round, and that's a huge weapon to save into the next round. Even though with that round win going towards 3's up, I mean, Abe's got 4,400, and that's kind of the thing that idea that Team Liquid had that things were going to get medicked was detrimental, that they didn't even try and execute any kind of a strategy. They just waited that out, so they didn't build up any bank. Meanwhile, 3's up got to save all their guns and build up a little bit of a bank. So you can see there's going to be another really, really solid buy round out of them this round.
And with that coming into play here as well, we'll take a look at, with what 3's up were able to pull out this time, with Liquid still being strong, and, Liquid pretty much not having a single strike that hasn't worked for them as of yet here, as they've basically been having an easy time rolling into these sites. They've had a couple close trades, but at the end of the day, Liquid almost always manages to bring it back into their favor and hold a very strong advantage, which I think is one of the big problems here for 3's up. They can trade at the beginning, but they lose a lot of players, and it ends up being an even trade, and the rotations just don't come in quickly enough, so they end up with that kind of problem. But anyway, we'll go into a very quick one. Jason R picks up the first kill, but a Dren, quick on the trigger, they're able to trade that one out. Now Arya trying to work his way back in. The smokes will help him out a little bit to get to a position on the site, and he's going to catch Nitro off guard. That's the bomb going down here, too. That's going to be left out in the open. And so far, no other response coming out from Liquid as they try to get everybody else onto the site. 3Zip have good control, and again, that kill that comes out from Ari actually buys them the time now to get the rest of the rotations here. So they should be able to maintain. Adren goes for the nice shot there, and Fugly also picks up a kill over onto Aria, but Mo as well with the op. Adren finally finishing off A, but the doors are quickly closing all around him. And Professor Chaos getting himself over there onto Op, he finishes off with Fugly and Adren. So finally give 3Zip their first kind of legitimate round here.
Yeah, and 3Zip now is a double op setup essentially for free. I think Liquid just kind of has got caught off guard that round by the fact that it's only been Jason R defending that A bomb site. They get in, they get that first kill, and they're expecting a second person to be somewhere, but 3Zip's defense isn't just set up to have that. So they don't stream into the bomb site, they don't get the bomb planted. That allows all those rotations to come up towards truck, and then 3Zip can just, streamline into the bomb site before any kind of a plant can happen. This time Liquid changes things up. They're out mid very, very quickly, very aggressively. Mo takes a shot around the edge of the smoke, but doesn't land it. And all of a sudden, this defense has been pushed back. They're going to boost up into the vents to try and regain some semblance of mid-control, but all of Team Liquid is just waiting.
And Abe's going to have to be very, very careful with this one. Right now, it's the floodgates are open, but Lige corrects the aim very fast and is able to take him down. And so unfortunate, too, as Nitro is basically open for the taking, and he almost was able to finish him off, but he stays alive for the time being. Aria, though, does pick up one kill now as he pops his way out there and is able to catch a little bit of over-aggression that comes out from Liquid back onto that B site. So he's going to keep himself alive, relocates himself a little bit further inside of the site there, too, as he waits for more players to come in. Professor Chaos is going to come in to assist in that. Smoke comes over there towards teammate 2, but at the same time, he's going to get hit with one, so he's got to overexpose. Finishes off one, tries to transfer the spray, but Lige is going to be able to take him down, and now it all falls into the hands of Aria once again. Picks the first kill. Hiko finds a trade. More coming in from heaven now as Jason R might be able to find Hiko, but he doesn't want to pop out here, and that gives Hiko the time to get into a position along with Adren to finish him off. So now it's just Mo in a 1-on-2 again. Rotating in here, there's the last one to assist. Nade bounces pretty good, brings Hiko down to 47, but still not a whole lot left that he can do, and Hiko's just going to jump right out and finish him off.
Yeah, I mean, they just overwhelmed that B bomb site. This is a couple times now where Team Liquid is just that first kill happens, and there's not a lot of rotation. 3Zip can't get, members over to that B bomb site, and they eventually just pound into it, and it's basically a 3 or 4 onto 1. So Team Liquid up 7-2. Now they've broken the economy of 3Zip, resetting their money. It's 2 rounds were won by 3Zip, but immediately Team Liquid responds, so resets that money bonus building up, and now it's a save. Full save, no armor investment, just Professor Chaos has light armor. It's CZs across the board, 157 onto Mo. But Liquid, they're going to play far back once again, look for any kind of aggression on this light buy from 3Zip, and all the aggression is pushed back.
And it looks like here that we'll slowly see 3Zip trying to close in on some of these guys. Some good damage going back over here onto Elise, but not enough to finish it off as Mo does some good damage. But again, it's just them two and Adren as well, finishing it off. Fugly picking up a third. Fugly with another one. And again, just down to Abe.
Yeah, that's a really good call in the anti-eco round. Understanding it's going to be a save from 3Zip, and they just stay far back, and 3Zip just kind of walks into their crosshair and get mowed down. So once again, just down to one 3Zip player in a 1-on-5 situation. And there's really nothing he can do here. It might be actually, I mean, if you can find a Dren or a Lige, those are some easy kills. They're at 3 and 30 HP respectively, so that's just 1 or 2 bullets that could find him an easy kill, but I doubt Liquid gives that up.
And Abe's going to move in, finds one, almost corrects the aim for the second, but Hiko with a quick trade. And again, there, as you mentioned, Team Liquid just taking it nice and steady. Able to pick up those kills. A little bit hairy at some point there, as we almost saw Mo picking up the kill, and they did manage to finish him off at one point, but that's going to be all they'll grab. As again, Team Liquid remains strong, and remain very much so in the lead at this point, and 3Zip with a very, very large avenue to work back from. They're actually going to go for the double save here, too. I'm assuming this is to get the full op buy with utility there on Mo as well, as they wouldn't have been able to afford it this time. So they're going to save up once again here in this round, and that could potentially now be a 9th point for Liquid, which is really going to start leaning into a pretty big lead for these guys when you consider this map to be a pretty even when it comes to the side differentials at the end of it.
Yeah, but I mean, the brutal thing is already down 7 or 8-2. They're forced onto a double eco, and Jason R does trade off eco. But either way, Liquid, massive advantage. Now they've taken complete mid control. Once again, it's just Jason R at this A bomb site. He's completely isolated from his teammates. The only real option he has is to push and be aggressive, but on the other side of the map, Professor Chaos falls. And now it's just completely split whatsoever. So Nitro drops Jason R. Liquid just cleaning house on this anti-eco. Abe does get one onto Nitro, but he's got another one to deal with, and he grabs that as well. That's the 2 low HP players. He got at least salvage an AK-47. And actually, he's just guessing the bomb is coming towards this B bomb site because he hears one, but the bomb's not there. It's going to get planted. And he's got 0 chance of saving this weapon. He's got to take this fight with Fugly, and he does, and he wins it, so now he's going to be able to save. But actually, it spins, and it looks like he wants to initially go for this, but there's the long range. Yeah.
And that actually was very plausible, to be honest, as him clutching that out. Just a bit unfortunate that, again, he kind of mischose the bomb side. I imagine if he went over towards A, we also would have seen the flank coming into play there, too, from the other Liquid player that had pushed into that B side initially. So, bit of an unfortunate situation for me. Makes the best of it, though. Gets a whole lot of kills at the end of that one. Picks up 3 to 4 there, but not going to be enough in order to close things out, of course. And although some nice damage will be done to Liquid and their money's going to be kept low, it's not enough here with such a big round differential already coming into play. And 3's up, though. They have done that double save, and it's going to be enough to get them that big buy round they were looking forward to. Mo's got full utility and the op buy, but they've got to come out on top here, and it's got to be kept consistent from this point forward. Otherwise, Liquid are just going to absolutely run away with the half, as we're only just a few rounds left here in the first one.
Professor Chaos getting into a little bit of a spam battle into the door, but this is another spread out default from Liquid. Just trying to spot any aggression and just eventually make a decision in the mid-round. This time, though, 3-sup changes things up. They have 3 players leaning over towards that A bomb site. It's just Arya who's close towards vents. He's actually going to jump above mid. He's on these rafters, but just drops down as I say that to watch mid. So realizing that their A defense has been weak with just Jason R playing there, they switch things up. Jason R is going to frag Hiko, who is in the doorway, takes that battle out towards Forklift, but loses it. It's going to be a delayed boost over towards mid. Yep, 2 players come out mid, and there's Mo. He picks one off. There goes Elige, but it's going to be an A hit, and Mo grabs another one. He's shutting this attack down.
And as they attempt to move in here, we're going to see another kill picked up by Jason R. Dren finds one, as well he's going to try to pick up another one. He finally finishes off Mo, but again, now 1-on-3. Professor Chaos still veiled behind that smoke as well. That Molly not really going to do the job I think he was hoping it to do, and now he gets completely flashed and still out in the open too. Professor Chaos shows the bushes. He could have a very easy kill in his hands, but he slowly creeps in, and there we go. There's the shot to the back of the way we're looking for. Professor Chaos finishes it off, and good shots from Mo there coming up to clean things up. Jason R as well does a nice job of just holding on to finish off the round for himself and his teammates there. So finally we see another 3's up, as we kind of were expecting there too. With them saving up for so long, they put a lot of emphasis onto that round, so it's good if they end up coming out on top. If they lost, that would have been an absolutely huge detriment. But even worse now could be, if they drop this one, of course, then that could be the next 2 rounds easily going the way of Liquid, and they could just absolutely run away with a 12-3 half from that point forward.
This time it's a pretty quick committal for Liquid into A main. They've gotten this control, but look at the door push out of 3-set. Mo picks off at Hiko. Jason R grabs Nitro, spinning around from door, but they're in the open. They've got to try and get away with this. Liquid is trying to spam through the smoke to get these kills. Adren knows there's one over towards the boost box, but they've lost 2 members already. Finally, Jason R gets dropped, but they're already down into a 2-on-4, so another good round from 3-set, looking good defensively.
They're still going to keep Arya positioned back over here by the B site, so if we can see some nice entries made, they may be able to equalize the equation, but unfortunately, when you look at the bot coming out here from Liquid, and the fact that both players now still sitting right around 50 HP for the most part, Mo even picking up one, maybe another one here in a second too, as he could potentially be looking at a 3K this time. Elige, fortunately, doesn't really know what to do with himself here, just hoping somebody would end up pushing inside of A main, but they're sitting constant, and as they try to run out, he does take down Mo at the very least, so he could try to work this into something, but now the rest of the players from 3's up. There was some bit of an illusion as to where Elige may have been going towards, but now they know exactly where he is, and Abe, nice and steady, picks up the final kill onto Elige as soon as he jumps out into the open.
Yeah, this is Mo. He's had a couple really good rounds here in a row. These past 2 rounds, he's really done a good job of picking off the initial attack out of Liquid, and that's just stalling him out. Now, finally, they've forced Liquid onto a save, although it's not going to be much of a save. They're going to buy up, pretty much clean out for the most part. Hiko and Nitro down to $0. Everyone else below 300. So this is a full buy out of Team Liquid on the 14th round. It's all Tech 9 armors. They have a lot of utility to work with.
And as we see Liquid once again moving over to use that utility, it's all going to work itself mainly onto the A site. Keep in mind that this could very well move itself towards another one, and we can see that positioning being taken up now. The smokes will roll in, but it could go either way now, as this could be, I think it's definitely a little bit more committed to the A site to be a fake, but we'll see in just a second here now as they throw those out, and it looks like they are going to go inside, so they're going to try for this one now. Watching out for that bit of early aggression, just in case 3's try to push it, but it's actually going to be a mid-tick now as they move forward through that one, and it is indeed going to be a fake over towards the B site, taking mid-control, moving themselves into the B site, but they're ready for this one. Arya already picking up one up shot here, and hit by the headshot glitch, looking for more blood, as he does pick up one over there on Hiko with the assistance of Professor Chaos. He's going to go a little bit far into the open, and Fugly and Nitro finds some kills. Arya, I think he's going to die to fall damage here, and somehow this just falls apart, so now it's going to be Professor Chaos versus Fugly in a one-on-one. The bomb is down inside of Checkers. Professor Chaos has everything in the world he needs to work with. Not only this, but Fugly only has 34 HP and a single flash, along with his M4.
Yeah, HP really doesn't matter, though. He's going up against an AWP. He's going to try and clear out this bomb site. The bomb is dropped over in Checkers, and Professor Chaos looking up towards the top, so he has a little bit of a weak read on this one, and if Fugly clears out. I mean, oh, there's the pop flash. A missed shot from Professor Chaos gives Fugly the advantage. He gets into checkers, gets the bomb, and now he's got to cross back into the site. So all of a sudden, Professor Chaos, he swings out with the Tech 9. He gets the kill. Fugly doesn't commit to the bomb plant. And that's going to be a nice one-on-one victory for Professor Chaos, but that buyout from Team Liquid does so much damage.
And indeed it does here now. They're going to have to go for yet another one of these very held back rounds here. We see the Tech 9 armor. They're actually going to go again with this one, of course, because it is going to be the final round. But overall, I think they were looking to surprise 3s up. They definitely did the job, but it ended up coming down to a clutch situation and 3s up. Of course, they're lucky to come up with a clutch that time, and they're going to pick up yet another round, bringing this back quite nicely, actually, considering they were down, I believe, like 9-2 at one point there. And now they bring it potentially into 6-9 if they can also come out on top here with this round. But Liquid not wasting any time. They're going to roll right onto the site. All the pressure goes into Jason R. He's got to wait for those rotations to move in. One's coming up highway now, but he can't maintain. Fugly's going to be able to shut down Jason R. Now Professor Chaos stuck behind the shed at this point, already taking some damage too. He's down to 40. He is going to come in and assist that kill with Mo back over there to take down a Drem, but still, they're locked out of the site, and they've got to work for a retake from square one, essentially.
Yeah, but Liquid's all out of utility. They have nothing to hold off these choke points. One's coming in on the flank. That's Arya. He's going to spray down Nitro. He's got a couple kills on the round. There's Fugly responding, but Arya gets his third. Now it's just down to Elise, who grabs 2 kills, but it's not enough. Arya with 4 kills in the round on that big flank saves the day. He's going to get the defuse. That's going to put the half up to 9-6, so 3-sup. They make it respectable. They were getting beat up throughout this half, but they go on a 4-round win streak to close it out and give themselves an opportunity moving forward.
And now as we switch things up, of course, this is going to put Team Liquid on the CT side now when, of course, we kind of saw back over in the Cloud9 game just how much more dominant their CT side is comparatively to the T side, so that is not going to bode so well for 3s up. Unfortunately, I haven't had too much of a chance to watch a lot of 3s up games this season, but so far, just looking at how much stronger Team Liquid was in their performance, I don't actually no, apologies. It was the actual reverse. That Team Liquid is actually going to be a lot weaker this time. Apologies.
Well, here's the thing about Liquid is that their bomb site A defense on this map is nuts. It's been a wall for quite some time. It's been Nitro and Fugly playing in this bomb site together for, essentially since they joined the roster. So they've had a lot of experience together on this bomb site. It's going to be held very well. So 3-sup's going to have a tough time cracking into that bomb site. Now, a lot is going to be put onto Mo in this half with that AWP. Can he find some picks to force some rotates to alleviate that defensive pressure?
And the question will be, too, is how confident is Mo even going to feel on that op? We've seen a lot of cases where sort of these mid-tier North American teams, they have trouble oftentimes working a very confident T-sided offer just because of how much more difficult that job can be. So do they even want to put it into his hands, or will we maybe see someone else picking it up? That's going to be a pretty big question, too, if Mo is actually going to feel confident in that role to begin with.
I'm sure Mo has no lack of confidence in himself. I'm sure he's feeling it. I mean, that 4-round win streak they had to close the half was largely propelled by the op of Mo. There were a couple of rounds in a row where he got the first 2 kills or 3 kills throughout the round with an AWP, slows down the attack, and then the remaining 2 rounds, Liquid's economy finally gets so low, they force by a couple times but can't win either of them. So, I mean, Mo's op has been doing some damage there at the end of the first half, and he can carry that over. To get those picks, that's going to be the crucial part, because the big thing is Adren as an opper on the CT sides, he's much stronger than he is on the Terra sides, and he chooses to opt more often on those CT sides. So, I mean, that'll be an interesting duel to see if it ever comes to fruition.
And looking again here at some more of the standout performances that have been happening from Liquid, to be honest, and I'll get the scores in a second here as soon as we actually get ourselves into the half. But I haven't really seen anybody outlying as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, you take a look at the scores. I mean, Adrenalige, Hiko, and Fugly, the only player that's been falling behind is Nitro. Everybody else has actually been doing a pretty good job of kind of doing their part here. There isn't really anybody lagging behind, so everybody's doing the full job of work. Kind of the same story over on the 3s up. You got Abe lagging a little bit behind, but I think he picked it up towards the end of the half too. So not really anybody that's sort of lagging behind it needs to improve. It's just all about, coming out with some more all-star performances here and being able to clutch out some rounds, which I think is one of the problems the 3s up had there and is why Liquid went so far ahead at the beginning of that first half.
Look at this aggression out of Liquid. They've already taken over A main. They're pushing into door. They see no one there. Nitro's going to get a good flank. He spots 2. He knows they boosted up. All he gets eliminated. Abe spins around, grabs a nice headshot. Now they know it's going to be split onto this A bomb site. Adrenaline, really tough spot. Pinch from 2 angles. They fall. It's all going to be up to Fugly. He's got to get some kills as they cross. Hiko does grab 1, so it's a 2-on-3, but they're already into the bomb site. Nice shot from Hiko. Can he get a second one? He can't, but he does deal some damage. These 3-step players so low.
That Molly's going to come in. Hiko finds another one, and now Abish is down to his 12 HP. There's one, stops the plant, and now Arya as well. Oh Hiko, absolutely insane. 4K on the pistol.
That is an absolutely nuts round from Hiko.
Yep, and that's pretty much how the round went. I mean, 3s up did a good job getting into the site initially, but then Hiko came to party, and everything got shut down from that point forward.
I mean, every advantage is in the way of 3-sup. They push A main, they try something different, because the meta is normally on this map in pistol rounds right now that pretty much every team subscribes to is if you're going to get aggressive, if you're going to stack a bomb site on CT pistol, it's the B one. So Liquid tries to switch it up and push over towards A, and it gets completely obliterated, pinched, and destroyed, but Hiko is a superhero.
And 3's up now. We're going to invest quite a bit in this first eco to try and go and try to counter things out. It'll end up being basically a Tech 9 armor round from these guys, and Mo is going to find the opener. He just comes right at us. We're the only one to peek first, but Fugly still stable back over here by Forklift. He's going to be able to pick up another trade over on Abe, and the rest move out a little bit flubsy, but they pick up 2-3 kills, as Ari actually goes pretty crazy. Finds another kill over onto Elige, too, and now they've got all the angle in the world they need to work with, and it's going to fall onto Hiko's shoulders once again to try to clutch this one out. He's the only player left alive, and it looks like 3's up might end up stealing this away, and that will really mess up the economy from Team Liquid's end.
That was a really sloppy round from Team Liquid on the anti-eco, taking some really, really poor fights, and those Tech 9s just punish them for it. And if, I mean, Abe's already followed, they could have had a team ace. Hiko's down to 18 HP, but, I mean, this is going to be basically a free round. He's not even going for this. He's just going to try and save this M4, see if he can find anything, but there's Mo. He just peeks the crack in the truck with the Fabas, takes out Hiko long range, and Liquid gets punished.
Mo's also going to be able to pick up a free M4 here too, so that's a nice upgrade to a rifle they get. I believe Professor Chaos might have gotten, this MP7 for free a little bit, and now the rest of them too just got ready for their buy-ups, whereas Liquid, they get reset essentially down to square one almost here, so they can't buy anything up, and it's the exception of a couple CZs and P250s and a little bit of utility here. They're going to try to strike back at some degree. The armor buy-up on everybody too, so they're actually going to try to take this fight, and again, this is going to be very risky in itself here, because if they flub up here, then that's just going to be that much worse for the economy, and they might have to save an extra round. Or at the very least, the round they do buy up on is going to be very, very limited utility-wise.
Arya's boosted up. He gets dinked immediately, but he keeps the spray up, and Elise jumps right into it. So nice kill from Arya, initially getting brought down. He's only at 4 HP right now, but Liquid is just getting picked apart. Abe comes over, takes out Nitro. Adren's still pushed up in the middle. He can try and find something, but there's no chance now for Team Liquid to get a stack. They just basically have to gamble and pray that 3-sup comes their way. And it's going to be a heroic individual performance to pull this one out.
The lineup isn't that bad when you take a look at it here, but with risks like that being taken, of course, that's just going to completely destroy it now. As you can see here that Fugly's even moved himself outside of middle. He's going to group up with his last teammate over here. It'll be Hiko and Fugly trying to work a hold over here onto the B site. Thankfully, they're at the right site, but in terms of this take, it's much, much more favored in the way hands of 3's up here. Fugly tries to work out. He does get a lot of nice shot over there on Jason R, but Mo as well took out his teammate, and now he's only got 9 HP, so we can't directly peek Mo back over there. He's got to hope to hold on, maybe work his way out. Drops into the smoke. I don't think he actually spotted him as he moves out. He's going to be able to take down Mo, but now he's stuck in between everybody from 3's up. So they are going to be able to finish him up.
Still a really cool play from Fugly. If he's able to get through and grab that AK-47, maybe try and save it, but not a lot of damage done there by Liquid, only grabbing 2 kills. And now they're going to be forced onto a full save for 1 round before buying up. Either way, 3-sup, they're going to put this one close. They're going to get up towards 9 rounds unless some kind of a miracle happens. There's no investment in this round whatsoever from Team Liquid, except for Fugly buys a deagle very, very late on. So we're going to see what kind of magic he could make happen with that.
And Fugly, I think, was probably the most preserved buy in the previous round, so that sort of aligns with the rest of the team's budgets here, and that's going to leave him pretty much in the same spot as everybody else. Not anything too overarching as far as the buyout is concerned, but 3's up as well here. To some degree, they know that Team Liquid are still going to be on the Seco, so when we take a look at the buys from them, Mo is still sitting down here on a Tech 9, Jason R rolling with a Mac 10, and then a Galil onto Arya as well here, just as they don't take it into full drive just as yet, because they know Team Liquid are working with a very limited arsenal.
Yeah, and 3-sup's making the smart play, playing this pretty passive, although now they're spreading out just a little bit. Abe gets that first kill over towards the A bomb site, peeking out of A main, and it's clear now, so you can just see all the players just, you know, letting go of the walkie and just rushing into that bomb site. Adren gets spotted up in mid, but there's nothing that these Liquid players can do. They're all huddled up into that B bomb site, gambling, see if 3-sup will go there, but it's not going to work out.
And Adren here, along with the rest of the team, they're just going to push forward, hope they can catch something here just by pure mass of players. And they're going to work their way into Z. And in a second here, Mo's going to get tested a little bit. They move in. He's not going to catch anybody just yet, but now he takes down Nitro, and now he knows where they are, so he's going to wrap out, but a little bit too heavily, and they actually trap him in there. Now Abe as well looks at the same thing. He moves out, catches one, but it's actually been traded out pretty evenly. However, at the end of the day here, it's just going to be left to Hiko, and he's going to get shut down by Arya at the end there. But some nice damage done. They at least pick up those 2 extra kills near the end and force those guns to be dropped off. But at the same time, when you consider what exactly they brought in, I think they lose like a Mac 10 and maybe a Tech 9 off of that play, if even that.
Yeah, didn't lose much whatsoever. Mo's got the AWP in his hands. No one on Liquid can afford one quite yet. So we do have a FAMAS on Fugly. The big thing to notice for Liquid is no kits. They only have 4 smokes, no Molotovs. Hiko's missing his smoke. but he's going to be playing in this B bomb site. And it's going to be a 1-3-1. 3 players come streaming out of mid. Elysian and Adren. Elysia's getting aggressive as well as Nitro. They're blinded through this smoke, and it looks like here comes the pressure from 3-Step. Elysia gets that first kill. Nice crossfire. Both Elysia and Nitro chiming in. And now it's going to be Hiko who's tested. He gets Molotov down in position, but no one's peeking him quite yet. There is going to be Liquid players in the vents to bail Hiko out of a tough spot. And 3-Step is just waiting for that rotation to come in.
Yep, and 3-Step just trying to play it nice and safe at this point. Hiko, the same story for him as he sits behind the box, but as they jump out, there's Arya with one. Hiko getting very close to taking down Jason R. He's going to have to peek to find the second one and almost gets taken down by Arya, but for some reason, he doesn't go for the shot. Mo picks up one with the out, but Adren immediately trades that for a kill back over into Arya. And now it's just Mo. Looks for the shot. He's going to miss, and Hiko shuts him down there to give Liquid the first real gun round, I should say, in this half.
Yeah, that attempt out mid just gets shut down beautifully by Elysia and Nitro. They actually, both of them were pretty blind for the first couple seconds. Just 3-Step doesn't get out fast enough to take advantage of it. And coming through smoke, I mean, they just couldn't recover their vision in time to get those kills. Either way, nice defense from Team Liquid. They shut it down. Mo could still afford another op going forward into this round. They had quite the bank built up after winning those 2 anti-ecos. Or those 3 rounds straight. Excuse me.
And now Mo's going to push forward here inside of A main. Look out for any early aggression from Liquid, but again, they keep it nice and stable as far as their positions are concerned. Elige, again, also overarches himself a little bit, but at the same time, no one from 3-Step is even in that area. They're fairly grouped up right now, potentially to make a little bit of a push over here onto the A site to come out at a default time. Professor Chaos leads the charge, but he gets mollied, so he's going to have to hold back and rely on his teammates to make a way. And there's not a whole lot of defense here from Liquid. It's way back in the site, but thankfully Adren is going to pick up the first shot anyway. Now Fugly, of course, sitting back here in quad 2, waiting for that, and the smoke wall is perfect to hold these players back, but Mo gets the first one through 3-Step. He's going to be able to catch Adren. Gets another one through the smoke there with the assistance coming in from Jason R. So they'll take him down. Nitro still holds by the big red, and he's actually going to find Jason R and Abe now. But Mo finally shuts him down. He's up to 3 kills now, and it's all on Hiko. He's going to move in. Should have a pretty good idea as to where Mo is, but unfortunately can't see him through the smoke. And Mo jumps up, but spots him. The shot comes in. It connects on Hiko, but it's not going to be enough. And Mo jumps down, finishes off Hiko. And what a huge round from Mo.
Yeah, really, really nice round from Mo. Just in general, a great round from 3-Step. They smoke off that A bomb site, and they just ignore it. Instead of trying to come through and swarm that bomb site, they push out towards truck, they push out towards highway, and they find some kills. And that left Fugly and Nitro completely isolated in the A bomb site. And aside from a couple kills from Nitro, there was no response on the defense from Liquid. So a good gun round from 3-Step. Resets the economy of Liquid as well. That's the key, because now it's going to be an easy round for 3-Step to equalize.
Nitro's going to push right through into Garage, too, as we see some 3-Step players trying to go for the boost. They might have heard Nitro there. That grenade connects on him, but he moves in there. He catches the kill onto Abe, and he could pick up a rifle on the ground. He's going to find this, and now he's in enemy territory, moving right in here. Thankfully, nobody else from 3-Step is going to be there. And they can prevent a disaster off of that one, because they can get a pretty good idea as to where he's moved towards. But still, that's a very nice early pickup here. Fugly, too, tries to move forward, but gets a shot to the face from Arya. And now they're going to look to sort of reestablish the status quo here as they bring it into a 4-on-4, but going to be very careful. Nitro specifically, he's got the only rifle on this team. Spots one player, I think, but he doesn't really execute upon this one now as he's trying to move in, catching this player from boost, but still no armor on his body, so Professor Chaos takes him down pretty easily. A good response for Adren here as almost takes down Professor Chaos, but he's going to sit nice and stable behind that area. And we'll survive this encounter with 13 HP in this now 3-on-2 situation. And Mo actually clears the A site. He's like, guys, come over here. But unfortunately, that's the team is like, nah, man, you got that. We're going to move over towards the B site. And they'll go for the plant there. And it leaves just Hiko, of course, to try and clutch this out in a 1-on-3. Of course, not with a whole lot of hope, considering he's stuck right in the middle of everybody else from 3-Up.
Looked a little bit scary as a couple of Liquid members were almost able to have huge flanks on that round, especially Nitro with the AK-47, but Jason R and Professor Chaos keep their eye on it, and they eventually stabilize, and from there it was just all Mo picking one off in that A bomb site. And just Hiko, I mean, his only real option here is to push up towards mid, see if he can gather an AK-47 that's fallen. There is one right beneath the drop box, but that's being guarded. Actually, no, Mo's in A main, so Hiko could actually get this AK-47 and just save it for the next round. That would be huge, because the economy for Liquid is not strong. More than likely, they're going to be on a force buy next round, so he does find this AK-47. He's got to win that battle. There's only 2 bullets in the AK-47, and he lands him on a PC. So that's a nicely done round by Hiko there, salvaging whatever he can.
And he is going to sit back there, nice and stable in that cubby. Liquid, of course, now tying things up against 3-Up. Big comeback from these players, of course, because of Liquid forcing things up in that second round and trying to go for the buy and then losing it, and then trying to do the same thing again almost in the third. They really pushed the economy, and that set them back in a very big way. So Threes Up were able to pick up quite a few rounds early on. They had a little bit of a bump, of course, in round 5 when we finally saw the guns getting in the hands of Liquid, but they restabilized very quickly after that, and now they win 2 rounds in a row. Liquid, again, still not really at a stable point where they could buy here, so they've got a little bit of extra utility, a couple upgraded pistols, and Hiko, of course, with the Scavenged AK, but beyond that, and the armor on Hiko and Fugly, they don't really have a whole lot to work with here, and this should be a strong round from Threes Up.
Well, they did it smart as well. Elige is going to keep pushing up towards B. There's one in middle who's hearing all these footsteps. That's Arya. He hears him coming, and Elige can't win that battle. It's a committal over towards the A bomb site. Fugly's got to come up huge around the edge of the smoke. He spots one coming out door, takes some shots. That allows Adren to get into the bomb site. He runs through his smoke, though, and gets completely lost. And Arya and Professor Chaos just mow a couple down. There goes Hiko from Jason R, and it's a clean sweep. Looked a little bit like Team Liquid could have mounted a defense there, but everything falls in the way of Threes Up.
And now they pick up quite a couple nice headshots there, too, to finish that one off. Some good plays from them, and Liquid, unfortunately, try to make these aggressive movements, and this has kind of been the whole half for them. When they try to play aggressively, there's been a couple of cases, specifically Nitro, of course, when he pushed through on that full eco round and picked up the AK, where that may have potentially led into something, but almost every time it just hasn't gone well. This aggressive strategy from Liquid, or at least trying to get aggressive in the mid-rounds, hasn't worked out well for them at all. But now they're able to get the guns back into their hands, of course, here, try for another round once more after Threes Up, now lead them 12-11 at this point. And this could be a very crucial round, because they dropped this round. You can already see here back over onto Adren. He's had to go for a glass cannon buy in that regard. The rest of the team, they don't really have a whole lot of cash. And they're even not on that full losing bonus as of yet. So this is probably going to lead into another eco or potentially a force buy without any utility whatsoever if they drop this one. And Threes Up could be leading by a very, very big margin if they end up coming out on top here in this gun round.
Adren's fortunate to get away with his life. He gets caught jumping over that middle box to try and do any kind of scouting whatsoever. He's got an op with no armor. Very easily could have fallen. But still, Threes Up, they haven't really done anything yet. They do have Arya inside the vents right now. He's making a little bit of a distraction. Meanwhile, everyone's rotating over towards the A site where Fugly is boosted. So this could be the one. This could be the defense between Fugly and Nitro that just holds off this attack if Threes Up doesn't clear it properly.
Fugly now going to wait for that push to come in. No flashes come out, and Arya finds the opener, but Elige as well. He's going to be able to hold things off on that B site. Takes out one player, and now Fugly picks up one, quickly traded out by Professor Chaos, and the take is going to be on. The A site defense completely just falls with no response as Mo picks up that kill over on the Nitro. The rotation's coming in from Liquid, but they don't really have anything to work a retake with. Elige with a single flash. Might try to look for 1 or 2 lucky kills here. Completely flashes Mo, but he actually gets behind cover, and Elige almost actually taking him down. He brings him down to 58 HP, but now they're shutting it down. Adren pick up 1 kill. Mo found a response over onto Elige, and now as Adren moves in, he's made so much noise, they should be able to easily figure out where he is, and Abe flanks him out there, picks him down, and there's another round for Threes Up. They lead 13-11. This is going to be a very difficult round for Liquid to get anything significant bought up, and more than likely we may end up looking at 14-11 in just a second, with Threes Up being only 2 rounds away from winning this matchup.
Yeah, normally I would say that this pause makes me a little bit interested to see if Liquid is actually going to force buy here, to try and win this round. But I mean, Threes Up is taking complete control of this match, not only in terms of the score board, but in terms of the economy as well. You see it, Mo is at 8,800, Abe's at 6,500, and with this pause, I mean, I would imagine Liquid, their best opportunity, in my opinion, is to do a little bit of a half buy light armor, some upgraded pistols, spend about $1,500 to $1,600 in the round, and see what you can make happen. Get aggressive, try and make a play, try and do a pop flash in A main when you hear one, just be patient. But they want to have, once Threes Up, if they do get to 14 rounds, you want to be able to have a full buy in the next round. Force buying here is essentially gambling this entire match on winning this round.
And one of the biggest problems, too, as we talk about more of the half, as we've really seen Threes Up come back in a very big way, of course, besides the economical issue, which set Liquid behind from the start, is even when we see them get the guns in their hands here, too, Threes Up almost always finding the opening shots, almost always finding the opening kills here, and Liquid just don't seem to be able to trade them out that well. That A site defense, too, again, when we see those guns get into their hands, just doesn't really seem to be, there that well. The Threes Up often find very easy routes into the A site, and Liquid, of course, again, also the same problem that Threes Up had there, too, at the beginning of their first half. They're a little bit slow on those rotations. They don't seem to be able to get to the site quickly enough to adequately defend it or even retake it in most cases.
Yeah, I mean, the key also is that, Team Liquid, they've only won 1 gun round in this half. Even all their buys have been very light buys. They haven't really had anything solid. Adren has an AWP, but he's got no armor behind it. They've got some M4s, but they have no kits. They don't have enough nades to survive throughout the entire round to block off choke points. So, I mean, Threes Up is just fighting whatever they want anywhere. And Team Liquid tonight on both maps, on both Dust 2 and Cash, they've had halves that they just kind of get completely beat up. You think that CT side on Dust 2, now there's CT side here on Cash. Both of these defensive halves have been exploited completely by their opponents tonight.
Well, we are going to get it on pause now, and it doesn't really look like Liquid are going to go for too big of a buy-up here. There's a couple of armor buy-ups, specifically on Fugly and Elige. CZ is getting tossed out here. But Dren also going for the buy-up on a 5-7, and Hiko working with a Deagle, but there's no armor behind either of those. And in terms of grenades and utility here, you've got 1 smoke and 2 flashes, and that'll be used, the smoke at least initially, as soon as they hear any footstep or anything, probably will be used to block off A main. And there we go. Now it's already going to get used very early on. And it doesn't even look like we're going to see a path being taken over towards A main, at least at the beginning of this. 3-Zip go for very quick mid control, and Liquid can't do anything to stop that, so they actually have to leave that completely open at the beginning of this.
Yeah, the only thing they really have going for him is Nitro's 100% pushed up in door. He's got so much information. He hasn't spotted anything quite yet, but there he is. He gets a dink onto Abe long range, is able to finish off the kill and fall away. He survives as well, so 5-on-4, but that prompts 3-Zip to just go straight through the vents into this B bomb site. They're going to split this site. You see a full rotation from Liquid, so this is going to get scary for 3-Zip in just a moment.
And Liquid as well, more players from them are going to be rotating into this B side. Fugly gets in, that smoke is not perfect, and Elige holds the corner anyway, takes down Arya. They're having a whole lot of trouble on 3-Zip and getting into the site. Fugly as well now has an AK, and Professor Chaos moves in. Hiko with the 2 shots out of nowhere, and the 3rd! What a Deagle play from Hiko, he just cleans things up from 3-Zip, and Team Liquid managed to maintain with probably one of the weakest buys we've seen from them yet.
Yeah, what a disaster for 3-Zip. Now they've just given Team Liquid a huge avenue right back into this matchup. They've got to win this round. They've got to reset the economy from Liquid, but winning that save round means there's a lot of money built up. Hiko, he salvages a weapon. He still has $4,300. Adren and Fugly are both sitting around $3,000, so there's some money built up now on this Liquid side. They have 4 kits. They have all the utility they need. They have upgraded weapons as well, so 3-Zip, this just got scary.
And Elige is now going to get a little bit more aggressive, going back to some of that play we saw earlier. I believe that was from Nitro, but Elige lines himself just outside of the door, using that smoke for extra cover. And also, very early on in this round, we've already seen damage done to Nitro here, too. He's sitting down at just 17 HP with a little bit more return ammo, but overall here, that could be very good if they do go for the rifle take on this side, as Nitro won't really be able to hold it all. Now the smokes come in. The door is going to be open over here towards Squeaky, but no movement from Professor Chaos yet, and Nitro taking a big risk on being boosted up here. Thankfully, it's a headshot spot, so that 17 HP should be able to keep him alive regardless, but he picks up almost one. Brings Jason R down to 12 HP, but it's not going to be enough for a response as he gets the kill onto him anyway. Now Fugly trapped in between the fire and the smoke. He moves out, though, looking for that kill over on Jason R, but Adren's actually going to find him first, and as they try to move in, it's very, very slow. You can see Abe just walks into his own death from Fugly there. Fugly still in this corner, but Arya picks up the kill this time around. Now there's 2 left from Liquid as they start to push in. That plant's going to come out here in just a second. Adren looking to get back control of the forklift, and he wraps his corner quickly enough. He can find that kill potentially over there onto the outper from the T side, which is Mo, but Mo's gonna finish it off there, gets some nice damage with the pistol, and he picks up the final kill as well. 3-Zip, 14-12 now, as they keep that lead going, and Liquid, again now, the economy will be reset.
Mo is making massive plays for his squad right now. Every time a crucial point comes in any of these rounds, it's Mo picking up a double or a triple kill, so he's having himself one hell of a match. His return back into the professional Counterstrike scene is going very, very well.
Indeed it is, and there's Mo hype all over the chat right now.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me because I talked about Liquid's A defense on this map is generally very, very solid between Nitro and Fugly, but tonight it's just not working out. 3-Zip doing a great job of neutralizing it, not pushing the envelope, not forcing fights through smoke, trying to overtake the bomb site, and they're just picking off all the rotations, all the support, and that's isolating Fugly and Nitro in that bomb site, and they really can't do too much.
And for Elige this time, too, again, he's one of the 2 players from Liquid that weren't really able to afford a full gun buy up here. He's sitting just on a P250. He's got armor to work with it, so fortunately he's not going to have to deal with aim punch at his face. That'll be a bigger problem for Nitro, of course, but at the same time, he also has the armor with the CZ. The other 3, though, specifically Fugly, pushed up to the forklift. Adren back over here on Highway, and Hiko all alone on the B site. Team Liquid, though, have predicted this very, very well. They've got enough players lined up to counter out the actual push, which, if it goes the current plan, it may end up just going on to the A site there anyway. And Elige, again, not really going to catch into the action, so he'll have to be very, very quick on that rotate. Or if he goes through middle, might end up meeting an early fate to Arya as well, who is going to be sitting back watching out for any sort of flank that could come in from Liquid once they start this take. But they move in. Fugly picks up the first kill. Nitro finds another one, and it's so strong on the hold. They can't even get through the A main doorway, and now Fugly takes control of the locker room. The bomb goes down. Arya does pick up one of the players there, that being Elise that we talked about before. And Nitro finding another one, almost catching that last one there as Abe jumps out, but he's going to get the kill on Nitro. Thankfully, there's that double spray that comes up from Fugly, along with the Dren there, and they are going to be able to pick up the final kill without any further deaths on Team Liquid's side.
Yeah, and this is just so back and forth. And now, I mean, 3-Zip's the one that has a decision to make. They're going to buy out this round. You see Mo buy up the AK-47. So, I mean, that's the thing. Can he have as much of an impact for his team with an AK as he's had with the AWP? Because they're going to need it this round. Professor Chaos and Abe both on the Tech 9s. I mean, this is going to be a struggle round. Adren salvaged the AWP, and Team Liquid just barely staying into this match, just clawing their way back into it. And they have a real good opportunity to equalize the scoreline at 14-14 here. That time the A defense holds strong. That was the first time we've seen that aggressive pot flash and peek into A main, and it works wonders for Liquid.
So what could be a very crucial round here for both teams now, and Threes Up have had their economy sort of detrimented now in a very big way too. The rifles, as all they've been reduced to. Moat, thankfully, still very strong, so he's able to pick one up. But for Professor Chaos and Abe, they're back down onto those Tech 9s, and both of them are going to work in through Squeaky now to try and find some opening headshots through upper or back over here in the quad quarter. They don't pick it up, and Adren finds the opening up shot. Fugly's going to fire on PC, moves through, and he thankfully is going to get shut down very quickly from Adren, but he does at least get the one trade. But beyond that, nothing else is going to be found. And Nitro and Adren very quickly end things once again. They're Liquid will tie things up. And now we've got a very close game to end it once again. But for Threes Up, as we already talked about, the economy's gone. They have nothing really to buy up here, so they're going to have to make the decision. Do they go for the force buy and hope that on maybe a Tech 9 Ira buy, they can swing it back and pick up the 15-point first, or do they save this time and try to go for that full buy up on the final round to try and take it into overtime?
Yeah, and because they decided to force buy that round, I mean, this is an opportunity now for Liquid to go up 15-14, and then Threes Up is playing for overtime. So a little bit of a scary spot. They try and do a fast boost. There's a Molotov there, so Elysia Nitro just mow players down, get some free kills. Hiko does fall over towards B, but very quickly, just down to Jason R in a 1-on-4. And he's only got a Glock, so there's zero chance of him winning this round. As the smoke fades, he's going to try and play with it, but a new one plumes right in front of him, and he's dodging bullets as they get spammed through somehow.
He's just like, let me creep out here, baby. And nope, that's not going to happen. Nitro very quickly eliminates him, so there's the 15th point for Liquid going onto the board now. 4 players alive, too, so pretty clean. Not a whole lot of rebuys coming out, and I'm assuming this is going to be the Threes Up pause that comes out just so they can really solidify what kind of strat they want to bring into this final round here to try and tie things up.
Yeah, but once again, there's gonna be no op on Mo's hands, and that's the big thing. I mean, their A takes have been successful because when they do that smoke wall over at the A bomb site, Mo's just able to take a perch over by forklift over an A main, and he's just able to snipe down towards truck and get some nice picks. But without that, where are those kills gonna come from? Because he's been their impact player, no doubt. I mean, he's only got 25 kills. His closest players have, I mean, Arya and Professor Chaos are both at 20. So, I mean, it's not like anyone's slouching, but he's been the ones with those impact kills that allows those bomb sites to be taken. Now he doesn't have the op. So what do they turn to?
He's got absolutely nothing, to be completely honest here. They're going to have to toss an AK onto the ground for him, and that's going to be everything that they have. So as you mentioned before, some of these players are going to have to come out in a big way for Team Liquid here too. We take a look. Hiko, for some reason, doesn't have a rifle yet, but there is going to be an op on the ground. So also Team Liquid moving towards this type of setup here now. He's actually got the choice as both guns are on the ground now. There's an M4 and an op for him, so he gets to pick up either one, and they'll have a very strong setup either way there. And Liquid overall just looking like they may be able to shut this down with relative ease. Even for Threes Up, I mean, you look at utility, they don't really have any mollies or anything to work with either. It's all just smokes and flashes, and for some reason they've picked up a whole lot of decoys here to maybe try and trick a couple opponents.
Oh, those decoys will do nothing.
Oh, I know.
Those decoys will do
I said maybe.
I said maybe. But now we see a double off setup. Hiko and Adren both pick one up, and Hiko's just blasting that M4 in the op. He's carrying them both over towards the B bomb site. And maybe take a shot and then quick switch to the M4, lure him into a little bit of a trap. But you can see all of Threes Up, Abe lining up for a smoke, as well as Jason R over at this A bomb site. Does look like it's going to be a delayed A hit. Actually, they're going to throw the smokes and they're going to rotate back towards this B bomb site, hoping that Liquid's going to bite, and they do just a little bit. It's only Hiko in this B bomb site. Alicia's completely rotated towards mid. Hiko has so much issues.
Alright, you there?
Yep.
Oh, sorry about that. I had a bit of a lag spike. But anyway, as we go into this, of course, 3 players left alive for Threes Up. It gets traded out one-on-one there, and this leaves it even. But the players from Threes Up do maintain control of the B site for the time being. We're going to look at Adren very close quarters as he sits up in heaven, but as far as the rest is concerned, he goes for the blind shots. Jason R is in there, but he can't find it, and now that buys all the attention, though, and that's a great play from Adren because that picks up all of that, and now we can see that easy kill comes out from Nitro on the way in, but Professor Chaos, he's still got the op. He's still trying to hold, looks for the shot, but Adren picks it up as he tries to go for the peek. He goes, but he doesn't see the Threes Up. Dave is right behind him, but Fugly is going to end up closing it out. And it's going to be a little bit close in that defuse, but I believe they have enough time, so Liquid will end up coming out on top near the end of it. A little close, but I think they've got it. Yep, this should be good. So there you go. 16-14 is going to be the final score, and Liquid will just barely squeak by in this matchup.
Yeah, they had to claw that back into that match because actually, I mean, Threes Up had a massive advantage at one point, but Liquid, I mean, just with some traded rounds, they won an eco there towards the end, just pistols, and that's kind of what propelled them to that victory. So, a couple, despite losing to Cloud9, Liquid has a couple really good matches where they claw themselves back into that first match at a huge deficit, bring it into overtime. This time around, they claw themselves back into it and win it in regulation. So that's nice stuff from Team Liquid, but also threes up. I mean, that was a good first showing for that roster. So good match from Mo as well. So we'll have to see where that team's going to go, but all things were positive there.
And our next match, guys, should be coming up here in just a few minutes. Our final match of the evening will be just a second. It's going to be Conquest versus Threes Up, so they'll get their second chance to test themselves now. I think it's a team that's a little bit more on their level, so we'll see how that one rolls. Stick around for more Pro League coming up in just a couple moments. Around then, but Professor Chaos sort of had a brief stint with Elevate last season, and unfortunately I don't think he ended up staying in the team for too long, but actually a pretty good player for the small time he was in there, and so far with some of the plays he's been making here for this team too, seems to be a pretty good pickup as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is going to come down towards that op matchup and which team is going to be able to afford the op. We saw actually Conquest play last night, and Shazam, they had some, it was on Cobblestone, but Shazam couldn't really afford to pick up an AWP as much, and they kind of had a real detrimental effect on how they could play the map. So if that comes true on Dust 2 as well, Mojang might just have a field day.
And it looks like we are going to end up seeing Conquest come out on top of the knife round here, so they'll pick that one up. And more than likely we'll get their side choice. Could go either way, but it actually looks like they're going to start on T side here, so they're going to go for that aggression nice and early. And, well, we'll just have to see how that one goes. So we'll be live on 3, guys, and let's get right to it. It's Threes Up versus Conquest. Once again, for those of you just joining, it's a best of 1 here on Dust 2 in the ESL ESEA Pro League. Threes Up, all right, versus some upgraded pistols. At least one over here under Professor Chaos. The rest going for a little bit of utility to hold off the site takes. And as for Conquest, it's pretty much everybody on armor except for Daps, and he's the utility master here, buying up the smoke and double flash.
Yeah, aggressive towards mid. Arya's going to push in the lower B. He's been spotted, though, so he doesn't commit to it. Nice shot by Mo. Drops Snap up at the palm tree. And they're able to fall away as well. Nade down into lower B. Does some good damage onto Rush, but the defense has been pushed back, but the damage is done. They're in a 5-on-4.
Taps as well, trying to get the flash over, hopefully bring off some of the players that are over here behind the mid doors and hopefully draw them away, but doesn't look like it's going to be grabbing them just as of yet, but now Rush is going to rush through over here the B tunnels and try to work his way in. Rix picks up the first kill, but Mo drops another one. He's going to be able to take down Rush. Those rotations coming in from Threes Up. A little bit slow as Rix is going to be able to take down Mo, and Shazam finds another one over onto Arya, but Professor Chaos, quick to move in, shuts down Shazam with the auto pistol there, and now as they move back in, we saw one player come out from window, but for some reason completely unpunished, and Daps is going to be able to make it out of there completely unscathed because of that play. Now with 2-on-2, and keep in mind, that bomb is not down yet. So it's going to be very hard to do so now, considering they don't have any smoke coverage left, they don't have any flashes left, and the second they hear that plant sound, they're both are going to roll right in here. And here we go now, but Daps is ready for it, picks up the headshot on the Professor Chaos, and it didn't really seem J-Star was too ready for this one as he falls back through the door, and now he's going to sit here and contemplate, how the hell do I clutch this? And he won't even get the chance to because Daps just finds his head.
Really nice cover provided by Daps. That fake plant. The second plant lures Professor Chaos into peeking just the window. He didn't want to commit. He just wanted to kind of get some intel. He knew that one player was trying to plant the bomb, so he wanted to try and find the other one before they committed to a retake, but Daps just does him the favor of ripping off his head. But it is going to be a second round buy at a Threes Up, so Mo's going to have the scout, and actually that's the only real investment. The rest of them upgrade pistols. Abe has armor, but no one else. Professor Chaos buys a nade and a P250. They're going to have to do some damage, but Shazam gets a nice headshot onto Jason R, trying to cross over into pit, so this long defense is so weak, and it's just Professor Chaos back here. And Conquest takes the opportunity to rotate back towards mid, and Shazam once again drops the scout of Mo.
So with one of the big guns going already over here to the ground, Artie's going to pick that one up, but again, can't really return that. Shazam almost picking up a third kill here, may even get it himself, but now some damage. Finally goes back onto Shazam. Doesn't matter though. Picks up the kill into Ari, and he might even get a chance at the fourth here in a second as Abe just inside of the lower tunnels here. Right next to Shazam, but waiting for his opportunity. Unfortunately, though, it's taking a little bit too much time, and now pretty much everybody there. But he pops out, finally finishes off Shazam, but very quickly after that, Rix, along with another player there from Conquest, are going to be able to finish him off.
Yeah, sick round from Shazam, though. Just making sure they have no chance of losing that round, getting the opening 2 kills with that scout, even grabbing a third. So he does the damage, and I would imagine that he's not going to buy up too much into this round. Just buying up armor, some nades. He wants to save up for an AWP into the next round. So he might be the one to just scout out bomb sites with this Glock. He upgrades it. He gets a 5.7 dropped over to him. But he might be the one they send in first to kind of sniff out any kind of a stack. And Threes Up, they're just going to push long quickly. And there's no one here from Conquest watching this because they're doing a B rush. Arya's the only defender here. He starts shooting with that USB, but he doesn't get a single thing. So the B bomb site is given up. The only person who's really in any kind of a danger is Shazam. All he's got is a pistol. He's just got to be careful where these 4 members of Threes Up are flanking from.
And thankfully they're going right past him, so they're not even going to get a chance to catch him here. They go work their way over here outside into the T courtyard, but nothing's going to be had there. They're not even going to attempt to push into that site to look for kills at this point. They're just lining up for exits.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because Shazam spotted him. I don't think they know that because now you can see the entire team of Conquest, actually, they're hunting him down. They don't have to do this, but they're pushing out of those B tunnels to try and find these kills. It's going to be Rix jumping up with a P90, sprays one down. He's going to crossfire. He gets the second one. There's a third and a fourth, and he gets overwhelmed eventually, but Daps is there to clean up one. Naf gets the other. Only Rix falling. But he had a P90, so no big deal. No massive investment either way. Shazam's going to be able to pick up that AWP. Rick snap buys onto that AK-47, and Mo's got an op on the other side, but no armor.
That glass cannon buy could become very, very detrimental depending on the position he's going to place himself into here. But for Conquest, as we take a look at them, of course, they're actually not even going to upgrade two of their Galils. They're just going to sit with those, but that does allow them, of course, to save quite a bit of cash, as you don't really need to upgrade those. And already, Shazam, again, opens it up with a beautiful op shot. Mo goes for the aggressive peek out long doors. Can't catch anybody just yet, and now Rush as well. Finishes him up with a nade, but Jason Art tries to hold. He only gets one trade as well, as Rix is going to be able to finish him down. And already here, the defense from 3's up is just going to be absolutely destroyed from the beginning. Very, very limited. We can see back over here that Professor Chaos is sitting in the cubby corner. And that pretty much should give Conquest free access to the site, to be honest here. Abe, along with Professor Chaos, are not in good positions at all to resist this push.
Yeah, Mo with no armor just misses his first shot, and Nade comes out. He gets tagged up a little bit by that Galil and gets dropped. So nice hit by Conquest to flash him out. And now Professor Chaos trying to make a play to keep his team in it, but can't do it. It's just Abe left. All he's got is an M4. And he's just going to have to save this gun. The dangerous part is Naf's picked up an AWP as well, so moving forward in this half, there's going to be a double op setup for Conquest. They're going to be able to slow things down and just pick off players of 3-sub.
And Abe, once again, just lines himself out through one of the exits here. Going to put himself right in the face of the enemy, but I don't even think they're going to challenge him. The only player that might do it would be Shazam, but he's with the ops. It would be very unwise indeed to push through that very, very close quarters angle, potentially where an enemy is already waiting for you. And yeah, that's not going to be happening. Daps was the one that went out looking for him over at the B site. They won't find him there, so we should be able to see Abe make it out of this round with that M4. And quite a decent amount of utility I should mention there too. He's still got a smoke and 2 flashes, along with a kit.
Yeah, but this is a smackdown so far. I mean, not even really a lot of damage dealt. There's only been, these last 3 rounds, there's only 1 player per round that has died on Conquest side, so they have a huge bank built up. Nap's got 7,500, Daps has 9,000, so they're sitting pretty right now, and 3-sub's going to have to save. It's just Abe with that M4, so what are they going to do with that? They do send Arya over towards this B bomb site. He's all alone. Abe's going to get boosted up catwalk for a fast peek, try and give him advantage, see if they can make anything happen. But there's Rush from lower B. Naf at the top of mid picks off Mo as well, who pushed long. So already at a 5-on-3, the M4 is lost as well, and there's Rix chiming in onto Arya. So this round is over already for 3-sub. All they can really do is try and save this M4 in middle at this point.
And Rush moves in, tries to shut down Professor Chaos, but middle's now been taking control of. Jason Art trying to move in for this one, but there's one shot to the head and a second from Shazam to finish him off there. That's going to take him down, and again, just a shutdown from Conquest. Almost the team ace there, too. If Rush didn't pick up the second kill, we saw Daps getting the last one, but not going to happen. However, the money will still build up with absolutely nobody going down, as you had already mentioned here. Now, looking at the highest earners being 10.9 on Naf, and Daps sitting at 11.8, with the rest of the team not sitting that far behind. However, this is going to be another buy round from 3's up, so hopefully another chance to get some good damage here, and it's a very confident buy here too. Everybody's got pretty much everything they need to work with, so there's nothing missing from this buy up.
This time Shazam doesn't get a pick on the mid cross, and actually it's not a fast long play. There's a Molotov to hold anything back if there were, but Mo's going to get aggressive through these double doors with this AWP. He's just holding an angle. He's going to peek the crack, and he wins that battle against Naf. Naf cannot react fast enough, so good advantage for 3-sub. Mo gets brought down to 15 HP right before he falls away into cover. But either way, Conquest has already made its way. Rix and Rush have complete control of Catwalk at the moment, and it's all up to Conquest to rotate back towards mid. They've got to bring the bomb as well. The bomb's the last player coming, so they can't leave a lurker over at long A, so it's all going to be down to this Catwalk hit. And Mo's the weakened one. He's going to be the one watching the crossover at these cars. If they can take him out, they're going to have that A bomb site for free.
There's also, as you said, there's no other support coming in from the team, so all they've got to do is kill Mo, and they've got the site. Professor Chaos is going to move in, hopefully help Mo's completely flash. He's got to fall back, and they just drop down. A great flick shot from Mo, though. Picks up Rush off of the hands of that one, finds his second one to Rick, so somehow maintaining all this time with just 15 HP left alive, and now you've got Artie moving in too. He should get a good position with that Molly. That's going to land. Not really going to connect too well, unfortunately, but still, this is very much so a plausible retake down the floor on 2. All they've got to do is execute upon it, and plenty of utility. Mo picks up another shot, almost finds the ace. Daps finally going to shut him down, but now he's completely surrounded, so Abe is going to be able to finish him off. And another great round from Mo to finally give a point onto the board here for 3's up.
Yeah, beautiful round. He does eventually get taken, but now, I mean, the tides have turned. Now the double op is going to be in the hands of 3-Sup. So essentially for free, they pick up, they salvage the other op. One's going to go to Mo. Arya will take control of the other one. That's going to be so dangerous. How does Conquest respond to this? And if they're not, I mean, if they're not careful with their smokes, if Shazam can't out-op one, or if they can't isolate these oppers with smokes or grenades, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. These ops are going to do a lot of damage.
3-Sup, of course, now going up for that upgrade here. Shazam still using his, and everybody else still armed to the teeth too, but Shazam going to miss the opening opportunity here as they move through with this one. A little bit more aggression being pushed forward here too, as they're going to place 2 players just outside of the long doors, and a third also moving in too to take the place of Mo, just in case we did see that rush come out from Conquest. That's why they placed him there initially, but now Mo's attention is actually going to be drawn a little bit further towards middle, as they can see a lot of the grenades coming out back over here, potentially lead this into a push either through the mid doors up on the cat, or even potentially over into B through a mid push. That'll leave Mo very overexposed if they do push through there, so they'll have to watch out just in case they do decide to go for this one, as he does not have literally any cover at all near him. But that smoke comes out for some reason. Rix just sticks around, so there's an easy kill for Mo to start things off for the players on 3-Sup once again.
Yeah, Rix must have mistimed that smoke to be sitting so exposed like that right in the crack of the double doors. He gets punished for it. So Mo, once again, finds the first kill of the round, gives his team a huge advantage. And they're still spread out across the map. They have no plan going forward. The bomb's outside B. They pretty much got to commit to a mid-B split or just a heavy B hit. And there they are. They're streaming out of mid. Smoke goes down. Professor Chaos gets spotted out. He's going to spam through. Gets a nice kill on the rush combined with Abe. And this hit has just been stalled out. It's only going to be the bomb coming into B way ahead of his teammates. And Abe's going to be there to clean him out. So this round's over. Conquest, they've got to get into this B site quickly, but Mo and Professor Chaos from CT Spawn just don't let it happen. Mo sitting at 9-6 so far.
The money situation, however, when you take a look at Conquest, is actually still in a fairly good position, so they're still going to be able to consistently buy up through this, potentially maybe even through, you know, all the losing bonus. They're already up to 2, and, you know, a couple players still sitting at over 10k. They're going to have to expenditure a lot of it because you've got 2 more that are sitting below the real buy-up amount here, and actually, for some reason, okay, there is a gun on the ground for Shazam, but it didn't look like they had one there initially, so that was going to be a bit strange, but yeah, I think they bought an extra AK, I'm going to be honest with you, and that, you know, in this situation, it's not the best thing in the world for them to be doing.
Very possible. Shazam, he's playing far back, so he's still in T-spawn. He's just finally now rotating out, looking for any kind of delayed peek towards mid. But once again, a solid solid defense set up by 3-Sup. And Mo's got this angle up on the catwalk ledge. He's going to just try and take a shot, fall back down, and smoke it off, and he gets the kill. 3rd round in a row that Mo's got the opening kill of the round. They try and pressure him quickly, and actually they come through the smoke. That's Dabs. He's going to stream out. Nice headshot on Professor Chaos. Now the A bomb site is open, and it's going to be a retake situation for 3-Sup.
Jason R still for some reason looking out for a push to come in. They're unaware that pretty much everybody is up on that A bomb site right as of now, as that take came in so quickly and so fast. But now it moves in. Jason R tries to get the shot, but that's a nice position from Daps there. He finishes him off. Rix as well up in the left corner. Mo tries to respond, but Rix just jumps down. He goes absolutely crazy. Abe and Arya both getting eliminated. Mo actually picks that shot up over on a Daps, so it shuts him down at least. But now he's going to be stuck in pit. Finds a second one on the Rix. Finally eliminates him as well. But again, we've got this flank coming up in a second here from Naf, so he's going to have to try to somehow keep himself alive in this pit in the post round.
Mo's making this expensive right now. He is getting hunted down. Shazam's just going to win the battle, even with Naf on the flank. But either way, he gets the initial kill, but they're not prepared for Daps to just come man-moding through the smoke like that. Gets a nice headshot, gets a second one of Jason R. Long, and Daps really secures that round for Conquest, so nicely done from him. That's going to be 6-2 now in the favor of Conquest, and the economy of 3-Sup is basically depleted at this point. I mean, Mo's got the op, which is good news. There's no armor on it, but he's had such a huge impact that really doesn't matter. He's going to bring that over towards mid. He's been very mobile with this op so far, sometimes choosing to go mid, sometimes starting the round out towards long A.
And Abe again will be the player to challenge the op over here on the T side. One of them, I should say, Naf, is going to be looking to go up against Abe here at the beginning of the round. No action will be had just as of yet. And as for Rush, he'll move out along with Daps to take control of long early on. There's no challenge on that from 3-Sup either. They can't really afford to lose a lot of players. They've got to play it passive. They've got to sit back. They've got to try to keep as many people alive as possible. So they'll set up directly for the take to come in from Conquest. They're going to give them a lot of free ground because of this long for free. They're back in the tunnels, and they've also got mid for free here too. Jason R is going to challenge that a little bit, but the smoke comes out, and again, that's not really going to let him do all that much until that fade. Shazam picks up the opening kill here too on the Professor Chaos, and Rick sneaking in. Jason R caught completely off guard by that one, so it's already a 2 for none as they move on to the site. Abe, though, they're not expecting him, so he at least sneaks through with 1, but so far that looks like it may be one of the only kills being obtained here by 3-Sup in this round.
Well, here's the key for 3-Sup. They need to find a way for Mo to open up all the rounds. I mean, this is, you can see Mo's not, he's at 12-8. His closest teammate is Abe with 4 kills, but I mean, Mo's the one 3 rounds in a row, gets the opening kill, got him that 2-round win streak, but outside of those rounds, they've just been crushed. So Conquest, their goal right now is just to avoid wherever Mo is opping. And now that they've lined up this score 7-2, it's going to be a save round for 3s up. I mean, this might be a situation where they're going to have to start buying without Mo being able to afford an op. So that's an even scarier situation moving forward.
For Conquest now, they push 3 players inside of the tunnels, and again, we're going to make a very quick pass over here to get themselves onto the site, or at the very least make a lot of noise here, but Daps, great patience from him. He already catches Jason R in a very forward position. Mo was able to get a trade, but that's the only thing they've been able to pick up here so far, is, again, 2 more kills come out from the Conquest roster. Ari tries to blindly push into that B site, but he's going to get killed as well, and now Rush moves in. We almost saw Naf getting the shot through the door, but thankfully that door is very, very strong, and Professor Chaos will get eliminated here, too. So the T's are going to be in a very good spot, and should the round be over, or is my... Okay, yeah, for some reason I didn't get, like, the round end thing showing up there, but it wasn't showing up for me. I think it lagged a bit. But there we go. Conquest find yet another round and now sit 8-2.
Yeah, this is going to be the big round to see how they operate without the AWP on the CT side. It's a double op setup on Conquest. Once again, Naf and Shazam both bringing that out. A lot of Molotovs, full utility on the Conquest. I mean, they've rebuilt their bank, essentially. 3 players over $8,000, which is huge, and it's going to be a fast, long take. Mo gets that first kill with the M4. Now they're fighting inside of a Molotov, burning alive. There's one more at the corner. There's actually 2 more, and they're getting mowed down. Jason R swings out around the edge of the smoke, grabs one, and they take control of Long A. Good defense from 3s up.
And then Naf and Shazam now trying to work something with 2 ops left in the pot here as they move out. Shazam and Naf also going to go 2 separate directions too, so going to split themselves up. Shazam tries to move out, but already these 2 3s up players are sitting inside of the pit or in a safe angle, so not really a whole lot they can do. And again, you still have Naf sitting way, way back here at a safe angle just to keep himself alive in case we can see, in case we can't do Shazam working this, he's able to fall back and get himself out of dodge. But thankfully, Shazam is going to pick up the first shot there over to Professor Chaos. So this will reopen that opportunity, but at the same time, also basically sounds the alarm for everybody on 3s up to get back over here. But now with that bomb being picked back up and nobody else committed to long distance, they could have fallen back, but they don't actually go for that sort of play. It's just going to be Abe that rolls right back up. Shazam did pick up 1 more kill before it ended, but that's all they're going to be able to grab, and now 3s up gets a double op set up essentially for free.
Yeah, and the reason why they stayed long A is because they didn't have any map control. They had to devote so many bodies towards trying to take control of long when they were getting mowed down, and then they had to recover the bomb in a 2-on-4. So they brought 2 members there, and then falling back through those double doors, there could have already been a 3s up player positioned watching for that kind of a retreat. So severe disadvantage in that battle. They chose just to push forward, and it's a nice rotate from 3s up to clinch the round. And like you said, double op set up now from the counter terrace. Arya's over in the B bomb site on top of the platform. Mo, he's over. He's going to switch up into the A bomb site to watch Catwalk.
You can go keep casting that to reload into the game real quick.
Alrighty. Terrace finally starting to push forward onto the map. They were playing far back for about the first 20 seconds or so. Now they're taking map control down around Xbox, down in mid, but there's a catwalk stack from 3s up. Mo is there holding an angle with the AWP, and he gets the first kill. Shazam falls, gets the second one. He's blinded, he's forced back, but no Terrace are going to come through that smoke that gets deployed by his teammate, but there's a couple nades that chime in. Trade kill comes out towards mid. 2-on-3 situation. It's only Arya in this B bomb site. He's going to molly off the doors, and he's going to push up behind the smoke in B tunnels, grab a new angle. This is clever play. Professor Chaos completely blind, but he sprays one down through the smoke anyways. Rix, all that he can really do is get this bomb planted, but he's going to try and chase down the kill, go for the win. He's got 40 seconds to work with here. There's 1 more in the tunnels, but he doesn't know that he's there.
The smoke worked out great for him there, but unfortunately, yep, as you said, not expecting the second player to be in the tunnel. 3s up do end up closing it out. And again, now finally pick up another 2 rounds of themselves. Now can they get over this hurdle, thankfully, as well. Still having the 2 ops in play here for their team at this point, but for Conquest, now they've finally been brought down to a point where they can't really afford to buy it. We're still looking at 6.5k on Naf, but that's pretty much the only player sitting at a sufficient amount, and he's also tossed out Tech 9s, I believe, for a lot of the team. So he'll buy up an AK and armor, not a lot of utility behind it, and that's the same story for the whole team, but everybody else is just going to go with Tech 9s and try to basically see what they can find here in this round before it ends. But there's Mo, once again, opens it up here with the first shot, finds a second, almost a double collat, as he also brings Shazam down to just 14 HP, and now we can see their 2 rush goes through, finally ends the madness, essentially, as he takes down Mo, but already the offense has just been so far shut down. Ari and A picking up 2 more, and now Shazam as well. He's going to find one of the Jason R, looking for Professor Chaos, but that molly might even finish him off. Thankfully gets out of the way of that one before it ends up hitting him, but still, he's got nowhere to go at this point, and it should be an easy round for the players on 3s up to clean up.
Mo is putting together one hell of a match right now. 18-12. He's got 10 more frags than the closest player on his team, carrying them to these 5-round wins at the moment. But Conquest, they're going to be on another buy. Shazam's got that AWP in his hands. 3 rounds straight going to the defense. And Conquest, what started out, I mean, they were up 5-0, they were up 8-2, and now it's just turned into a respectable half for the defense. So Shazam's going to go for another pick, but he doesn't take the shot. He knows there's a couple ops in the hands of the defense, so he doesn't want to just, he doesn't want to take a shot and then get picked off immediately afterwards. So he's biding it, waiting for any kind of an opera to peek and try and be aggressive. But Conquest, initially, it looked like they wanted to take long control in this matchup. They've kind of shied away from it. They've been beaten up through the last couple times they've gone that way, so going away from that, trying to come out mid right now, rotation from Professor Chaos to play into the CT spawn, but full mid control for Conquest. No one contesting it on the side of 3-Up.
It's going to be Professor Chaos that'll probably get a big piece of the action here at the beginning. Mo's attention is drawn way over here towards the long doors where there's basically nothing coming in. The only thing that would push in from that angle would be Naf, but he's probably going to sit behind the rest of the team. Might come out first to try and draw the attention, and if that works out, great. It's going to be fine as now Professor Chaos, he's not even in the site anymore. He's back down towards CT, trying to fold it in between, and he can very quickly move back and forth. He'll re-smoke this, but I don't really think the Conquest are going to let them screw around with this one, but they might actually sit back a little bit more. They're looking for their own smoke, though, as Russia's getting ready to pop that one in, and they will definitely stay committed to pushing into this slate. As 3-Up actually get a little bit antsy, and Professor Chaos with the smoke that comes in back over there, they move back off the site now, too, and Professor Chaos sits inside CT. There's no resistance on it at all. They drop down. They've already got full control of the site. Professor Chaos, though, does sneak back out. He finds one, but that's quickly traded out by Rush. Now it falls into the hands of Abe, who's going to push through. He catches Rush for free, but now still a 2-on-3. Aria trying to push back in there as well, but they've got no side axe at this point. Abe's going to move out, but he only gets a 1-for-1 trade again, and now it's Aria, the player who has really been struggling so far on this team this entire half, that has to try and clutch this one out. He moves in, can't catch anybody just as of yet. The molly goes down. That should force a reposition on Daps, so he might be able to find it, but he looks away! And Daps is going to be able to just find an easy headshot. That takes him out, and Conquest once again pick up the round.
Yeah, Daps stays poised even while burning alive inside that smoke. Just delays a second before he peeks it, and Arya wasn't ready for it. So last round of the half now, 3-Up trying to get up towards those 6 rounds. Double op set up on Conquest. They salvage it again. It's been such a priority for both of these teams to have 2 ops for both of their game plans. But really that round is won by Naf. Perfect timing on the flank out long. He delays just long enough when some kills start coming his team's way. He knows that 3-Up has got to dedicate more bodies towards defending the bomb site. Look at this aggression towards long. Mo's going to smoke it off. It gets pop flashed in, so he's just going to wait. But there's 2 players inside the cave biding their time. Conquest, meanwhile, staying far back, waiting for any kind of aggression. They know it's a light buy.
They're going to fall back onto the site. Daps does find the opener, though, back over to Mo, and that's immediately going to bring back the attention of Professor Chaos as he pops out. Good reaction onto that one. Shuts down Daps. Now we've got another kill going by their way. The rest of the 3-Up waiting patiently on the sites in their default spots here. No additional aggression besides Professor Chaos again, just exercising his movement of freedom now. Back over here by the long doors to try and see what he's going to be able to gain from this, but that's going to come in a little bit too late as the push is starting. But Abe with the shutdown, and Arya with the shutdown too. Rush and Rix, they get nothing at the beginning. That pushes the tunnels back. Naf is trying to look for a response here, but overall, 3-Up are holding strong now with 2 AKs also in the arsenal. Still waiting on Professor Chaos to get into a position, but he should be great if he sticks right here. Both players are going to run right out of this tunnel in a second, and he can catch one of them for free, takes down Naf, and now it's just Shazam with an op. Stuck pretty much in between everybody here, trying to work for something. He's going to try and take down Professor Chaos. That flash doesn't hit him, but that's the sign there. And along with him and Jason R, they're going to very quickly close that out, and we will see the round stolen away by 3-Up.
Yeah, those pistol buys, they just stopped him cold right in those B tunnels, and the remaining 2 players for Conquest only had AWPs, not good weapons to take over bomb sites like that. They couldn't bully their way in, they couldn't get aggressive, and they couldn't find the picks. So 3-Up does get that 6th round that they wanted. That was actually a pretty decent first half considering the fact that there wasn't a lot of help. That was a very top-heavy performance from the 3-Up side in the way that Mo was just so far ahead of his teammates.
Yeah, I think that's something, to be honest, although, it's great that Mo is doing so well here, but, you talk about the rest of the team, and that could lead into a couple performance issues as we switch sides here now with 3-Up. Mo, he's not always going to be able to lead the charge with an op as the entry fragger. It's a very odd thing when you think about it, so overall here, some other players are really going to have to come out and shine here now on the T side so that they can keep these round scores and that they can hopefully swing this comeback here and allow this team to take the lead.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting half. I'm just surprised that, maybe not surprised is the wrong word, but how dependent, or how much both teams wanted to have 2 ops on their side. And, I can understand 1 op, but both teams just choosing to go with the double op setup whenever they can. I mean, there's Mo and Arya. I talked about how they were both, the primary oppers of basically every team they've been on recently. And then on the other side, there's Shazam, but I was just kind of surprised to see Naf prioritize that AWP so much. Such a good player when he decides to get aggressive with the rifle. But either way, they're sitting at 9-6, so they're going to be happy with that one going into this CT side. And here's the big issue is that 3-Up getting 6 rounds on the defensive side when it was basically Mo the only one really performing. I mean, he had to be effective no matter where Conquest went on the map. On the T side, you know, they can just unleash Mo, and they can let him go wherever he wants. If he's going to keep up this kind of a performance, they can just ride that all the way to a victory. If he keeps up that kind of a performance in the second half, you know, if he gets picks wherever he goes, it's going to be the pressure's going to be on the defense to rotate properly.
So for Conquest now, of course, they do lead 9-6 here going into our second half. Freeze up. We'll take a look at the buys from them, of course. Not a whole lot of armor. We'll see 3 players purchasing that one. A couple decoys coming out here too, but we've got the the smoke and double flash set up onto both Abe and Arya to try to work a take onto one of these 2 sites here at the beginning of this one. And Three's up. They can pick this one up, and they don't have any trouble with those anti-ecos. They will more than likely be able to swing this comeback and tie it up at 9 points. But if they do have trouble earlier on in this half like we had at the beginning, the Conquest could be able to escape with a 12-6 lead here, and that could make them look very, very good indeed.
A lot of utility out on this Three's up side. There goes one smoke over towards the middle double doors. They've got another smoke left on Abe, a couple of flashbangs as well. Shazam's holding long all by himself. He's got to be very careful. He sees these flashbangs come out. He hesitates. He's going to stay long A, and it pays off. He gets a nice headshot. They're peeking around this corner, but he can't land a second. Now it's just Snap. They see him jump up into the bomb site. He's got to hit some shots. He knows he's getting pinched. He's got to land something. Wait for the rotates to come in. Rush has come, but he's not able to land anything as well. I mean, this is just a long-range battle. Eventually, Naf falls to the powers of the long-range Glock, but there's no smoke to cross. So 40 seconds left. Three's up does not pressure the issue. They just fall back.
Rush will sit back here, and as you said before, they're going to wait for their opportunity to make this happen, but unfortunately, all of the pressure is going to shift back over here on a Cat. Daps spots it early, but this is still a very, very bad position now these players from Conquest are going to have to deal with here. Unless Three's up directly peeks them back over there on the ledges, then basically Three's up has a solid hold, and there's only one way that these players can get their way back up, and some of them are going to relocate over to Cat. We can see Rush going for the jump shot spot, but can't find anything, and now he gets dropped down to 11 HP. Jason R jumps right into his face to finish him up, and these final 2 are coming from Cat, but that's pretty predictable now, obviously, with the rest of the site pretty much being fully explored. They can already get themselves into a position to counter this out, so I'm not too confident in their ability to retake, but they're going to move in here now. Rick's looking for the shot to open up on a Jason R, but he's staying safely behind those boxes, and he picks up not only the first one, but the second one as well. Great pistol round from him to pick up 4 out of the 5 kills. And Three's up do end up coming out on top here to potentially tie things up at 9 points if they don't have any problems with the second or third round.
That was a really, really nice call from Three's up in the mid-round to fall back from long, and they go all the way to catwalk, all of them. They don't even leave anyone long because either way, they know Conquest on the ramp. They have to respect the fact that there could be players on catwalk, there could be players on long, so they really can't proceed up that ramp whatsoever in a 3-on-4. So they come back and they just get that bomb site, you know, with no resistance. And now it's going to be, I mean, that's the second pistol round now. Actually, no, excuse me, that's the first pistol round. Three's up only won this one. But it is going to be another buy in the second round for the losing team. Shazam has that scout, and he gets brought down from long range.
Alright, there, as we said before, already picking up that first kill, and now Daps and Ricks are going to try to work this tag team play back over here through the long doors. It could work out great. The problem is, though, is that we have to see them commit to this one. Again, Three's up's Professor Chaos is going to be able to pick up another kill on a Naf as well, so they pretty much have their pick of where they want to go, and considering the kills they've grabbed, they might even be able to just take this over to the B side if they can figure that out. But I think they're going to go much more back to the default take they're working for, which is over here through Cat, so they line this one up, and just no kills at all going by the way of Three's up. Unfortunately, Conquest get met with superior angles at almost every single turn they work with. Yeah,
mowed down. So I actually didn't even mean to do it. I just realized it as I said it. That's it was unfortunate.
It's gonna get spammed like crazy in the chat now.
I know it's gonna be awkward, but either way, now it's gonna be a full save essentially for Conquest. Not enough money to force buy anything into this round. Professor Chaos still gonna go farming with that Mac 10. He's just gonna flash himself out long, see what he can find.
Now for Conquest, of course, no buy-ups coming in from them on this round. Not a whole lot they can do to resist the tie that's going to be coming their way. And we should mention this, too, that a good thing that comes out from Three's up's buy choice, not this round, but the previous one, is that they already had a lot of rifles into the mix. So when it comes time to upgrade, not a whole lot of money is going to need to be spent. All they're really going to have to do is rebuy a lot of these nades and whatnot. So that should be a good primer for their economy, so long as they remain strong in this round, which so far they are, as they get 2 kills for none. Some nice damage gets traded back out, but that's not what you need to have happen there in these ones. And it's just a shooting gallery for Three's up here. Already even looking for this other kill back over here, I believe, on a Daps as he tries to hold on for dear life, but Daps, unfortunately, you're not going to survive there forever, and they do manage to take him down, still again with no losses coming by the way of Three's up, so those final 2 rounds there go absolutely perfectly, and they keep everybody alive in both rounds.
That was like one of those like carnival shooting games where everything just kind of pops up in your vision, and you have like that crappy BB gun, you just got to shoot them all down. Do you ever play those games? No?
No.
Alright, well, into the buy round. No AWP on the side of Conquest so far. but very, very fast. Oh, look at this. It's going to be fast B pressure. Nath, he's playing outside the double doors. No presence inside the B site. He can't get the kill. So all of a sudden, Threes Up has the B bomb site for free. Shazam's got to rotate over. No kits. If they're going to do this retake, they've got to get some kills, or they've got to do this very, very quickly.
Shazam as well tries to blind spray through the door to look for something, but he can't catch it, and he's doing the same thing again here, so they know exactly where he's positioned at, and a lot of ammo getting wasted in that play there, too, so not going to be having a whole lot left here if he still tries to play this slowly. Your teammates got to get in position, but they can't even get the tunnels for free. They're still going to have to deal with Arya here, who's been an absolute monster with his Galil, but finally Rush taking him out after 2 rounds of him picking up so many kills, so that's going to open that avenue up, but still so much time has elapsed at this point that the bomb is already probably over halfway to exploding. It's not really going to be worth it for them to continue it, so they're going to fall back and save 4 rifles.
Yeah, immediate save call. I mean, they just got into that B bomb site so incredibly quickly. It was much like what we saw against in Cloud9 versus Liquid to start the night off. When Cloud9 was getting into that site, the smokes deploy, and until you build up that losing bonus, you don't have the utility to retake it. You can't afford the kits to to give yourself time to find some more kills or to wait out those smokes. So, a good call for Conquest to save that early on into the plant. So they salvaged 4 guns into the next round.
And now for Threes Up, they have a very good lead and a very good money built up upon this for Conquest. We look at them, and they will go for the buy once again here as well to try and keep themselves into the mix as far as this round is concerned. A decent amount of utility actually stacked up in their kit here too, so they still have a lot that they can push back against the Threes Up players with, but I think the thing is going to be really stopping Threes Up as they've been a very, very powerful force here coming into this round, and now again, they're going to push their way out here to long. They get that for free as there's a lot of emphasis on sort of this middle, and they've split the Conquest players up pretty heavily, but very quickly rotating in after hearing the noise that's going on back over here towards long. They're solidifying a lot of their players back over here towards A, but I think Threes Up may even be aware of this one as they're a little bit hesitant on pushing out towards long right now.
Yeah, but they've got a pretty good read. I mean, Rush is on this ramp. He's got the M4. He's blocked off by smoke. They're going to try and get across here. What they've got to worry about is Shazam over at the Gandalf boxes. I mean, that's going to be tough to clear him out, and no one else from Threes Up is really committed to this bomb site. It's just these 2 in here. Oh, nice play. They're going to molly Shazam out of position. That gives him a perfect view of the site. He's in the open. He wins 1 battle. Jason R gets the other one, but Rush jumping up. There's no one there to punish it. Look how far back the rest of the team is over at long. They just assumed it was going to be a free plant, and now they're in a scary situation.
Rush is going to get hit a little bit there. He's dropped down to 15 HP as the rest of the team still sort of on the way into this site and still a little bit hesitant too as they believe there might be some more coming in back through cap, but there's absolutely nothing being played there. In fact, one is sneaking through CT right now, so they're able to get themselves back up. That timer is still getting very, very low, and keep in mind, Threes Up still with no plan as of yet here, but there's Professor Chaos picking up one of them. We got that rotation coming up over here, I believe, from Rix. That might catch Professor Chaos off guard, but he's able to adjust his aim and pick up the kill anyway, so it should have been a great hold here from the players of Conquest. Has now fallen to shreds, and everything gets put into the hands of Nath, who just absolutely destroyed with a headshot from Arya.
Yeah, that's no good. Rix is going to be really, really upset that he didn't punish that kill on Professor Chaos. It was basically a free kill from middle into CT spawn, and Professor Chaos just recovers very, very nicely. A good flank from him to really help him out. Throws that smoke on Catwalk, forces the last player out in the open, but really it's won by that Molotov on a Shazam. Force him into the open. He could have done so much damage, and Threes Up recovers from what could have been, a very tough round.
Now in comes again that offensive that from Threes Up players as they're able to maintain themselves for the time being. A 1-for-1 trade will start it off as Rix takes a risk and is able to push through and at least find a trade off of this one. So that holds back the offensive a little bit here from Threes Up, but overall still going to commit to the plan as far as this push is concerned. It's going to be Mo along with Professor Chaos, who picked up that earlier kill but then fell back. They're going to work out towards long once again. Rix will be resisting that. Oh, almost going to lose his life as he takes a little bit of damage there from Mo once again, but he is able to make his way out of there. And again, now should be able to catch some of this coming as 3 players are going to move in, but the positioning still very much to line up for a push from Cat, and for some reason, Shazam is not going to die. Momas is up a little bit, but they should have been able to tell that this site is almost completely open, but they're not going to act upon that. They just sit right back here, and we're stuck in a very awkward sort of standing Mexican standoff here now, as Ari also picks up 2 kills for free before finally getting traded out by Nath.
Yeah, huge miscommunication on Conquest. One player rotates out of the A bomb site, and they're both just fully exposed. No one's spotting long. Shazam takes a leg shot for free. Spots someone through the edge of the smoke, just tries to snap over but can't land it, and he's got 11 HP. He's the only one left in CT spawn, and they know exactly where he's at. They're going to let him get away. They're hunting him down. There's the deagle shots, and Mo cleans up Shazam. He's now up towards 19 kills for his team, and the rest of them start catching up as well. Professor Chaos has 16, Arya with 12, A with 13, and Jason R with 11, so it's no longer a one-man show. He carried them through the first half, and now the rest of them have come alive.
Absolutely. So this leaves us at 9-12 with threes up, having come back, and so far not having dropped a single round. 6 rounds to none so far. Conquest having some serious issues, and off of that round, it seems to be getting worse here with their CT strategy and communication here, and just keeping themselves together, keeping their strategy. And it looks like another round here where they might have some trouble, because it's going to be an eco course, so the odds are low to begin with, but there's only one player in B to start it off. Rush is having a little bit of presence. They do end up screwing up a little bit there on the side of threes up as they double smoke the door, but I think in the grand scheme of things here, when you look at the money that threes up have, that shouldn't really matter very much at all. So they're just going to clean this up. Mo finds the kill and adapts, and these final three just have no way at all to get back into that site.
Yeah, they're just getting mowed down. Nap tries to flank, he can't do anything. Rush does get Jason R in the window, and all that's left is for them to try and take some of these guns out, force some rebuys, but they're only going to get one as Rush falls there, and it's been a clean sweep in this second half. Conquest has yet to put a CT round on the board. It's been 7 straight for threes up.
Money gets itself to a good position once again, however, and so good that they can actually go back to this double-up setup that they really like to work on the T side, which includes both Nap and Shazam, and you already talked about this too, as Nap really wants to get his hands on that. So now he's going to get his chance to do this on the CT side, where hopefully his confidence and overall his ability to work this up are going to be a little bit better, and hope to start it off there. Not going to be able to catch one of the players, but Shazam gets the info, and is going to finish up Arya there at the beginning. Nap a little bit slow in the timing, so can't find the shot over there on Jason R, but he may get another opportunity at it. Oh, almost takes him down, brings it down to 10 HP, and this nade bouncing, oh, leaves him with just 5.
Yeah, that's a little bit brutal, but either way, the bomb gets planted. No one in this B bomb site. Once again, Conquest stuck in a situation. They have to go for this one. They have some utility to work with. They also have 3 kits, so this is much more promising. Here they are. They're going to go for it. And this triangle of doom is set up inside the B bomb site, and Rush extinguishes them all and throws his own right back into the smoke. Professor Chaos gets Daps, who runs through. It's on Rix. He finds a first kill coming through, a second one as well. He opens things up, but there's Mo and Abe to shut everything down. Once again, a timely flight coming in from a 3-sub player. Rush does have a kit. He's not sticking this defuse, though. He's completely blind. And Abe is able to fall and get the kill, and I'm not even sure Rush would have had the time even if he grabs that one. So a nice hold on the retake from 3s up, and Conquest still just getting completely shut out. It's a goose egg on the board.
Abe's going to be able to fall down, unfortunately, but again, with 2 players on 3s up now maxed out on Kosh, that doesn't even matter. The buy-ups come out once again from these players. Conquest know that they're pretty much done for at this point. If they don't go for the buy-up this time, they're not going to be able to make that comeback happen, so they go right for the buy-up here. Very limited utility, only 2 smokes, I believe, for the entire team, one of them already being used at this point, so they can't hold back this push at all. That aggression's been here present from 3s up this entire time. It's just going to roll right into these sites, and again, Abe and already picking up a combined 3 kills. A 4th comes out. Finally, Rix picks up something, but now he's stuck in pit. They know where he is. They don't even need to plant that bomb, but just to be safe, of course, they roll it over to the B site, but at this point, Professor Chaos just finishes him off through the smoke, and now 3s up at match point, looking to just completely run away with this matchup after jumping onto the T side. And this pause, unfortunately, is coming way too late.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. There's really no point in pausing it right now. I mean, I guess this probably should have happened, you know, 4 rounds ago, 3 rounds ago, something like that. But now they have no room for error. They're going to make an adjustment, and then like what happens? Maybe they win a round. But either way, this is just so much momentum on the side of 3s up. They're playing with so much confidence, taking every battle. I mean, that's the thing. Now that they've rattled off 9 straight, they have no fear whatsoever. And Conquest doesn't have the nades. They don't have the flashbangs or the Molotovs to really slow any of this aggression down.
And for Conquest at this point, it's going to be all thinking about how exactly they're going to have to position themselves, because as you said, without any utility, it's going to all come down to the aim and all come down to the way that they set themselves up. 3s up with no reason to worry at this point. They've had an absolutely monster second half. Let me know how many rounds in a row this is now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 rounds essentially in a row. 9, apologies, I miscounted. 9 rounds in a row that they've been able to pick up. Potentially looking at the 10th here if they aren't able to close this one out. And overall, they've got no reason at all here to worry. And as for Conquest, they forced themselves up. The same story as previously, just no utility. And the guns have even gotten even worse this time. And already an opening shot. Doesn't get a kill, but connects some nice damage over on the Daps.
This time, 3s up does slow things down. Maybe waiting to see if that pause is going to bring about any kind of a push or aggression or some kind of a cheesy play, but there's Daff. That's one way to end things. Just a nice headshot with the scout onto Abe. Good first kill. Shazam spots one out towards long, but he's given up his aggression. And the rest of the players coming over towards mid, and there's Rush. He gets close up. Mo misses the shot. A rare miss from Mo this match, but Rush is going to get away. Now Conquest in a 5-on-3.
And Ari's going to push forward here, too. Trying to reclaim that up. He's going to be able to pick that one up, but for Professor Chaos and Jason R now, they're still a little bit more separated from themselves. as they try to reposition and get themselves into a solidified push. Conquest, though, now they themselves actually have put themselves into a very secure position. They spread themselves out pretty heavily along the map, so it's going to get a bit dodgy, but thankfully some of the HP, specifically on Arya, already very low here, and Arya reveals himself, misses that shot over on the Naf, so now they know that at least for one of these players, that push will be coming in towards the B site. The assistance comes further in from Daps now as he's going to line up, and Arya cannot peek that tunnel, but firstly he's going to have to rely on Jason R to get in there if they even go for it, but also with Professor Chaos, he's going to fall towards the A site, so it doesn't look like three's up. We're going to be able to close it out here just yet. Arya, though, picking up a shot over onto Daps. They're going to try to find their way out into the site, but still the odds are not looking too great. As again, Naf up on that forward position, finds one. Arya tries to go for the quick shot, but he can't find it, and Naf finishes it up with the scout. So Conquest, they're going to keep themselves in this for now, but they're still 5 rounds behind three's up.
Yeah, 5 rounds behind, and there were 3 players from three's up with over, $12,000. So this is going to be another really solid buy. Still a long way to go for Conquest, but that pause seems to have worked out at least one round. As three's up took it a little bit slow that round, that allowed Naf an opportunity with that scout to do a lot of damage, gets that opening pick and just whittles him down where there. Naf ends with 3 kills on the round, but still 5 more to go. And this time, three's up. Looks like they're lining up some smokes for the corner out towards long, maybe for a delayed long take. Arya's going to toss it out, but Rush once again getting aggressive over towards the cave.
Jason R as well, looking to move himself in. He'll go for a direct challenge on a Rush if he decides to push out from this one, but he's gonna have to keep his eyes out, of course, because Rush now falls back into the pit, but the headshot comes out from Jason R anyway, finishes up Rush, and now again we're looking at three's up. They find the opening kill, and thanks to the smoke setup, there can be absolutely no trade from Conquest unless they get an absolutely beautiful shot with an op or something else here that comes out from Shazam.
Yeah, he's going to have a big round, but much like the pistol round, three's up take long control. They leave one player in pit this time. That's Mo. He's just going to wait for Shazam to peek for any kind of information whatsoever. Shazam throws out a flash, but he doesn't quite peek. Mo fakes the long take, shoots an op shot, but all of three's up is rotating back towards this B bomb site. And this could be huge. Daps is pushed up in mid. He's got some information. Here's some footsteps in lower B, so you're going to start to see Rix rotate down towards CT spawn.
Taps waiting as well to see if there'll be any presence coming in, but he's unfortunately going to have to go for a quick rotate. He might actually catch Mo up, but again, that entry comes in, so it's going to pull him away from this. Arya picks up that shot over on the Naf. And again, the odds here for Conquest are just getting lower and lower and lower as that site control moves in. Still no rotation. I don't think they are fully aware of the situation just as of yet here as they try to keep their eyes out for any sort of flank or whatnot. But now they're rotating in, but no utility, nothing to work with. They would say, but of course, it's not really going to work out. They have to blindly retake this site, and now what's a 2-on-5? And I don't just think it's going to be possible here. For three's up, they should have an easy closeout. Shazam gets one, Abe shutting down the other, tries to transfer the spray, but Daps picks up that kill, but now he's at 13 HP, transitions over, and Jason R to close it out there. As we're going to see the final score coming into play there with the players here from three's up and a great performance from Mo, leaving them in the winning spot here for tonight's match.
Yeah, and that was that last round. I mean, a good mid-round call, and it just seemed like, Conquest just never really had a good read in some of those mid-rounds on their CT side. They just got beat up that entire half. And they never got a good read. Even Daps heard some information, some footsteps in lower B, but he doesn't get the intel that they're coming into the B bomb site. Naf doesn't have a good sight onto it, and he just gets isolated in that bomb site. So, big thing is just I know we've said it so many times throughout this match on Dust 2 tonight, but Mo with that op was just an animal. And if he doesn't have the first half that he had, then three's up probably doesn't get away with winning that one.
All right, guys, so that is going to close out the evening for us here at ESEA TV. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I believe it'll be Mega Man along with you, Moses, once again, joining you tomorrow night at the same time for some matches, so be sure to stick around then. And beyond that, be sure to hit the follow button on the channel. And if you'd like to follow the casters on Twitter, myself and Moses, it should be below us, and there should be a thing in the chat as well. So thank you guys very much, and we'll catch you tomorrow for more Pro League here with the ESL ESEA Pro League.